Ow. Actually, no. I should cover this for content.
Hey guys.
Hello, Jonathan.
Let's talk about PoE 1. Now, when we announced PoE 2, we promised that we would continue to create PoE 1 expansions, and we do intend to keep that promise, but it's certainly been a lot harder to deliver on it than what we expected. Now, the trouble really started after Settlers of Calgar in July last year. The ideal time to have released 326 would have been late October, before the originally scheduled release of PoE 2's early access, but we just didn't think we could do it. It was too close to the huge circus that was the organisation around PoE 2's launch. But we also didn't want to immediately launch it right after PoE 2 either, so that kind of ruled out December.
That's all good, baby. We forgive you, John. You guys were put in a shit situation with absolutely no true way to be able to counter the problem. And that left you with absolutely zero choices but to pull on people. No problem, Bolster. Your clip was very funny. I forgot that I burped in the middle of saying Captain America.
So then we're thinking, okay, we can't really have a launch in January due to Christmas, so we're really going to have to do it in February. And this wasn't great. It would mean 7 months with no leagues. But we really didn't think it was possible to do it any earlier than that.
In truth, doing no new leagues is not really the issue, it's having no leagues in general. Necro Settlers was a great way to try and reboot interest and give people something to do in the interim, which made it into an extra fucking league, which is like half of the problem and not really most of the concern before anything really bad.
And we didn't really announce this exactly, but it was certainly something that we had said to quite a few people over time, so the community became generally aware that that was our plan. The issue is this: PoE 2's endgame needed a lot of work. Having the guys on
And it still does, significantly so.
the PoE 1 team help out for 3 months on PoE 2, given that 326 was 7 months away, seemed like a no-brainer, and man did PoE 2 need it. The problem is, we got to the middle of October, and PoE 2's launch was imminent, and I'll tell you what, taking people off PoE 2 at that point was just impossible. The endgame was not in a shippable state. But you know what? We could still do it. If the PoE 1 team just kept helping until PoE 2 shipped in late November, we could still do it. Maybe the scope would need to decrease a little bit, but mid-February was still possible. We just needed to ship this damn game first, get it out of the way. We literally couldn't think about anything else until it was done, but we still had time. The problem is, we were fooling ourselves. PoE 2 was delayed 3 weeks, making the problem even worse. And then after the game was released, well, of course we had to immediately deal with all the problems. How could we think about making a PoE 1 expansion when we still have hundreds of thousands of people who are having bad experiences in PoE 2? There are crashes, there are severe in-game balance problems. How could I justify taking some of the most experienced developers we have off PoE 2 when it's on fire? Now, after the Christmas break, we had to really admit something to ourselves. The most urgent priority was getting PoE 2 to a point where it didn't have major issues.
More or less.
And it's hard to even think about what PoE 1 needs when PoE 2 has really obvious problems that need fixing.
Basic issues with in-game some basic upkeep problems with the campaign that still exist because of the insertion of new mechanics. Changing and fixing some melee skills around to make them better, make them competitive, make them viable. Adding a few more crafting methods, or fixing a few crafting methods. Adjusting the drop rate of exalteds, adjusting the production rate and the consistency of methods used to create items or to find divination cards, which you had removed in the middle of the league. Concerning things like with Slothless Coil from infested valleys. Target farming techniques like this. Either removing all of them from the game or fixing them so that you can be able to address how that was affecting trade. Removing any of these problems from Solo Southbound. The same things you'll have to do for POT2. More or less.
We needed to get it to the point of stability and balance, and to fix the most severe deficiencies that PoE2 has before we can take our eyes off it. So what does that mean? Well, it means that we can't really work on PoE 1 3.26 until PoE 2 0.2.0 has shipped.
Everybody expected that. No one's shocked. To which edge, when I look over, inside of the forums, and from the announcements, I see this. All these posts of people effectively posting cope. Some saying that they're going to quit. Some saying that this is okay and good. Reaction on Twitter being a full sale, we trust you, we believe you, and I'll talk about what my opinion is. But when I look over, and I'm looking at these responses directly from the main site, and those responses were this, where you have this much money invested from Highgate supporter, the fucking Prophecy supporter, and everything in the fucking between, and you're saying that you're calling shit? You've got a person who's put at least 2,500 in the game based on his supporter packs, and you're saying you're gonna leave and move on when they're being straightforward with what needs to be done. And this page is what this thread is 187 pages plus long. It's a clear contingency of people not getting what the fucking problem is. Because of course, how could they?
A couple of weeks after that as well. Now in the meantime, we are going to get a bunch of pre-production done on 3.26 with whatever people who are not needed to fix issues with PoE 2. And once 0.2.0 is sorted, I promise we will devote as many resources as are needed from our company to get 3.26 done as soon as possible. Unfortunately, I just can't promise a date right now. Now I'm really sorry for how this went down. Honestly, I should have predicted the fact that taking the PoE 1 team off PoE 1 would lead to this outcome. And I probably should have...
It sounds like a meme when he says it that way, but he's being 100% serious. Based on what was dealing with Path of Exile 1, nobody expected that by him taking the devs off of Exile 1 that would cause the problems. But then again, who can foresee the problem that would happen with the database, with the database leaks, with the database mod account hacking, and with all the other things that were on fire, and people were bitching and saying that if you didn't fix this, the game would immediately be broken and they would immediately rage quit. Because they need immediate gratification.
have resisted doing it. But at every stage, I just kept thinking, we still have time, we still have time. And then we didn't have time anymore. Now, we still have a lot to learn about how to run two games simultaneously. We were overconfident. We still need to work out how to structure our studio to make this possible. But we do have a solid plan for what we want to do with 3.26. Obviously, I can't talk about it yet, but I'm hoping you guys are going to love it. I really want to thank you guys for all your support over the years. You guys do deserve better than this, and we will get 3.26 out as fast as we can.
And couple weeks later, they're 100% valid for doing so. The fact that people give them shit about it is because they don't understand it. But, thank you, John. Here's what we need to do. Immediately ban and permaban Elon Musk and any person who he did real money trading with in order to manipulate and bullshit the high score ladders on the hardcore league. Permanently, from both games. Put him into the blacklist data bank. He does not need to be in the game. He needs to be perma-banned. For all the bullshit that's going on back and forth, as well as his inability to show remorse for his actions, he needs to be perma-banned from the game. It's not a choice. He needs to be perma-banned from the game. If Elon Musk is not perma-banned from Path of Exile 1 and 2 because of his actions and his antics and his statements claiming I have to cheat in order to play this game, then we're not going to take it serious. I am being so dead-assed it's not fucking funny. You cannot have the richest man in the world play in your face with account security and with monetization, with money, if we believe that things like the Forbidden Trove are anti-fun and anti-marketplace, while at the same time wanting players to be able to play their way. It can't exist. Please tell me they put it in. They did not put it in the fucking thing. Oh my god. They have to put in a goddamn relic locker for these goddamn things from Expedition. Yet another thing that has to be put in the game. You cannot, under any circumstances, allow that issue to go forward without a direct addressal. If not even from Chris Wilson himself. Anyways, moving forward. Where is this? This one comes from VsChat.
Brandon Ferrantino is developing idle streaming bonanza. Play as your favorite content creators like Moki Payne, Asmund Silver, and CQX. It's a streamer drama parody game where you match button prompts, watch the bits drop, and feed the brain rot. Each level's a time capsule of live stream fails' greatest hits. As Dr. Disrespect's grooming allegations, Pokimane and her expensive cookies make a showing, and XQC being an odd dude as a reference to XQC being an odd dude.
It's not a reference to XQC being an odd dude. It's a reference to I should say Papa Meat. Meat Canyon and his satire of XQC and his antics.
Ferrantino's newest level referenced another big streamer named Pirate Software. Now for context, Pirate Software is a developer, hacker, gamer person who runs a ferret rescue, encourages people to get into game development, and boasts an impressive resume from working at a Blizzard during its glory days to hacking for the United States Department of Energy. As far as nerds go, he's seen as the cream of the crop. But some of that cream's dissolved due to, well, it depends on who you ask, I suppose. Some don't like how he appeals to his own authority or misrepresents arguments when he's in the wrong. Others don't like how he doubles, triples, or even quadruples down when he's in the wrong. And some don't like the double standards he applies to himself and others when he's in the wrong. It's not the being in the wrong that people don't seem to like. It's how he mishandles it, and how these events clash with his wise and role model persona people have come to know him for.
Pause. The issue with Pirate Software currently at this state as it continues forward is something that is going to become very obvious with the reason why he reacted to this, and that I'm going to break down and explain. However, I'm going to say up beforehand, the reporting of this situation is solid. It is the details that are important that are out of whack. The reporting is solid, the story is shit.
That's why I stress at every opportunity that I am a scumbag and manages expectations. The event Ferrantino chose to immortalize in his game referenced the hardcore World of Warcraft raid drama, where Pirate Software abandoned his team, referred to as roaching out, and was later removed for his behavior following the incident.
Pause. No. The reason why that went down, as we have now seen from every single angle and from every opinion that is possible to give. He was given a call by Yamato's death to run, and he salvaged his life and tried to do as much as he could at the level of his experience as he could in the situation. As Zeke Law broke down further, there was multiple people who made multiple mistakes and multiple misplays, of which most of the blame should be squarely on the shoulders of the shot callers and the pullers that fucked up, as well as the shot caller who knew nothing about the mechanics of the boss, so that it could then help save other people's lives. Pirate Software has blame just as much as everyone does, but he is not the shot caller in that situation and was obeying the shot call that was given by the players. Then, players choosing to make this spectacle of an event into something that happened in front of a live studio audience, done for content, and for none of those content creators to be in here. There's no level for Yamato's death, there's no level for anything, it's just the popular streamer being harassed, after being harassed by multiple audiences that chose to make the content, and then chose to make this a never-ending shit parade where they did the exact same shit that was done before to any other person that was given bad press, which is pretty much playing Kendrick Lamar and constantly fucking, sea-walking to They Not Like Us, while making fun of him. Quote, "There are more of you inside of the guild here for drama than there are people showing up to guild meetings." The situation was exacerbated by the toxicity and the curation attitude of livestream fails, wanting a villain to beat on for the day, the week, and now pushing on further the month. Since this, I have been paying attention to the OnlyFans story, and I can tell you right now, there is a developing breakout that's going to happen when the situation itself comes to its resolution, which is Yamato's death, getting extreme levels of exorbitant punishment for his behavior as of late, as well as relating to this situation, in the form of an undead duel versus another member of the guild, who is going to be his form of punishment for killing his character, thus forcing him to start over, and making him have to climb over again. In a perfect universe, this story gets covered from every angle possible, and everybody knows the explicit details to the point where it is then a matter of actual legal precedent. Because no, you cannot harass a content creator just because you dislike them on the internet and you don't like how they played a video game, and then use that as a justification to make never-ending content that shits on people and antagonizes them, and then behave as though, what? All I did was make a joke. Because it's not just about the joke, and it's not just about putting them in the game. It's about highlighting a drama where people chose to become evil individuals because they were bored. People were bored, and they wanted to bully him further.
The level is called Irate Hardware. A wizard-hatted cockroach squirms in a gaming chair, and a voice line from Pirate Software's stream can be heard.
As much as you're angry right now, of course I ran.
This is very important to the reason why Pirate Software reacted the way that he does in this story. It will break down as such, and I will explain it as such when we get there.
Ferentino then posted a clip of his game to the livestream fails subreddit titled "He Put Pirate Software Drama in His Indie Game." In turn, Pirate Software issued a DMCA takedown notice to Valve. This developer is using clips of my voice without my permission. As displayed on the developer's livestream, my voice is being used in this game. The developer does not have the right to use my voice. He included a link to the Twitch clip. The game was taken down. Plot twist, the Steam version of the game didn't actually have Pirate Software's voice in it. The Twitch clip was of the developer's personal build, not...
Pause. Here's where this story goes all the way fucked up. In the purposes and cases of legal precedent on copyright, the claim is going to claim that it has good intention and good faith interpretations of the law concerning free speech and concerning satire. But the problem here with the fair use is that this is clearly a person attempting to use fair use as a cover to further antagonize a person on a situation, which is why he struck it as it was. To his knowledge, whether or not this is a part of the live version of the game, pretty much reads like somebody trying to get one over. This isn't something that's on the live market. This is the version that's on my computer. You chose to put out clips on a publishing drama website / publishing news aggregator site / news aggregator Reddit post with the intention of being noticed and being seen and it being heard for multiple people to go look at, repeat, post on, and comment with the intention of bringing it to people's attention so that it could then get back to Pirate Software. You wanted this interaction, you were baiting this interaction, and you wanted there to be a claim that was made on it so that you could then drive up more drama concerning the situation. It is in the worst faith intentions possible. Because it's like saying, nuh-uh, I didn't post your sex tape on Twitter.com. I posted that I had proof of your sex tape and that it's on my computer. I never posted the actual tape, bro. Why are you mad? This is Street Fight level shit. This is Street Fight level shit. The developer knew what the fuck he was doing and he knew he was in the wrong. He knew what he was trying to do, and he knows exactly how he would have reacted. This kind of action should result in an immediate default on any attempt to sue or any attempt to countersue as a defendant. There's no anti-slap for this. You would just automatically lose in my perfect world of law. Because the intentions matter more than legal precedent. If he intended to do something like, and let's put it into the worst case example, if he intended to try and put out something that would cause torturous interference, harm and destruction and life ruination to him, based on what is literally the worst or some of the worst days of his life, and he says, all I did was post a clip, bro, it's just a clip, we know that it's not just a clip. It's what the clip represents.
Not the marketplace build. Ferrantino filed a counter notice to get his game reinstated. He also sent a support ticket to Pirate Software and his team directly to tell them his voice was not in the game, and he asked for the DMCA takedown notice to be withdrawn. Mid-live stream, Pirate Software spoke about receiving the counter notice and expressed his intent to sue the developer.
Hey, Kronos, we have to file a legal complaint against that dude earlier. I'm gonna pause this for a moment. There was a dude earlier today that went onto Reddit and said that he was using my voice in a video game, showed a bunch of videos of it, and then put that game up on Steam. A lot of people in the thread told him not to do that, that would end up being a legal problem for him. He did it anyway. So I filed a DMCA claim, and he has now filed a counterclaim against me. We're going to take you to court. You're going to lose. You cannot use somebody's likeness or voice in any way inside of your games without their permission. It's a really stupid thing to do. Incredibly so. So I'm going to send this over to Kronos now, because he is a lawyer in copyright law. That is his job. Mistake. Kronos, we have 14 days to respond to this. Forwarded. Welcome to the finding out timeline, bud.
Brandon Ferrantino responded in a YouTube video and reiterated he did nothing unlawful on Steam.
I showed one video of a possible build or a concept and put it on Reddit.
Pause. Malice, intent, confirmation of malice, intent, automatic judgment. Again, the reporting from the other Frost here is 100% correct. It is the fact that the thing that they're suggesting, and I know how he's going to suggest it, will not follow through in a suit in court in basic good faith. Because you're sitting here saying, I didn't do anything wrong, unlawful. I didn't do anything wrong, unlawful. You showed an intention to attempt to do so. This is where you've gone wrong.
The game, that concept or what's on my machine was not on Reddit. There's no build of him.
You put it out on the internet. People then put clips of it out on the internet. I know, I've seen them. You had the intention of bringing up drama by showing that it existed and by putting it in the context of the game, and then that going out as feature work for your game. That is effectively advertisement showing something that, if it is not in the game, should not be out on the marketplace and should not be being discussed. People should know about it. This is to the level of being something like revenge porn. And by like revenge porn, I mean spoilage of information. You are baiting something that you have, that you are putting in a market product, and you are now trying to defend yourself by saying, well, it's not in there, it's not in there. Turn this around and make it about something as legal and as extreme as revenge porn, and you can see what the problem is.
Ever on Reddit or on Steam. There's no data in my game of him on Steam. There's no active build with him on it. So he's chasing fucking goods.
Unfortunately for Pirate Software, it's a case of being confidently wrong. In America, we have very strong free speech laws. It's the First Amendment, for God's sake. This is not as cut and dry as you can't use someone's likeness or voice without permission. Although that does get spread around a lot, but you'd think people on the internet who use Twitch and YouTube would see Twitch and YouTube as enough evidence that there's more nuance to the matter. you have to consider fair use defenses and good faith activities by alleged copyright infringers. This was upheld in the Lenz versus Universal Music Court trial, in which a woman was hit with a DMCA takedown notice for using 29 seconds of bad audio from a Prince song in a baby video. The final ruling on that matter: copyright holders cannot shirk their duty to consider, in good faith and prior to sending a takedown notification, whether allegedly infringing material constitutes fair use, a use which the DMCA plainly contemplates as authorized by the law. Pirate Software did not consider fair use. He didn't even play the demo. If he had, he would have known his voice was not in the Steam Marketplace version of the game.
Oz, it's not even about the Steam Marketplace version of the game. It's about the fact that information existed on the timeline, and a person was attempting to bait for the intention of further damaging his copyright and his brand through the use of this information and the drama and the use of the drama. If for nothing else, he will take him to court on something as simple as this, and then waylay it into a case about whether or not a person who is the subject matter of a never-ending harassment campaign should have to tolerate further harassment from a person choosing to pile on to that situation based on the drama made around their name and based on information made by other people with explicit intentions and purposes to antagonize the content creator. Because that's exactly what happened with the OnlyFans situation. By directly referencing it, you've already gone past the point of good faith. He sees everything you're doing as intentionally, to the explicit degree of creating more drama. You're not letting the drama die.
Therefore, he sent an unlawful DMCA takedown notice, and that opens him up to be sued. I asked Mr. Ferrantino if he asked Pirate Software or Kronos if they played the game. He said they responded that's neither here nor there. It's very much here and there, because beyond the existence of a perceived infringement, you have to consider what's the nature of the work, critique, review, education, etc. Is it transformative enough? How much was used? 41 seconds, by the way. How important is what was used? Does it have an impact on original market value? Is it misappropriating his likeness for an advertisement? It's not as plain cut as, you used my voice, I didn't say you could, now I can sue you. Now keep in mind, I'm not a free speech defense lawyer out of Connecticut that steps in from time to time to help content creators pro bono when their freedom of speech is being impeded, but Mario is. And he says Pirate Software's false DMCA takedown notice of idle streaming bonanza was unlawful. I spoke with him. Mario happened upon Ferrantino's video talking about the false claim, and did not like that someone with a large and impressionable audience was spreading free speech misinformation. He also did not appreciate the lawsuit bully tactics. I quote, "It pissed me right the fuck off." So Mario reached out to Brandon Ferrantino and took him on as a client free of charge. He made a formal demand to Pirate Software's team to withdraw the DMCA takedown notice within 24 hours, and it seems to have worked because the game is back on the Steam Marketplace. There is some charity that can be given to Pirate Software. He is a big streamer, and big streamers rely on their mod team to keep things running smoothly, so it's possible he relied on secondhand information in good faith and thought his voice was actually in the game. I reached out to Pirate Software and Kronos for comment on January 24th and 25th, respectively. I will update the article in the Substack if and when either responds. The only thing left currently is seeing if things end here between Pirate Software and the developer. There are consequences for false DMCA takedown notices, but Brandon Ferrantino and Mario would have to actively pursue it in court. Ultimately, in these cases, the court fees tend to outweigh the damages, so who knows where this ends up. The two have said they will release a formal statement in about 2 weeks. Thank you for reading, listening, watching. Have a nice day.
Effectively, the situation is as follows. Content creator is told or sees and notices someone actively trying to capitalize on literal, non-stop harassment that he has received within the last two and a half months, repeating across the wider internet. And a person is choosing to do so for monetization, for money. This is already a problem in itself. On the degree of most things that would concern fair use, especially in the terms of DMCA, then yes, it would be unlawful. The problem is that this is way past just the purposes of the game. This is about whether or not a content creator should tolerate people actively continuing a never-ending harassment claim against them through a proxy. Because by doing so, you are allowing them to do so with proxy. And thus, if the case is, oh yeah, we can be able to do whatever the fuck we want, and nobody can be able to respond to us, and nobody can be able to stop us, no one can anti-slap us, no one can punish us for what is just supposed to be having fun. If it makes you upset, look away. then this means that this opens up the precedent in multiple degrees, to the point of Destiny's case for revenge porn. Hey, bro, it doesn't matter that the content that I covered on live stream happens to be torturous information that concerns your public standing and the embarrassment of you with your material. Like, I didn't play the fucking tape. I just proved that I have the tape, that it exists, and it's real. You do not want this precedent. We do not want this precedent. We do not want this precedent. My opinion, legally, is that this should not be tried under DMCA. This needs to be something else entirely. Because we are now at the point where we have to make laws that affect YouTubers and content creators. So that people cannot be allowed to just simply shirk responsibility as a human being and as a legal precedent on what exactly is the line. How far is too far, and how soon is too soon. Now, if it was just this alone, I would say that to say that you could never be made fun of, or that you could never mock pirate software is wrong. No, you should be able to mock them about the situation. The problem is that the way in which you chose to do so, and the way in which you chose to frame it, is framed in such a way where pirate software will always be antagonized, and there is no way to add extra room. So, by that I mean, while making a pirate software level, why is there no Yamato's death level? If the answer is, well, he's not the person who's in the drama, that is bullshit. And that shows that there is an intention on capitalizing on the drama and wanting to focus on the biggest target that you could be able to single out. Which I inherently call bullshit on. I'm sorry. From the basis of it's all okay or none of it's okay, if you're gonna deal with the situation, why not have multiple members of OnlyFans? Why is it just pirate software? Because he's the bigger target? Because he's a more recognizable brand? Then you know that that has to do with why he is doing it, because it's the infringement of his copyright. Not just his voice, but specifically his brand. You are a criminal. You are endangering and harming his brand on an actual monetary level. I don't know what you'd expect. I honestly don't know what you'd expect. I don't know what the fuck else I could say or what you would expect. If we're being serious, it's a dick move. By it being a dick move, he's going to just treat it like a person who doesn't understand that you can fuck around and find out. That doesn't make it right from pirate software. It makes it understandable. It doesn't make it right. I'll buy this up right now. Yes, I can. Damn, my core stuff's bad. As far as I'm concerned, all people in the matter effectively look stupid. What truly can you do?
The dreamer provides.
In a perfect world, they would handle this and settle this out of court. And they would talk about this. Pirate Software would pay some level of money, and the developer would just simply target it as an OnlyFans situation. Excuse me, OnlyFans situation. Rather than just piling on to Pirate Software with the rest of the drama, like the internet has. There's a way that all sides can come out of this. And be happy and satisfied with how it goes down. But if this is the way in which they choose to proceed it, then there's no way that it's going to change.
Until next time.
You That's really bad. I have the lightning ones ready to go. And then replacements. I don't know, chat. What do you think? Personally, as a reporter, I do not see how this situation could end up being positive simply because of how engagement began on it. But, you know, I'm me. So I was gonna stop picking up fucking anything that was not 10 and above. Oh well. I've slowly worked my way through my maps now. Hello, struggler. I take it that chat does not have an opinion. Moving forward. I see you're also paying attention to that situation. Okay. I need to go add to the movie blog history thread so that I have that ready to go later. Because I feel like I could do a versus chat on movie Bob alone. I wish I could get my hand on some Twitter mutuals, but probably not. But let's start with Gamers from Mars, Amaranth ship, and then Nicholas Diorio's reaction.
To put it simply, Amaranth is a woman best known for her endless Twitch streams and revealing outfits showing off huge tracts of land. For nearly a decade, this woman has dedicated her entire life to sitting in front of a screen for days straight as men gawk. While I never personally saw the appeal of watching Twitch streamers for hours on end, no one can deny that Amaranth dominates this space for female streamers. But even though she films every waking and sometimes even sleeping moment of her life, the public doesn't really know that much about her. So today I want to attempt to uncover who really is Amaranth. With me finding a lot of information people seem to never cover. Let's start simply with what you probably already know from watching any of the countless wiki regurgitation videos on the subject. Amaranth appeared on Twitch in 2016, displaying her intricate costume designs. Her early streams consist of her playing some video games and dancing around in her house. It would not be until 2021, during the height of the pandemic, when Amaranth seemed to crack the code of Twitch with the hot tub meta, followed by the sexy ASMR mouth. After gaining an immense viewership, she launched an OnlyFans that generated millions of dollars a month. While these gimmicks allowed her name to stay in the press, it didn't really generate real or substantial wealth, with the OnlyFans being the true moneymaker. With millions of dollars coming in, Amaranth decided to invest her savings by buying a gas station. Her fans,
Specifically, a Couche-Tard Circle K gas station.
and other content creators were very impressed by this business move that many called genius. As mentioned before, despite being renowned as the queen of Twitch and releasing thousands of hours of content, the streamer's fans know little about her.
The problem is that nobody knows anything about her because all the details about this information is pretty much lost to time that can only be retreaded and found inside a very early career, It's a Gundam videos. Namely, for years, Caitlyn, real name, went about Twitch doing what all hot women did at the time that Caseytron was still trolling on fucking games like League of Legends. Well, she was too busy fucking using her camera view to put her tits out there against that fucking black and white pinwheel background. Amaranth was doing IRL live streams where she was recording herself and suggested poses in the gym. And also lying about her then boyfriend, now husband, that she's still married to. That would be the basis for her being able to do what all women did. Women, mean the women that chose to do this, not all women in general, of lying about their relationship status to be able to bait men to get more money. So, if I relate this to the other content creator that we watched content from, that is Reform E-Girl, the one that was being sexually harassed by behavior while playing Dead by Daylight, Alien Videoland. A woman like Ellie and Villian would be a case example of somebody who reformed themselves from behavior that Amaranth would do on a regular fucking basis. I remember this to a T, because I always avoided titty streams, because I am a gamer. I do not care about the woman's breasts, I care about whether or not she's hitting her fucking combo. And every single time that she ever went live, it was always for the e-girl related shit. It either had to do with her, cosplay, attention in public, or drama around her, bringing up drama about her with intention in public, or any other person she was involved with. Cringe ass level shit that you could not get away from, no matter what you did. Moving forward.
Watched pretty much every interview she's ever done, along with several of her tedious streams, only to realize she doesn't really give a peek behind her personal veil. Her reasoning may understandably be to keep her personal life private, which makes sense with the variety of crazy fans she has amassed. But in point—
Pause. She wouldn't have crazy fans if she did not try to create a simp brigade in order to do so. I have never seen men debase themselves so much that they will let a woman put their feet on them at a public event with multiple people around, not even a private meet and greet, publicly humiliate them, and then make money off of them, and then thank her for the fucking privilege.
2022, things changed. Amaranth went live with a phone call exposing her verbally abusive husband. She alleged that her spouse—
Which continues to be bullshit because, number one, if he is supposed to be the manager of your job, and he is the person who controls how you're able to show yourself, and he is very aware about how to handle everything, why would your Asian husband then choose to do something that could then easily be used against them? Because it implies that he's stupider than he is. Which then led to people immediately treating it as though, oh, the reason she had to do the OnlyFans is because she was being manipulated. It was a man abusing her. Despite the fact that even though the situation happened, she continued to do this fucking porn.
had total control over finances, and forced her to perform sexual content for stream and OnlyFans, and that she didn't really want to do all the explicit stuff. Creators were quick to support the victim, and many were interested to see how Amaranth's content was going to change now that she was free from her husband. Yet when I compare her videos before and after her ex, it remains pretty much the same. Amaranth has never commented on this fact and outright refuses to answer any questions about her ex-husband. Instead, when she does talk about her personal life, she consistently mentions her love for horses and dream of opening an animal sanctuary in California. Besides what I just summarized here, virtually no one has ever put together the story of Amaranth. Like, why didn't her content change when she said it was going to? Who is her husband? And strangely enough, many people wonder if her explicit videos are fake, but we'll get to that later.
I can tell you right now, there are times where she uses a fake sheath over whatever man it is assumed to be her husband, but if it is not, it's just some random guy that she probably hired and paid for it, for the explicit purposes of being a stand-in shimp, a living person that would put a sheath on, and she will then make fake gonzo porn with the explicit purposes of it being like a 4K POV replacement, or more preferably that the camera angle will be straight on from the side, you don't see the person, it's very obvious that they're wearing a sheath, and it's fake nut. Disgusting, annoying. Now, the obvious question, Carl, how do you know? How do you know? Because, much like with YouTuber drama, this shit is all over the fucking internet. The same way that people were posting, I also remember the name of the porn star that Linda Blood fucked when she was bragging about a black fuck that Adam 22 got cucked over, Jason Love. At the same time that the Jason Love clip, where she absolutely was getting nutted in by him, was real, Scamaranth that started going around, and this was leaked with videos of this happening. Of course, it's all supposed to be on the OnlyFans, and of course, if you pay for the shit, there's blah 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 blah, legal, blah 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 blah, but literally she was not doing real porn. At least Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips is getting ran through by men legitimately. She can't even bring herself to fuck her own fans, bro. Crazy.
To attempt to answer these questions, we have to start at the very beginning of the story. But before I go any further in today's video, I just want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Factor. For the month of January, I decided to flee the colder weather of Pennsylvania and go down to Florida. And while I'm down here, I don't have as good of a kitchen setup. So because of this, Factor has actually been a great partnership this month because I need some decent things to eat. They're fresh, never frozen, and chef crafted, dietitian approved, and ready to eat within 2 minutes. All you have to do is go on their website, choose your weekly menu of 35 options, including popular ones such as Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, Vegan, and Veggie. Then on top of that, there's 60 add-ons every week, like breakfast, on-the-go lunch, snacks, and beverages. And when things get hectic in life, Factor is flexible. You can change your order up every single week with plans from 4 to 18 meals. Or just pause or reschedule your deliveries anytime. And the best part is, with Factor, you can rest assured you're making a sustainable choice. Factor offsets 100% of delivery emissions and sources 100% renewable electricity for their production sites and offices. One of my favorite picks from this time around was their Tex-Mex beef bowl. This came with green chili cheese sauce and cauliflower rice. Honestly, this tastes better than a lot of things you could get at a restaurant. So if you're
Still too expensive, but I would really like to have a sponsor like this at some point in the future. That's a while off. Next time!
interested, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code 50GFM to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first Factor box. That's code 50GFM at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Caitlin Michelle Saragusa was born on December 2nd, 1993 in Houston, Texas. Growing up, she became close with her older half-brother, who was from her mother's first marriage. When she was only 4 years old, this brother ended up moving in with his biological father, and Amarantha did not see him often after. She was then left with her other brother, who she did not get along with. And the two of them engaged in sibling rivalry.
And then I was stuck with my other brothers who had like the middle child complex, if you've seen that before, where it's like they don't get the attention of the young ones, but they also don't get treated with respect like the older ones, so they just kind of like act out of spite. So he was kind of rude to me until he became an adult.
When reflecting on her childhood, Amarantha described it as boring. Both of her parents worked constantly to make ends meet. Her mother was a preschool teacher and her father worked in IT, which resulted in them having to leave the young girl alone often. Despite having a dual income, her parents had no money to travel and never took time off of work to spend with their children.
Growing up, I was kind of just raised in front of the TV like a lot of kids who had working parents.
While left to her own devices, Amarantha discovered her love for solo activities such as art and video games. Having limited ability to interact with people, the young girl grew to love animals.
My neighbor's dogs just come up and roll over for belly rubs, and it was just like a genuine connection where it felt like you could actually connect to them without needing to be good at talking. And so animals became like the only thing I cared about.
Every day she would spend time with dogs instead of making friends with other kids of her own age. She believes that because her parents didn't have friends over, the young girl never learned how to properly interact with humans. Eventually, her parents gave in and got their daughter her very own dog at the age of 12 when she could properly care for the pet on her own. Once she reached high school, she discovered her love for costume design and joined a theater club. However, her challenges with social interaction persisted.
So I was kind of like, I guess, a social outcast, and I can kind of like handle being bullied since I was bullied a lot in school for being a nerd before that was mainstream. So people weren't...
A Mao. Lol. A Mao. We never see pictures of this time period and age to confirm this. We only ever see the baby pictures and maybe a couple of things from fucking adolescent teens. But you are not going to get me to believe that Amaranth is a fucking theater kid that just had an inability to fucking socialize with the way that she's been carrying and behaving herself for the majority of her career, especially in terms of it being on Twitch. No fucking way. There's a type of theater kid that does that, but it's not the type of theater kid that goes on to Twitch and then acts that way. Usually those are the ones that play games like Vampire the Masquerade. So I don't believe that. Sorry.
like really fond of girls who were into video games. The guys like, ooh, the girl looks like stuff in girls like, ew, she likes boy stuff.
Amaranth was a very gifted student, and at one point was top of her class until she grew tired of keeping her grades up. Despite her declining disregard for her education, she still was very interested in business. Her uncle owned a dog walking company, and he would talk to her about his different strategies for growing his customer base. She cites that this is what inspired her to start a business of her own. Upon graduating, she decided to attend a community college. Finding love in dressing up to escape her monotonous reality, she decided to major in costume design. In need of some extra cash, she decided to take a job working at kids' birthday parties dressing up as their favorite characters. She enjoyed the job and knowing how to get into character from her theater background and knowledge of costumes. From a very young age, Amaranth had taken up cosplay and spent hours alone creating realistic costumes to dress up as her favorite fictional characters. Eventually, she saved up enough money to open her own costume character company called the Royal Court Princess Parties. She even began a secondary business, Baby Epona Plush, creating her own pattern and sewing each stuffed animal individually.
Now that I can believe.
Due to her cosplaying, Amaranth received an interesting proposal from the streaming site Twitch in 2016 at 23 years old. She agreed and became a member, but didn't have much success at the start. Due to this, she found another job sewing costumes for the ballet. Amaranth believes that her lack of success streaming was because most people don't appreciate cosplay or the time and effort she put into the detailed costumes.
Cap.
Instead, she discovered that changing the outfits to be overtly sexual led to a lot more viewership.
Or like the girls who would do like the sexy versions of characters. I'm like, that looks nothing like the reference. And then I learned how much money they're making, and I'm like, never mind.
She then created a Patreon account where she posted exclusive lewd content.
A lot of the audience on Twitch just doesn't care what I have to say if it's like a serious topic. They just want to see me prance around in my cleavage.
Despite her small numbers, she was banned from the site in 2019 when she accidentally exposed herself while playing with her dog. Only 6 months later, she was banned a second time. There was never a reason given as to why she was kicked off this time, but it followed during the gym session. Quickly after this, she received her third ban showing a follower's profile picture with inappropriate content.
I pulled him into a Discord because I was doing like a viewer program or whatever. Yeah. And while he was talking to me, he changed his profile to, like a peepee.
Sweet.
Yeah, so most of the bans aren't even my fault.
Despite her rocky relationship with the streaming site, the cosplayer would continue on. She still didn't know how to build her audience to the next level, but that was all about to change when female streamers discovered a loophole in Twitch's terms of service. This all started when Amaranth began to notice that many female Twitch streamers appeared in hot tubs, wearing skimpy bikinis, and they weren't getting banned. At first, the creator wondered how these women were getting away with this, since Twitch had very strict guidelines on what streamers were not allowed to show. However, there was a loophole in the site's guidelines that allowed for women to wear this attire if the content made sense, such as when swimming. Amaranth started doing this as well, but she put her own spin on it. She brought the hot tub inside her house. From there, she would stream for 12 to 13 hours a day, straddling a pickle inflatable. Her numbers began to rise exponentially as she started to make more money than ever before.
I would game in the hot tub, I would work out in the hot tub, I would talk to people in the hot tub, I would have like podcasts in the hot tub.
Even though she experienced success, there were some drawbacks from sitting in water all day long, such as developing chafing in clean skin.
Amaranth, I'm out. There's one thing that has to be understood there, and it's something that any person who is just simply business-minded has to understand. You may fucking hate the fucking action, but you have to respect the fucking hustle. You can hate the fucking action, but Lord Almighty, any person here who's a content creator who has the ability to do so, you have to respect the hustle. On this, there's no going back. You can't recognize Game for what she did the same way that any male could, and many have tried, but you have to give it success. Not unless they were truly out there doing shit like things here. You have to recognize. You have to recognize the fucking capitalization. If we were talking stocks, a person would simply tell you, "Hey, yo, you're just gonna have to accept it." concerns is pretty much an agreement that as much as you can hate a person exploiting it, it's on Twitch for allowing it. It is what it is. If anyone tries to cover the story, or tries to cover the topic, or tries to have an opinion, without recognizing that we are fucking businessmen and women first, by all means, we do things because we want to, and because we're passionate to. But we are businessmen. We are businessmen and women. I can't be upset. There are plenty of things that I could be upset about, and plenty of things which most of us can criticize. Like, if you're gonna do it, then be straight up about it. Don't fake porn, etc., etc., etc. But that's just respecting love again. That's just respecting love again. It's like Bouncy Clown. Bouncy Clown is a content creator who dresses up as a clown. Pretty straightforward. She's like an alternative style white girl, but she actively commits and has created multiple styles. If Project Melody were a person, this would be Project Melody, but she's a clown girl. She actually makes content, she actually does shit, does not hide what she does, she's very straightforward, and instead of putting her body out there, she's having fun. It worked.
Was so dedicated, she even wanted to sleep in the hot tub, but her manager refused to allow this due to the drowning.
Well, I honestly don't even understand how you possibly did the hot tub for 12 hours a day.
I hated that.
Yeah.
It's so exhausting.
Despite disliking the conditions of the water, she began making more money, about $100,000 a month. Surely this made up for the uncomfortable conditions, and she has used this gimmick for everything it is worth, even selling the water for $200 a jar before dropping the price to $50. This is also around the time that she began to become more well-connected with other content creators. She would host collabs with other attractive female streamers, such as Destiny's ex-wife. She then expanded into collabing with adult stars such as Lena the Plug, Adriana Chechik, and Sky Bree. This hot tub
That's not exactly directly true. At this time, not accounting for Lena the Plug. Lena Plug's just a little porn star. Adriana Chechik would already have left porn. Because if you remember, this would follow along with the Twitch, with the Twitch concentration, where Adriana Chechik broke her back. Or rather, that's the story went. Porn star gets her back broken on the floor in the foam pit where they did not have enough coverage, which would then lead to the then unknown at the time pregnancy to the public that she was carrying, having to be terminated to get treatment for her back. Literally, unironically, porn stars that are not on set wear more clothes and are more respectful on their live streams than Twitch thoughts that are selling OnlyFans content and trying to bait sexual interactions with their audiences and fans for monetization. That's not a shock, though. In about 50 seconds, it's about to get loud because of the sound effects that horror has on Breach. Just be aware of that.
Meta resulted in several male Twitch streamers being outraged over the site allowing this behavior.
It was more or less not just men, it was men and women. People keep coping by saying it was just men being mad that they couldn't be able to monetize off of it because, bro, there were multiple men that tried to monetize off of it. It was just the simple fact that it's horniness from children that were watching the site, which is why people kept saying you need to say that all of it's okay or none of it's okay, or you need to ban the kids off the site, or you need to put them back where they need to be, which is in the these sites like Pornhub and whatnot for that content to exist. And most of them did not want to do that because that means they would have to compete against the marketplace that existed off those sites. Obviously.
It's a meta. It's all over. It's so disgusting. I'm disgusted to call myself a human being when I see other people doing this, taking advantage of things like this.
The reason for their outrage was due to the belief that these women were taking over what was supposed to be a gaming site. Many
Because they were, and are, and did.
also felt that it was showing adult content to young viewers.
Because it is, and they are, and they're explicitly bragging about being able to get away with doing so.
However, many came to Amaranth's defense, stating that the critics were just jealous. Despite these...
Again, respecting the love of the game and recognizing that game can recognize game is not the same thing as them saying, okay, now that we've identified that this is a problem, we can clearly be able to address this, and then we can solve the problem, and this will not be an issue moving forward, because she'll just be a good content creator, and she'll continue to make good content. The simple fact of the matter is that this issue is so fucking brain broken for every single person involved that they get so stuck up on the, oh, you're just jealous because of the money. No! It's, you can't do this, this is illegal. You can't do this, this is illegal. You cannot try to sell porn to kids and then say that there's no problem with what's happening. You cannot say, oh man, well you see it's on the parents, they should know what the kids are doing, when the kids are explicitly doing it on Twitch because they would not think that there'd be a problem with Twitch. It's a containment site. Just like any other containment site.
Clapbacks, and many still protested against allowing this behavior, but had virtually no success in getting anyone banned. And if they didn't like hot tubs, they would surely hate the upcoming ASMR meta.
In truth, these metas were not based on this. They were always there. It was whether or not it was gold rush status. People abuse meta the same way they abuse the word meta, and the same way they abuse any situation where they can call somebody a buzzword. It was a gold rush issue. People would recognize that they could be able to monetize the situation. They would make a gold rush concerning what they could try to get away with.
That's one more for my collection.
And it would lead to people having to decide if they wanted to jump in on the gold rush.
That's one more for my collection.
Or they would not be able to make money whatsoever.
With skin of black!
And for most of those people, they recognized that it was a trend being had because they wanted to take advantage of the rules as they existed and as they were not being defended. With people making money off of it.
I am a man with skin of black!
God damn, that's loud.
While this doesn't seem like inappropriate content, it quickly turned sexual when attractive female streamers began licking the microphones for hours a day. This was also paired with the young woman wearing revealing clothing while staring straight into the camera. Twitch
because they were making jack off instruction. These were joys. That's the main reason why a lot of these guys were upset and mad. Now, of course, you can always play the angle of, well, why are you mad? Why is it that you know what that is? But really, they were making jack off. They were making porn on the website. They were making porn on the website that they were then broadcasting on their fucking material for their pages. And they were doing it live in front of the camera. And hope that not enough people knew what the fuck was happening to be able to call that out for what it was. The women definitely knew what it was because the women were the ones producing the shit. But of course, some of the women who were producing it were simply doing it on YouTube as videos. They were not making jack-off instructions literally from the fucking VODs of their shit on camera and then double dipping it onto their back vlogs. And we know that because all the fucking information got leaked.
eventually had enough and banned Amaranth for a fourth time. It may have been performing this type of sexual content that pushed the streamer to explore more ways to profit off of her body. It was in May of 2021 at 28 that she decided to start an OnlyFans. This is when she began making $1 million a month off of the sexual content. With her growing fame, the 20-some-year-old woman began doing interviews with YouTubers who asked her some questions about her background. But she didn't reveal much in response. She has talked about her parents' positive reaction to her job, But that seems really strange to me because at other times she has mentioned that her parents are very conservative Baptists, a group who don't tend to be okay with sex work.
It might have something to do with like my upbringing too, though. My mom was very like conservative and like touching yourself is bad.
As time has gone on, she often talks around questions dealing with her personal life and doesn't seem willing to open up about much.
Yeah, so Kate, I think of all of the conversations I've ever had on stream, this feels to me to be the most incomplete. I feel like we have a lot more left to talk about.
Another contradiction that the creator makes involves posting explicit content.
What's the worst decision you've made in your career?
Probably not joining OnlyFans earlier. Another thing I guess is when I was first starting off, even though I have like a lot of money now, I kind of wish that while there was less saturation, that I had gone more of a mainstream creator route a little bit, kind of like kept that balance.
Through OnlyFans and streaming, Amaranth developed a large simp following that sometimes turns creepy and even dangerous.
Because they're always creepy and dangerous. In an alternate timeline, she gets Christina groomed by her fans. 100%. Because she shouldn't be doing the shit the way that she's doing it. And she is. I'm not saying that should happen to her. I'm saying that's what would happen in an alternate timeline. She gets Christina groomed because of this content. It's surprising that she hasn't been... It would not be surprising that it hasn't happened already because of how she chooses to allow people to let them humiliate them in public. She's playing with fire when she does that. But,
One Craze fan went so far as lighting her trash can on fire and attempting to burn the model's entire house down. She also experienced multiple cases of being swatted.
I've been swatted so much at this point where the cops, they don't even have their guns out anymore. And I tell them, look at my stream too. If I'm online, that I'm not dead, right? And they're still...
Pause. There's a precedent that every single content creator has that when it comes to protecting themselves and the identities of their loved ones, that they would have already contacted police departments to let them know, hey, if you ever get a call to this house, please just double check this broadcast or double check this link and or call me, because more than likely somebody is choosing to use the public services as a way to harass you on the internet. Every content creator should do it. If you are not a content creator of that size yet that you feel you don't need to, then do not feel pressured to. But literally all you have to do is just talk to your local police department, talk to your local sheriff's department, and they will handle the problem in a proper, productive, immediate manner. It will not be a big issue. They will not throw a fuss. They will not get angry that you're, quote, misappropriating police time and funds. They will literally understand, because they want to prevent people from doing this simply because it endangers people's lives. They will never be upset that you bring them attention about someone doing things of this detail and you being concerned for your safety. They will never be mad. They will never be mad.
Obligated to come by.
How often are you getting swatted?
A few times a month, typically.
Despite this being scary, Amaranth claims that the worst case she ever experienced had to do with a man from Estonia. He allegedly flew to Houston, Texas, and then reached out to the model to give him a ride from the airport, believing that the two of them were in a relationship. When she did not pick him up, internet trolls gave the delusional poster Amaranth's address, and he arrived at her front door with a ring.
It was really creepy, and the police came. The first time he showed up, they did a restraining order, and like a trespassing warning, and they like dropped him off somewhere. But then, like a year later, he came back again.
Despite this man being arrested twice for stalking, he appears to still be in the US and comments on her content to this day. This has led the woman to take extreme precautions to protect her safety, such as living in a compound with walls.
I heard you have a safe word for if you need to call 911.
It's actually like a button. I have a red button I press in my vault.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I run in there. It's like a gun vault with like a bulletproof door.
Even with the obsessed fans, it was beneficial to the OnlyFans model to generate other sources of income. Twitch began cracking down on other booby girls for their sexual content by messing with their ability to collect ad revenue, and shadow banning them from the front page of the site.
Because they should not be putting porn stars on the front page of the website. Any woman who's doing content like this is effectively a porn star. They should not be rewarding porn stars for abusing what is effectively a legal loophole.
In 2022, Amaranth needed to find other ways to make money and came up with a crude idea. She decided to sell fart jars.
Also, I'm not doing this, Amaranth is.
Why does this always happen?
People were both disgusted by this business venture as well as deeply entertained. She then sold these jars for close to $1,000 a container.
Okay, so it's marked on the website for the cutie patooties as $1,000 each, but marked down to $4.99. So I don't know what the actual
my farts went down in value after a while.
I just want to point out that Belle Delphine's prices for her stunts were much more reasonable. Anyway, Amaranth claims to have made around $100,000 between the scent jars and hot tub water. Not too long after, she was banned from not just Twitch for a 5th time, but also TikTok and Instagram. It was at this point that she had time to try out some other ventures. With her millions already earned, the streamer had an idea to expand her content from just being a solo streamer. This is when she attempted to create a Wipeout-style game show with Twitch creators called Streamer Royale. Despite spending an exuberant amount of money on the event, it failed miserably, falling flat with her audience. Interestingly enough, Amaranth didn't take responsibility for the show not being entertaining, but blamed the other content creators for the disaster, making it clear that there was behind-the-scenes drama.
I felt like
a Mao. Lol, a Mao. Who imagined that trying to make a game show would be impossible and hard? Man, I wonder who they got the idea of trying to do this
the amount of money to invest, because that show costed like $500K to put on. Yeah, for the amount of viewers that you get in return, it was like, what, maybe like 20 to 50K or something. And then the amount of streamers that flaked or just like were like, say yes, and then they drop out last minute, it pisses off a lot of sponsors. So it's just like too much hassle.
Later that same year, she went on a dating show hosted by Aiden Ross, where she interviewed different men who attempted to smooth talk the streamer into going on an actual date with them. Beyond being boring, it was also a little creepy.
How old are you?
How old do I look?
Predict. Above or below 3?
Oh, pretty close. I'm 28.
You are?
Yeah, how old are you? Like 12?
Man, who imagined that having a person who has absolutely no fucking personality and no fucking screen presence would be a person who is incapable of having a good conversation and making good content based on how they react to other people. This is Omegle, but worse!
Yo. It seemed like solo streaming was the most profitable way to make money for Amaranth, and that these other ventures were not paying off the way she intended. Despite getting some mainstream media attention, she hadn't really cracked into the general public until 2022, when her story finally got intriguing. You see, while Amaranth has always kept a cool demeanor, she randomly broke that facade on October 15th. When she logged onto stream wearing her typical revealing outfit. What was different, however, from normal was that the sound was muted and she was visibly upset while holding a phone up to her ear. Then all of a sudden her audio was cut off. Her fans were shocked to see their beloved Amaranth having a full-on breakdown as a man screamed at her on the phone.
The first thing that should be obvious that this was fucking fake as shit. And when I say fake as shit, I don't mean just it was planned, it was organized. I mean fake as shit. Should be, why is she choosing to put her personal details out on the fucking internet, if for no other reason than for attention? They should have been recognized what this was in the same way that they would get people to be off broadcast so they would not stream their suicides and things like this. They would be able to do the exact same. But they did not do so. They did not do so. They should have, but they did not do so. Whatsoever. None. None. They did not use this shit and take this shit as seriously as it should have been taken. But you know. No worries. I'll be done covering it in a bit. Because I still have to go through Nicholas Duro's reactions to it. But it's okay.
Are you saying you did not say that?
I tried to tell you what I then you called me a liar.
Then you tell me, what did you say?
Her followers were deeply concerned for the woman as the man threatened to kill her dogs and horses and shut down her accounts, sending all her money to a bird sanctuary. If no call in 1 minute, I will absolutely make sure your horse goes to the meatpacking house. Fans at first were confused by what they were hearing. How did this man have so much access to the streamer's bank accounts? And why was she so afraid of him? When the answer became clear, Amaranth's fans' perception of her changed forever. As it turns out, the cosplayer had been secretly married since 2015, with the relationship having become so abusive that she couldn't hide it anymore. Initially, the Twitch community was quick to support the woman and feared for her safety. This led many to call the police to do a wellness check. I was able to dig up the police reports following this stream, revealing a messy and convoluted tale. As it turns out, Amaranth and her husband got into a very aggressive dispute over the amount of time she streams. The content creator claims that her husband became enraged when she refused to do a show for 24 hours straight. Then while at a party, she did not answer his text because her phone died, and this is what triggered the fight on October 15th. The model broke down and streamed the phone call, allegedly tired of living a lie because her husband forced her to keep their relationship a secret. The next morning, one of Amaranth's Twitch moderators had the police come check on her.
See, the problem that's an issue with this is that the consistency of that report does not match what we have with just public shit that is of course being posted on the fucking Facebook page. Most of the pictures that post him are posted from his page and her page, collectively sharing it. Events with his family, events with her family, any and everything that has anything to do with her, and coverage of her, and likeness of him and them together as a couple, all shared with post coverage and crossover with her consent. So it was only a secret in the sense that if you were not looking for it and only looked at her stream output, you would not have known. But for every person who actually paid attention, this shit would actually become leaked because of how she was putting herself out there on the content that she was finding herself involved in.
Content creator reassured the officers that everything was fine and they ended up leaving. Then only a few hours later, a man who claimed to be her uncle called the cops asking them to visit the woman again, citing possible domestic abuse. The cops would end up coming to her house 3 times in just one day, on each occasion being sent home as the streamer claimed she was safe. The next day, the police were called again, and Amaranth admitted that she had been fighting with her husband, but she was safe, and claimed that he wasn't at the house. The deputy put out the statement, "I did not observe any indication of physical assault." All while this was happening, Amaranth's longtime cameraman would be discovered as the main person reporting the situation to the police, and then to the general public following the breakdown stream. This camera person, Mars, tweeted out photos of him calling the police without Amaranth's permission. She did not appreciate his help though, and even tweeted at him to stop, claiming that he had escalated the fighting and later fired him for trying to gain clout through her situation. Mars lost his job even though the streamer would go on to validate his claims of domestic turmoil.
And so I ran in here to call the cops, and he literally kicked the door in and broke, like, this doesn't even have a hinge anymore.
It wasn't until October 18th, and nearly 4 days later, that Amaranth made a video explaining the situation more, and telling her fans that she was okay and that her husband was seeking help. In the upload, she laid out the claims that her spouse had been forcing her to stream long hours, only allowing her to get 3 to 5 hours of sleep a night, and that he had essentially pimped her out, forcing her to wear revealing clothes on the internet.
How do you allow that to happen? Why would you not just talk about that sooner in the market in which we live, and exist in, especially on the website in which you work for? Sure, the short answer would be love. But if we're being dead ass, if he's abusing you, why would you not just use your clout to your advantage in that situation then? It smells like bullshit no matter how many ways you write it. It just smells like bullshit.
Just hope that people still watch.
entire community was sympathetic, as she received tons of support and labeled her husband a domestic abuser.
Well, she was already live, but she unmuted during an argument with her husband over the phone. And this troglodyte sounds like an absolutely unhinged maniac.
However, a few began to have some reservations about her accusations, starting with how she addressed being prostituted by her husband for years, with her comparing herself to an elf slave character from Harry Potter.
And I don't have to wear cleavage every day. I can wear clothes. Master has given Dobby a sock. Dobby is free.
Many felt that she was making too light of the situation, and it initially seemed like her and the husband might be getting back together. Fans were outraged that she would even consider taking him back after the dramatic fights. And following this, Amaranth would never talk about the situation again, going back to closing off any talks of her personal life.
Because I mean, you went viral for this. You got a lot of hate. The husband situation. Are you allowed to talk about that?
No.
Can't
talk about that one. Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's not surprising that she refused to discuss this, since there are so many unanswered questions that she clearly didn't want to get into. Some bitter simps also began to process the extent they had been lied to. Amaranth got married on December 4th, 2015, meaning that the entire time she was streaming, the content creator had been secretly wed. Worst of all, Amaranth had flat out denied the claim of her being married repeatedly over the years.
So you're not married?
No, it's just this stupid thing that they decided to make this fake thing up about it.
It's not uncommon for women with large male audiences on the internet to hide their relationship status because they know they'll lose subscribers because of it. Back in the day,
probably the most toxic thing about my business that I will always hate with a burning passion. One of the things that nobody really understands, and definitely one of the situations that should be discussed when it comes to fucking female content creators in any general sense, to the fact that it stops certain content creators from being willing to do so, like from being willing to do it because they know what it will cost. One of the things that was actually pretty highlighted in the Alien Videoland series, that there is a opportunity cost, where if you do not do these things, then you're not going to make money. It should not require such an outcome, and people should not be so bloodthirsty to get something that they know that they are not owed. Excuse me. There's not really much you can do to do that, because it's not like you have a streamer bill of rights where women will be able to be treated like human beings by those that would treat them this way, but that is one of the bigger problems that probably will never truly ever be addressed with any sense of parity or any sense of even-handed will. So they'll just get blown off.
Ethan Klein gave Amaranth multiple opportunities to come clean about the situation in 2021, pushing her for a response, and yet she constantly deflected.
What's your personal life like? Are you married? Are you living?
I'm married to my work, really. I don't really do anything else. Like this, I live and breathe and eat content.
So why is chat saying, people are saying you're dodging the question of if you're married or not?
No. Like, I don't have time for that kind of thing right now.
It's so weird. This is so confusing. The chat, everybody's convinced that you're married.
A forgotten aspect of the story that I discovered in my research was that back in 2018, the YouTuber L of the Day released a 10-minute video showing pictures of Amaranth with a man he claimed was her husband.
I feel like you owe these people an explanation.
They have the pictures. Yep, these are the pictures. This picture right here is the exact picture that I was talking about. This was a picture of family members, and that is the husband in the gray shirt, or rather the black shirt.
Because you've been scamming their hearts, pretty much. Because I'm sure if they at least saw you wear a wedding ring.
This is the other one with them sitting at the table.
Stream once, they would have known, but you didn't do that.
The video received a decent amount of attention at the time, especially on Reddit, where he also posted his findings. Amaranth was furious about this, and attempted to silence this creator by getting his video taken down and his account banned for simply exposing the truth, even speaking to media outlets about the situation.
I've been spending the last week trying to figure out how I can avoid getting that video removed because YouTube emailed me saying that someone, an anonymous individual, has striked it. Well, not striked it, but reported it as an invasion of privacy, some type of privacy complaint, right?
As it turns out, this YouTuber would be completely accurate about Amaranth and nearly lost his channel because of her desire to keep it a secret. During the 2022 phone call stream, the creator was quick to blame her husband for the lies, claiming that he forced her to lie to fans about the relationship.
I've been begging him to stage content with me for years. Just like stream with me if he wants higher numbers.
Why is that not possible?
No. Doing the business model. Lose the plan.
However, this doesn't line up because in 2020, a man named Nick Lee posted on Twitter that he was married to Amaranth, even sharing a marriage certificate. This would turn out to be the identity of Amaranth's husband. Though upon closer examination, this might just be a troll who figured out his identity back in the day when nobody noticed. For a second, I thought it might actually be him though, because the deranged behavior would line up with what is known about him from the content. Not much is known about Nick, other than he was born in Taiwan in 1983, making him 36 as of writing. He likely met Amaranth through cosplay, as the two of them often attended events together. Fans also began to question her claim that he forced her to work long hours, and didn't let her sleep. Since following the massive blow-up, Amaranth returned to work, streaming as consistently as usual.
Who's calling me? Recognize that number? As I'm nearly bleeding out from the fucking juggle. Rewind.
1983, making him 36 as of writing. He likely met Amaranth through cosplay, as the two of them often attended events together. Fans also began to question her claim that he forced her to work long hours, and didn't let her sleep. Since following the massive blow-up, Amaranth returned to work. Complaining about her lack of sleep.
Saying all these things about her husband and basically saying that the husband forced me to do all of this. She went back to the OnlyFans, back to the topless sort of streams, the hot tub sort of streams, and radio silence from the entire internet. Nobody bothered to do an update on this because that would sort of go against the entire narrative that everybody wants to push.
And almost immediately after declaring to no longer want to wear sexy outfits, she engaged in the censor bar meta. Fans were quick to call her out for the sexual nature of the stream, but Amaranth clapped back on Twitter, stating, "It would be selfish and irresponsible to do a 180 at a moment's notice. I gave 60 days notice to my lead content staff, letting them know they could find other employments, but their positions would be locked in for 2 months. Well, it has been 2 years since she gave the 2 months notice. Yet the adult content creator continues to regularly post on OnlyFans and engage in reviewing streams. Jumping forward, recently some Redditors have discovered that Amaranth may not be divorced at all, as there seems to be no court records of it. While on financial audit with Caleb Hammer, he discovered that she still owned the old house that was purchased by Nick's dad. When questioned about this, she claimed it was used as office space.
I'm thinking about moving them all to the main house. I'm just trying to get that space figured out first before I just decide to kick my own staff out and start renting it out.
Sure.
And then you gotta have like stuff moved. I still kind of use it as a storage facility too for my stuff because I didn't want to just move all my stuff and I didn't need to say.
Even Caleb seemed to find it strange that she hadn't moved her employees to her Texas mansion, but he didn't push the stream further. Now, the legal system is incredibly slow, so she may be going through the process of divorce still, but I was unable to find any evidence that Amaranth had ever officially filed. The streamer has never once claimed to be divorced, nor has she said specifically that she would be violent. The only thing we do know is that she kicked Nick out of the house and that he was buried. It's unclear what exactly Nick's role was in Amaranth's OnlyFans empire. Some say he started her videos originally, while others claim he worked behind the scenes as an accountant. She revealed to Aiden Ross and Young Gravy once that she had multiple men who star in the videos.
The fuck that it's Young Gravy who delivers this information because he's fucking every single goddamn Kickstarter TikTok female is fucking bizarre and wild, honestly. But what can you expect from a man who's slinging his baby baby and a fucking TikTok star's mom and is getting that dad fucking heated under the collar because he's bragging about it live in fucking content, while that mom then brags about the size of his cock. My world of content is so fucking bizarre.
If you don't feel comfortable, you can fix it.
Relationally, it's one. Collab-wise, I don't know how to quantify that.
Collab-wise? Wait, so you only have one body?
For relationships, yeah.
Okay, but like outside relationships. That's basically it. Yeah.
These men are paid actors by Amaranth, and she does not have a meaningful connection with any of them beyond creating OF videos, meaning that perhaps her husband had an agreement with her to sleep with other men for business purposes before the falling out. With Amaranth streaming with the rotation of men, some speculated that one of them was the rapper Young Gravy. The theory starts by pointing out the two were first seen together in a hot tub with Aiden Ross, and then went together to the Streamer Awards. The same night as the award show, Amaranth posted on OnlyFans an explicit video of her with a man in the shower. While the man's face is not shown, he is wearing a Hawaiian shirt, which is a trademark of Young Gravy. The two went on to collab in a music video together, along with the mysterious YouTuber Dream. The last inconsistency in this whole husband drama involved the reasoning behind her desire to make money. At first, she claimed that Nick wanted to get rich and was forcing her to put out content. But when the relationship ended, she had enough money to retire, but decided to continue to produce content because she wanted to open an animal sanctuary.
My inspiration for my animal sanctuary is a little more bittersweet. Didn't have many social experiences growing up. I kind of just made friends with animals and stuck to my own little food.
She stated that once she has enough money to keep the shelter running, she would retire for good. Well, as of 2023, she claimed to have made $57 million, but said it still wasn't enough. Caleb Hammer called her out on this, stating that she had already hit her goal.
You know, if that $45 million is just in the overall market, $45 million, and you just do 3% for the rest of the year, which means it'll pretty much never run out. It'll only be $1,350,000 a year in guaranteed income for the rest of your life. So you already hit the goal if you're in the overall market.
I would have to finish my investing, my private equity to be able to get that much, actually.
Your private equity wouldn't have that fucking problem because your private equity would be made by all of your fucking brick and mortar investments, including your fucking gas station. Just off the fucking sales of gas alone, let alone merchandise sales inside of your business and everything else that you're running out of that particular retail location, as well as your investments, your stocks. There's no fucking way, girl. There's no fucking way. Yeah.
In an attempt to perhaps get people to talk about something other than her husband's, Amarantha decided to release a beer that was made from her own vaginal yeast called Essence of Amaranth by Joni. This beer costs $22 plus delivery for just one bottle, but it drew more media attention along with her new adult device, a mold of her nether.
Rumor has it that part of your vagina is in the beverage that I'm drinking.
It's not rumor, it's factual.
How is...
Because I gave the company my yeast, and then they grew the yeast, like, you know, the culturing of it.
She also began to get involved with boxing, going to the gym more seriously than in the past in order to train. Amaranth announced to her fans that she planned to fight in Spain against a woman named Maichi, a Spanish streamer. This ended up not happening when Amaranth announced she had ovarian failure and had to undergo surgery. Despite her attempts to steer clear of drama, she found herself in some hot water when fellow adult star Adriana Chechik randomly began exposing her during a stream for the oddest of things.
Because even the porn stars fucking hated this shit, which was the most hilarious reveal. You'd think that the sisterhood would protect her, and that they would not expose her. No. They fucking hated it too. They fucking hated it too. Please remove me from the boss.
Everything is fake, like literally.
Yes, I've been subscribed.
Yeah, so you know that all the BG videos, it's not real. Yeah, it's all fake. Yes, I do.
This isn't the first time someone accused Amaranth of strategically using angles to make sexual content look real when it wasn't. From what I ascertained from these online coomers' complaints, they claim not to see any real penetration since she blurs and conceals her nether region. If true, this means that Amaranth has been able to successfully charge large sums of money to her simps for videos that don't actually show anything. Adriana seemed upset over this because Amaranth had won adult industry awards for physically faking it, which could have gone to more deserving sex workers.
I committed my life to this. You don't slide into it like a cheap pair of slippers and then reap all the rewards.
Despite her bad blood female star, Adriana did stick up for Amaranth when two female streamers named Indie Fox and Dan Daimler hatched a plot to expose her. They reached out to Miss Chechik after Amaranth was banned from Twitch for the 6th time. They offered for her to come on a podcast to talk about the anti-streamer and for Adriana to expand more upon the comments she made. This backfired horribly.
I am a man!
Says Adriana.
I am a man!
Publicly called out the
black!
Dan Daimler hit me up with a text from Indie Fox trying to get me to do a podcast with her to bring Amaranth down. Like, no, I said she was mean, but I'm a woman and it's not my job to defame anyone. Indie Fox and Amaranth have a long-standing feud as they were seen as competitors during the hot tub and ASMR metas. In the end, Amaranth managed to supersede Indie Fox as top creator because following the stunt, she was permanently banned from Twitch. Amaranth went so far as stating that it was her who baited the rival into the ban, by getting her to push more boundaries for attention. As of recently, Amaranth has decided to leave Twitch because of all the bans and signed a $30 million contract with the platform Kick. She recently became brand ambassador for 2 adult companies. She also invested in Wildcard Gaming and is also a co-owner. As for her personal life, I don't think she will ever share the truth behind it. When asked about having kids, she seems pretty dismissive of the concept.
I am a man!
Yeah, I don't know. I never wanted them growing up because my family was kind of poor, and so I never wanted to have to say no to a kid for financial reasons. But now I make so much money that I don't really have that excuse anymore, but because I've never imagined myself with kids, now I just don't know if I want them.
To be clear, it's not because people aren't reaching out to her. Even Kanye West has tried to hook up with the illustrious streamer. While nothing ever went down with Kanye, it's clear that Amaranth knows how to draw attention to herself. Despite all of her attempts to get more engagement around her name, she always seems to go viral for situations she never addresses. And that brings us to current day, with there still being a lot of unknowns involving one of OnlyFans' biggest stars. Considering she spends $7,000 a month scrubbing her content off the internet, it's no surprise she's been able to stay relatively secretive. If one thing could be said about Amaranth, is that she's extremely consistent. Having filmed non-stop for the past 8 years has given her a devoted fan base, even if she seems to have some animosity towards them. At the end of the day, I don't think we'll ever get a straight answer as to why Amaranth doesn't just go and take her millions to build a dream animal sanctuary and leave the World Wide Web behind her.
Because she wants more attention. And it's about the attention that she's not still getting, and the fact that she can't be able to convince more people to stand behind her and support her in her fucking adventures on the online sphere. That's the short answer. The long answer is that, plus, she wants the ability to say, nya, I told you so, I told you so. And hope that she can be able to get public opinion on her side the more she puts herself in the middle of the shit that she gets involved in. Which is just attention-seeking behavior in general. But it's more to the point of attention-seeking behavior that puts more people than just herself at risk because her ego is too big to think that she can continue to get away with lying publicly every time she has a chance to do so. It's more or less the problem. Now, people wouldn't mind about the lying if it weren't for the fact that the lying is also boring as hell. Like, in terms of content, it's boring as hell watching her do what she's doing. There's no interest to it, there's no fun to it. And no one else is in on the joke except her. So it's like, what do we, what's the benefit that comes to supporting her with the shit that she's doing? Most people, none. So it's like, what's the fucking point? Perfect slam roll on the hold. Perfect slam roll on the attack speed. Hold resistance is low, that's fine. And 11 on the extra damage is cold. She's never gonna come out and be honest about what she is or is not doing. It'll never come out. It'll never be the case. She's never gonna come out and say, "Yeah, I faked it all," because then there'd be like a series of consequences and a series of mockery that she would go through. That is not. That's ugly. There'd be a series of mockery that she'd have to go through, and she ain't gonna go through none of that shit. Not at all. You're a perfect one. Guess I just keep a second copy.
But I have a feeling that deep down she simply enjoys doing it and doesn't actually want to change.
I did it for me. I liked it. I was good at it.
I'm out. Alright. Where's the Nicholas Diorio coverage? Right underneath it, where I posted it.
Demic, when Amber...
And we're going to speed through this.
Amaranth seemed to crack the code of Twitch with the hot tub meta, followed by the sexy...
And again, I cannot believe the hot tub meta was allowed to stand like as long as it did. It was such a huge joke over at Twitch, and people would argue this or whatever. And it was twofold. I think the people were really annoying about it when they were saying these people are sexual deviants who are trying to molest our kids through the screen or whatever and push sexual content to children or something like that. I thought that was kind of gay. I didn't like those arguments. But simultaneously, it was a huge black mark that every week or so there'd be a new sexually charged way to turn it into a campsite. I mean, we had the ASMR arc or whatever, just the regular hot tub stream meta, right? It just kept getting progressively more ridiculous until they finally started reeling it in. But do you remember there was 24 hours where they did a porn purge, but instead of purge, it was an engorge for 24 hours where all porn is basically legal, and they just started broadcasting lolicon on the site?
Yes. That was directly after, or actually that was directly in between the censor more meta. Because this had to do with the fucking concept of flesh tubers versus VTubers. Any physical living person who goes on camera and streams as themselves like I am right now is considered a flesh tuber. Any person who's doing it through PNGs or through any type of asset rendered model is considered a VTuber. Between the PNG tubers slash VTubers and flesh tubers constantly rivaling back and forth, you have an issue of the VTubers that were clearly doing sexual content and believe they can get away with it because, haha, there's no body, it's a digital character. You had people choose to manipulate this. People will notice and remember this based on the coverage of that one AGP that was going forth and using their VTuber trans body to push, even to the degree of trying to bait it on Twitter, no less, of drama concerning themselves in it, of which I covered directly, which most people covered directly, because them doing so was responsible for multiple people getting fucked over on that situation on the platform because of their inability to respect the fucking rules and constantly trying to get one over on everyone involved. It is one of the things that usually brings it into attention and focus, where they will never truly just say, yeah, we want to make porn for kids and we want to get money off of it. Because if the flesh tubers are doing it and the VTubers are doing it, then you have a problem where the website is just full of salacious porn material, and it's disguised as, well, it's not porn, it's just memes, guys. But the girls are very clearly doing it for pornographic reasons.
I do not understand how Twitch thinks that doing all this while being associated with Amazon is smart.
SMR meta.
Yeah, the artistic nudity thing, where it was just an army of fucking weird women and lolicons going out there just making the whole site a complete porn haven. It was weird.
If it had been about being able to have actual art rather than just the VTubers using it as a way to then create sexual content non-stop, then it would be much more clear. But unfortunately, this is Twitch we're talking about. These are inherent leftists that are now ingrained inside of the C-suite positions as well as the community positions of the site that care more about holding you by your balls and telling you that you're going to be banned because you broke some term that they disagree with you on and then trying to find ways to say that you're being malicious and evil, when in fact you are not being malicious and evil. Because they simply have the ability to say, it is the way we say it, and if you disagree with us, we'll permanently ban you. It's one of those situations where they have no ability to respond, the content creators, to defend themselves, because when they look over and they're like, well, I'm not doing anything wrong here, but you let her get away with this, they will then make the forgiveness standard for the women that pull in money, of which Amaranth was definitely one of the ones that did so. But it was then a question of how much heat do you generate and how much money do you bring us?
She launched an OnlyFans that generated millions of dollars a month. While these gimmicks allowed her name to stay in the press, it didn't really generate real or substantial wealth, with the OnlyFans being the true moneymaker. With millions of dollars coming in, Amaranth decided to invest her savings by buying a gas station. Her fans and other content creators were very impressed by this business move that many called genius. As mentioned before,
it's literally like the fucking, it's Breaking Bad. Instead of a fucking, she's laundering money to a gas tank. Okay, but like it's the fucking, the car wash.
Despite being renowned as the queen of Twitch and releasing thousands of hours of content, the streamer's fans know little about her. I've watched pretty much every interview she's ever done, along with several.
You guys didn't know she had a gas station?
Her tedious streams, only to realize she doesn't really give a peek behind the personal veil. Her reasoning may understandably be to keep her personal life private, which makes sense with a variety of crazy fans she had amassed. But in 2022, things changed. Amaranth went live with a phone call exposing her verbally abusive husband.
This is why I watched it, because it gets right into business. We're 2 minutes into the video, and it's exactly what I wanted to hear about. I really do want to hear Gamer from Mars' take on this, because I had a nuclear one back in the day.
She alleged that her spouse had total control of her finances, and forced her to perform sexual content for stream and OnlyFans, and that she didn't really want to do all the.
Yeah, she called herself Dobby the Elf, okay? And just sat there crying, saying she never wanted to be sexual. And then as soon as the guy was gone and out of the picture, yes, they're still together. As soon as the guy was gone and out of the picture, nothing changed at all, and she continued doing the exact same content she was making before.
Explicit stuff. Creators were quick to support the victim, and many interested to see how Amaranth's content was going to change now that she is free from her husband. Yet when I compare her videos before and after her ex, it remains pretty much the same. Amaranth has never commented on this fact, and outright refuses to.
Are they not together anymore? My knowledge is that they are still together.
Sir, any questions about her ex-husband? Instead, when she does talk about her personal life, she consistently mentions her love for horses and dream of opening an animal sanctuary in California.
Jesus, dude, she would get along with Wash, right?
Besides what I just summarized here, virtually no one has ever put together the story of Amaranth. Like, why didn't her content change when she said it was going to? Who is her husband? And strangely enough, many people wonder if her explicit videos are fake, but we'll get to that later.
Wait, like she's like a fake dick in her porn? Is that what they're talking about?
To answer these questions, we have to start at the very beginning of the story. But before I go any further in today's video, I just want to give
I wonder, could you start a class action lawsuit if you pay for porn and the person's not actually getting fucked?
Yes.
Like if you're an OnlyFans model who's pretending to be selling pornography of yourself, but in reality it's not actually like porn and it's being misrepresented, or it's like AI generated, do you think you could start like a lawsuit?
Yes. It would be considered illegal. Nevada's already had cases about this. Legal cases that have been filed precedent in one. You cannot do this. Because you are inherently creating an explicit form of monetization that is intended to be used as a market replacement. And because it is considered and sold as material that is supposed to be produced by the content creator, it is a service, and thus, as you scammed that service, they are entitled to legal and monetary compensation for the work which you have scammed from them. It's a really weird backwards level thing, but it actually does, it is real and it does exist.
Would you have legal recourse?
Shout out to my sponsor, Factor. For the month of January, I decided to flee the colder weather of Pennsylvania and go to Things Get at a restaurant. So if you're interested, to get 50 at Factor with her older half-brother, who was from her mother's first marriage. When she was only 4 years old, this
the integrity of porn. Yeah, dude, guys, the integrity of porn actors is on the line. Wait, where is it? Dude, a porn star's life hangs in the balance.
Moving in with his biological father, and Amaranth did not see him often after that. She was then left with her other brother, who she did not get along with. And the two of them engaged in sibling rivalry.
And then I was stuck with my other brother, who had like a middle child complex, if you've seen that before, where it's like they don't get the attention of the young ones, but they also don't get treated with respect like the older ones.
Wait, hold on, rewind, why?
And Amaranth did not see him often after that. She was then left with her other brother, who she did not get along with. And the two of them engaged in sibling rivalry.
And then I was stuck with my other brother, who had like a middle child complex, if you've seen that before, where it's like they don't get the attention of the young ones, but they also don't get treated with respect like the older ones. They just kind of like act out of spite. So he was.
By the way, all these Dr. K streams look so cursed now. Is there any good Dr. K stream? The one with Pokemon was weird. The Rectal ones were weird. The Destiny ones are weird. The Melina ones are weird. The Amaranth ones are weird. The Dosha fucking vodka level fucking weird coked up scientist fucking vibe is weird. I struggle to see what Dr. K provides other than making extremely uncomfortable therapeutic content.
Kind of rude to me until he became an adult.
When reflecting on her childhood, Amaranth describes it as warm. Both of her parents worked constantly to make ends meet. Her mother was a preschool teacher, and
the K Reno one was weird. Yeah, it's just like every Dr. K story. Who's Dr. K? What did he do? He's like the rewired soul if he was allowed to exist. Basically, that's what I get out of it. He's an actual therapist, not like a fake therapist. And he goes on and he has conversations with people and does basically therapy sessions live publicly for Twitch, which seems like a huge weird thing to do. I don't think that you should. I don't know. For the same reasons why I don't like actually that's not a good example, but I don't know. It's super uncomfortable to kind of watch stuff like that, and I don't know. He also had some weird Indian medicine thing where he's like, oh, your Vata levels are down. That means you might have COVID-19. I'm being super uncharitable. There's weird COVID take, like your Vata and Dosha levels.
Father worked in IT, which resulted in them having to leave the young girl alone often. Despite having a dual income, her parents had no money to travel and never took time off of work to spend with their children.
Growing up, I was kind of just raised in front of a TV, like a lot of kids who had working parents.
Well, that's
the Ayurvedic medicine, yeah. Was it? Yeah.
Amaranth discovered her love for solo activities such as art and video games. Having limited ability to interact with people, the young girl grew to.
Didn't they blame Dr. K for rectal? So there's some reasons why that's not an entirely fair thing. But also, I don't know if I would bring the suicidal guy on my stream to host a live therapy session. I mean, listen, I'm gonna defend Keemstar to the end of the time with what he did there, but I think it's insane for a therapist to bring like a suicidal guy on like a therapy stream, like to talk. It doesn't seem super comfortable. I feel like he should probably know better. this and not do stuff like that, to have his like therapy sessions. Also, there were some weird conflicting things there. Again, let me preface this hardcore. I'm not blaming Dr. K for what happened to Reckful. I think without Dr. K, it probably would have gone down a similar path. I imagine it would have. I don't think you can like give one specific person the full-on blame. Or
in this Reckful situation, it's very clear that people who should have been on his side and putting him in a medical facility to get treatment and to get help should have been giving him help, and instead, people watched as he went on to Dr. K's live stream to talk about his problems and then off himself. It was extremely fucking exploitative, and every single person watching it happening are all like, yeah, so you guys are gonna like, you're gonna get him help right now, right? Like you're gonna get help right? And they didn't. Instead, it comboed directly into Caterino getting exposed for the second time. Like, memorable moments in Twitch history, but also extremely depressing moments in Twitch history. Shit that we should have been able to catch as a fucking group, if not just as individuals. But it was the content. It's always been weird content to watch Dr. K and Healthy Gamer TV grow, while at the same time pushing better out. Most people are gonna only remember because of Better Help shit, but the entire model of Healthy Gamer TV and having content creators go onto a platform where they can then talk about their social issues and effectively farm it for fucking clips and donuts is just the same as farming any other fucking game or situation for clips and donuts. Like, this probably should have not been serious. Like, you cannot have therapy sessions live on camera. Simply because there's no reason why you should be willing to do it for money. But then also, if you give them a space in which to do it, then you're going to have to deal with what happens when a person has something happen with an online session that basically then has their life go to shit because they're outing things that they shouldn't be saying on a live broadcast in front of a live studio audience that's then clipping it and then creating an even worse situation that mirrors prior softwares or any other drama situation involving multiple people talking about details that are inherently personal in nature.
I don't think it's cool to blame people for shit like this because you don't know what made somebody's fucking reach the point that they were at, right? I just think it's a little irresponsible to be hosting a therapy session with a person that was just like in a bad place as Reckful, publicly on a live stream in front of the entire audience. Yeah, I just think that's kind of cringe. Also, simultaneously, he was bridging the gap constantly between, therapist and then recipient interactions, and then just kind of straight up being his friend, which is like a huge no-no and a huge like.
And this is actually one of the things people would actually notice and continue to criticize Paradise, because whenever she talks about some fucking shit with her clinic, she pretty much does this from the academic side of things. For him, I think you could say it's like from the therapeutic medical side, but for her, it's always the academic. And it's like, why? Because of course, I believe, in my opinion, that Dr. K gives weight to content from people like Not So Erudite. Because why wouldn't they do it for money? If everybody's completely chill and cool with it. Why would they not treat it as anything other than like formable, cookable content? Despite this being shit that probably should be said in the privacy of a therapy session, and then only if they are willing to let it be public, rather than doing it live on camera, could you build off of it. It definitely make content for YouTube, but it should never have been something done for Twitch.
Weird breach. I mean, you can't just be like, listen, man, I love you. I'm gonna be here for you. I'm your close buddy or whatever. That's not how a therapist is supposed to treat that situation. So he probably should have separated himself from it pretty early on. He's like a Dr. Phil of Twitch. Maybe. Yeah, that's not a bad way to look at it. You can't clinically treat. Yeah, there's just a whole lot of weird things going on with Dr. K. I don't know. There's Chud Logic streams you can watch. It'll give you a much better view than I can provide whatever on a moment's notice.
My neighbor's dogs just come up and roll over for belly rubs, and it was just like a genuine connection where it felt like you could actually connect to them without needing to be good at talking. And so animals became like the only thing I cared about.
Every day she would spend time with dogs instead of making friends with other kids of her own age. She believes that because her parents didn't have friends over, the young girl never learned how to properly interact with humans. Eventually her parents gave in and got their daughter her very own dog at the age of 12 when she could properly care for the pet on her own.
There was two trajectories. There was the Amaranth path where she got the dog, and there was the Bo Black's path where the parents said you couldn't have one.
Once she reached high school, she discovered her love for costume design and joined the theater club. However, her challenges with social interaction persisted.
So I was kind of like, I guess, a social outcast, and I can kind of like handle being bullied since I was bullied a lot in school for being a nerd before that was mainstream days. People weren't like really fond of girls who were into video games. The guys were like, ew, it's a girl likes her stuff, and the girls were like, ew, you like boy stuff.
Amaranth was a very gifted student, and at one point was top of her class until she grew tired of keeping her grades up. Despite her declining disregard for her education, she still was very interested in business. Her uncle owned a dog walking company, and he would talk to her about his different strategies for growing his customer base. She cites that this is what inspired her to start a business.
Is this the Bo Black's documentary? It might as well be. It might as well be, chat.
Business of her own. Upon graduating, she decided to attend a community college. Finding love in dressing up to escape her monotonous reality, she decided to major in costume design. In need of some extra cash, she decided to take a job working at kids' birthday parties dressing up as their favorite.
What? I actually didn't know any of this. This is super interesting to me. So she was like a birthday party attraction. She's like the Times Square Spider-Man.
Characters. She enjoyed
like Latino Batman who's like walking down fucking Times Square.
Job and knowing how to get into character from her theater background and knowledge of costumes. From a very young age, Amaranth had taken up cosplay and spent hours alone creating realistic costumes to dress up as her favorite fictional characters. Eventually, she saved up enough money to open her own costume character company called the Royal Court Princess Parties. She even began a secondary business of baby Epona plush, creating her own pattern and sewing each stuffed animal individually. Due to her cosplaying, Amaranth received an interesting proposal from the streaming site Twitch in 2016 at 23 years old. She agreed and became a member, but didn't have much success at the start. Due to this, she found another job sewing costumes for the ballet. Amaranth believes that her lack of success streaming was because most people don't appreciate cosplay or the time and effort.
Let's jump to when she's on Twitch, because I mean, the backstory stuff isn't super relevant. And plus, I want to leave some of this for you guys to go back and actually watch on his channel.
The female streamers discovered a loophole in Twitch's terms of service. This all started when Amaranth began to notice that many female Twitch streamers appeared in hot tubs, wearing skimpy bikinis, and they were—
By the way, Amaranth had like a similar Tommy Innit dream drama, where like that other girl who history has since forgotten was complaining that she created the hot tub meta, and that Amaranth was like a poser. Or what. It's dude, I'm sorry, the whole like idea stealing thing is weird. I don't understand. All these people are literally gripping at like the same niches.
Getting banned. At first, the creator—
None of these people are like inherently creative.
Heard how these women were getting—
Was it Invader V? I don't think it was Invader V.
With this, since Twitch had very strict guidelines on what streamers were not allowed to show. However, there was a loophole in the site's guidelines that allowed for women to wear this attire if the content made sense, such as when swimming. Amaranth started doing this as well, but she put her own spin on it. She brought the hot tub inside her house. From there, she would stream for 12 to 13 hours a day, straddling a pickle inflatable.
Yeah, I think this was literally the fucking stream. I remember the pickle. That was what Jessix was written on, and then someone also wrote Tipster on it. So there's a clip of Tipster being written on the pickle.
Her numbers began to rise exponentially as she started to make more money than ever before.
I would game in the hot tub. I would work out in the hot tub. I would talk to people in the hot tub. I would have like podcasts in the hot tub.
Even though she experienced success, there were some drawbacks from sitting in water all day long, such as developing chafing and pruned skin. Amaranth was so dedicated, she even wanted to sleep in the hot tub, but her manager refused to allow this due to—
she would drown and die.
Drowning hazard.
Yep.
Well, I honestly don't even understand how you possibly did the hot tub for 12 hours.
Oh, it was grueling. I hate that.
Didn't you dress up as Pickle Rick once? Coincidence? Yeah, I was a big Amaranther. Dude, I was a big fan of the Amaranth.
Yeah. It's like, it's so exhausting.
Despite disliking the conditions of the water streams, she began making more money, about $100,000 a month. Surely this made up for the uncomfortable conditions, and she has used this gimmick for everything it is worth.
Should I bring back Content Condom? Dude, Content Condom was like originally filmed probably about 4 years before that Nerd City video. I think it was like, yeah, it had to be at least 4 years before the Nerd City video for a different project that never materialized. And I just threw it in there because I was like, yes, this is funny. They're gonna get a kick out of this.
And selling the water for $200 a jar before dropping the price to $50. This is also around the time that she began to become more well-connected with other content creators. She would host collabs with other attractive female streamers such as Destiny's ex-wife. She then expands
with other famous successful streamers such as Destiny's ex-wife. Did you do that on purpose? That is so demeaning.
She began to be
in her own right, Melina is popular and she has the ability to make content. It's just that her content is more film shoots. Let's see here. There was the oil pool. She went to a photo shoot. Little fucking genie flask of oil, pouring it over her body, and then being taken in suggestive photos. And then her featuring it on her channel with a thumbnail saying, "I was blacked." Kind of the normal streamer bait that you usually expect. And in that sense, if we're talking a Twitch audience, yeah, they ate this shit up with a fucking pancake. It feels like it's malicious, but like over my head, out my ear, I don't care. Most don't care.
Become more well-connected with other content creators. She would host collabs with other attractive female streamers such as Destiny's ex-wife.
That's absurd. That is so fucking out of pocket. I never know if he's making a joke, deadpan delivery, or if that was just the way that his brain concocted that sentence. But it's so funny.
That expanded into collabing with adult stars such as Lena the Plug, Adriana Chechik, and Sky Bree. This hot tub meta result—
I'm never gonna forgive Lena the Plug for filming a sex tape with Trisha Paytas and making that go on my feed. If you guys thought the Bull Black stuff was bad, Trisha Paytas is fucking— it should have been illegal. There was a crime committed. That was just the worst thing ever.
And several male Twitch streamers being outraged over the site allowing—
I blame Eminem for putting her in the We Made It video, but I very much have hatred in my heart for— and by the way, there's like— Adam22 is like a crazy mixed bag as well. I mean, what the fuck? Doesn't that guy get like some kind of weird thing going on every single year? They relitigate the Adam22 situation. At this point, it's one of those like kid behind the camera points where I'm like, I wouldn't interact with that person. Meanwhile, Trisha Paytas jumped on his dick.
This behavior.
The hot tub meta. It's all over. It's so disgusting. I'm disgusted to call myself a human being when I see other people doing this, taking advantage of things like this.
The reason for their outrage was due to the belief that these women were taking over what was supposed to be a gaming site. Many also felt that it was showing adult content to young viewers. However, many came to Amaranth's defense, stating that—
yeah, many came to Amaranth's defense.
The critics were just jealous. Despite these clapbacks, many still protested against allowing this behavior, but had virtually no success in getting—
many gooned her defense.
And if they didn't like hot tubs, they would surely hate the upcoming ASMR meta.
Yeah, this is why she's perma-banned on YouTube, and people were trying to tell me, like, Nick, you don't understand. She got banned for no reason on all of her other channels, and it's like, that's not how YouTube works. These people think that they can just go on Twitch and get a day ban. If you post sexual content, one of your channels is terminated, they remove all of the rest of them. That's just how it works on this platform. So if you want to bend the rules and try to make sexual content over here, you're going to probably have a much bigger loss than you're immediately expecting. Because Twitch.tv is like a horny group of like teenagers who are running an Amazon subsidiary company or whatever. I don't think I use that term right, but you get what I mean. I'm exhausted. But like, yeah, I mean, the Twitch rules don't traverse over to YouTube. YouTube is very strict on this stuff, and I don't know. Like, wow, I can't believe her shit's banned. Well, this doesn't. Because she was shooting softcore porn and like sucking on a fucking microphone. That's why her shit banned.
Seemed like inappropriate content, it quickly turned sexual when attractive female streamers began licking the microphones for hours a day. This was also paired with a young woman wearing revealing clothing while staring straight into the camera. Twitch eventually had enough and banned Amaranth for a 4th time. It may have been performing this type of sexual content that pushed
like she got banned from Twitch and she's like, I'm gonna go to YouTube and try the same gimmick. Okay.
Explore more ways to profit off of her body. It was in May of 2021 at 28 that she decided to start an OnlyFans. This is when she began making $1 million a month off of the sexual content. With her growing fame, the 27-year-old woman began doing interviews with YouTubers who asked her some questions about her background, but she didn't reveal much in response. She has talked about her parents' positive reaction to her job, but that seems really strange to me because at other times she has mentioned that her parents are very conservative Baptists, a group who don't tend to be okay with sex work.
What is this? Inshallah, Nicholas, your new alert.
What is butt kicking to you? A person? Who is butt kicking? Nicholas Diario?
Oh my god, I'm downloading that. Thank you so much. Class yet again.
A person? Who is butt kicking? Nicholas Diario? What is butt kicking to you?
Oh my god, stop. Holy shit, that's sick. I'm downloading this. Let me download this real fast. Sorry. That is so fucking cool. Oh my god, that is the perfect way. That is so fucking cool that you made that. Holy shit, download. Gimme. Got it. I got it, okay. That's so, I'm gonna change the donation sound to that.
It might have something to do with like my upbringing too, though. My mom is very like conservative and like touching herself is bad.
As time has gone on, she often talks around questions dealing with her personal life and doesn't seem willing to open up about much.
Yeah, so Kate, I think of all of the conversations I've ever had on stream, this feels to me to be the most incomplete. I feel like we have a lot more left to talk about.
Another contradiction that the creator makes involves posting explicit content.
What's the worst decision you've made in your career?
Probably not joining OnlyFans earlier. Another thing I guess is when I was first starting off, even though I have like a lot of money now, I kind of wish that while there was less saturation, that I had gone more of a mainstream creator route a little bit, kind of like kept that balance.
Through OnlyFans and streaming, Amaranth developed a large simp following that sometimes turns creepy and even dangerous. One crazy fan went so far as lighting her trash can on fire and attempting to burn the model's entire house down. She also experienced multiple cases of being swatted.
I've been swatted so much at this.
I wasn't her, right? There was 2 streamers who had this. Amaranth had a stalker for sure, but who was the one with like the Tourette's? The Tourette's girl, Sweet Anita, had like a stalker that nobody wouldn't do anything. They wouldn't even come apparently to the house or something. Yeah. Boogie had a stalker. No, I thought Sweet Anita had like a really crazy stalker who ended up getting like, arrested.
Point where the cops, they don't even have their guns out anymore. And I tell them, look at my stream too, if I'm online but I'm not dead, right? And they're still obligated to come by. How often are you getting swatted?
Yeah, with Keemstar, it's like they just call off and they're like, hey Keem, or we're gonna have to drop by, we gotta call. Or they knock on the door or whatever, and they're like, hey, come on out, you just say hi, whatever, and they leave. They don't kick down the door anymore. Once you're like a content creator who's been swatted several times, it just doesn't, it's not the exact same risk anymore. You kind of get like an agreement, but I guess not every police department is willing to do that. I imagine that comes with like the 3rd call though, right?
Times a month typically.
Despite this being scary, Amaranth claims that the worst case she
tell them you're a celebrity, yeah. Dude, my favorite Eminem album is I Am a Celebrity. Does anyone know that reference?
Experience had.
Oh no! What am I gonna do?
Please tell me I'm not crazy for hearing a less regarded Jar when this guy talks.
This is like, if you're gonna compare this to Jar, this is like Giga Chad Jar. This is like Jar has expanded past his like, he's burst through his limits. This is Ultra Instinct Jar.
To do with a man from Estonia. He allegedly flew to Houston, Texas, and then reached out to the model to give him a ride from the airport, believing that the two of them were in a relationship. When she did not pick him up, internet trolls gave the delusional poster Amaranth's address, and he arrived at her front door.
Wait, this is Superman and Jar is Clark Kent. That's a good one. Who said that? Lucid Enemy. Yeah, this is Superman and Jar is Clark Kent. Also, that shirt is not holding those up very well.
The first time he showed up, they did like a restraining order and like a trespassing warning, and they like dropped him off somewhere. But then, actually like a year later, he came back again.
Despite this man being arrested twice for stalking, he appears to still be in the US and comments on her content to this day. This has led the woman to take extreme precautions.
Okay, so she did have the extreme stalker. I thought Sweet Anita had one too. Maybe it's a different stalker.
Protect her safety, such as living in a compound with walls.
I heard you have a safe word for if you need to call 911.
It's actually like a button. I have a red button.
Wait, Ethan Klein has a button so he doesn't say like a fucking slur or something stupid on live stream. Amaranth has a button where the police will come. Like literally, she has like a bank vault in her house. And if you trip the silent alarm, they'll come pressing that vault. Yeah, I run in there to the vault. Wait, it literally is a vault. Holy shit, the big door.
Even with the obsessed fans, it was beneficial to the OnlyFans model to generate other sources of income. Twitch began cracking down on other booty girls for their sexual content by messing with their ability to collect ad revenue, and shadow banning them from the front page of the site. In 2022, Amaranth needed to find other ways to make money and came up with a crude idea. She decided to sell fart jars.
Also, I'm not doing this. Amaranth is.
I haven't seen that guy since the fucking drama with Mr. Beast. I still don't really know my thoughts on him. She's doing what? Well, she probably stole this idea from Belle Delphine, who did like the bathwater thing. I imagine one of them was like, I'm gonna sell my piss, and they're like, yeah, you can't do that. But what can we sell? Well, we just sell water and call it bathwater. Or it could be from the bath, I guess. And as long as you didn't bathe in it, you could probably sell that.
Why does this always happen? People were both disgusted by this business venture as well as deeply entertained. She then sold these jars for close to 1,000 a container.
Okay, so it's marked on the website for the cutie patooties.
Do you think you just ate like a shitload of Chipotle and just started farting for like an hour?
$1,000 each, but marked down to $4.99.
Yeah, my farts went down in value after a while.
I just want to point out that Belle Delphine's prices for her stunts were much more reasonable. Anyway, Amaranth claims to have made around $100,000 between the scent jars and hot tub water. Not too long after, she was banned from not just Twitch for a 5th time, but also TikTok and Instagram. It was at this point that she had time to try out some other ventures. With her millions already earned, the streamer had an idea to expand her content from just being a solo streamer. This is when she attempted to create a Wipeout-style game show with Twitch creators called a Streamer Royale. Despite spending an exuberant amount of money on the event, it failed miserably, falling flat with her audience. Interestingly enough, Amaranth didn't take responsibility for the show not being entertaining, but blamed the other content creators for the disaster, making it clear that there was behind-the-scenes drama.
I felt like
I actually don't remember this. When the fuck was Streamer Royale?
Amount of money to invest, because that show costed like $500K to put on. Yeah, for the amount of viewers that you get in return, it was like maybe like 20 to 50K or something. And then the amount of streamers that flaked was like say yes, and then they drop out last minute. It pisses off a lot of sponsors. So it's just like too much hassle.
Later that same year, she went on a dating show hosted by Aiden Ross, where she interviewed different men who attempted to smooth talk.
Someone's saying like, Nick, if you make a plushie, you should make it off the Queen and Wiggler. I think it's not on screen right now. I wouldn't do that. First of all, Hellbent made it, so I don't even own the rights to that. I have to go through Hellbent to essentially make it into a plushie. Second of all, it's still like, I guess it's better than like a neckbeard plush because it's like a chibi thing, right? I'm sure. But I think it would be funny to make that as a plushie and sell it, or just straight up call it a Wiggler. Like it's like an official Capitals merchandise piece that she'll make no money off of. Like that's extremely funny.
The streamer into going on an actual date with them.
You can't put URR on the shirt. They wouldn't do it. It would get fucking pulled back.
Beyond being boring, it was also a little creepy.
How old are you?
How old do I look?
Pre-dick. Above or below 3?
Oh, pretty close, pretty close.
We need to make some new memes before we try to sell any merchandise. I can sell a t-shirt that says URR, but I probably can't get them to produce a plushie for Ultimate Rape Review.
8.
You are?
Yeah, how old are you, like 12?
Whoa. It seemed like solo streaming was the most profitable way to make money for Amaranth, and that these other ventures were not paying off the way she intended. Despite getting some mainstream media attention,
That's the thing, is like, usually the solo stream is the way to make the most money. There are self-serving ways to do charity content, like, you know, Creator Clash 2, but you saw how much money that Ian was able to make just by doing, like, a fucking regular charity stream. A lot of these guys willingly choose to go and do the harder thing because it'll be more like, you know, it's a good mixer event for YouTubers, it's a good clout, like, investment with, like, meeting all these people and putting on this event and having all these viewers tune in, it's a growth time for everybody. But if your whole thing is, I want to send X amount of dollars to charity, you just fire up a live stream and do it any Saturday afternoon. You just do like a 24-hour stream too, a 12-hour stream even. You make a shitload of money for charity, but it's not as big and bodacious that way.
She hadn't.
Yes, that's correct. Most of them do it for the attention and the clout. It's technically an accusation that can be made of anyone, including people like myself. Why, Mr. Content Streamer, do you have to play X game or Y game or be in X situation or Y situation with this person? Clearly, you could be able to just have fun and do this another way, but the answer is that no, it is usually done for clout. Or for community outreach, or for socialization, or for any billion of different things that you could do it for. It's an easy clap. It's an extremely easy clap. Unfortunately, for some, like myself, collaboration is what most will seek to do, simply because in any other situation where they would not have the ability to do any kind of content concerning collaboration, if you're talking about making money, why would you not do the thing that makes you the most money? It's like a cutoff point for certain levels of content creators. So, you can't make a plushie if you're not popular enough. I can't resist you. So it's not setting the correct base. You can't make a plushie if you are not large enough. But you also should sell merch, but you can't make t-shirt merches based off of top hit memes if the memes themselves are not funny, or the situations they're involved in are not funny. So, collaboration work, making game shows. Lower level content creators can never do this. Higher level content creators can do all of this and more, but even further beyond that. So like, the highest you could probably reach for is being involved on a political scale. So, Destiny, Amaranth, most of the influencer marketing world, influencer marketing events, which are inside of its entire own sphere, influencer multi-channel networks like Nuvo, and the world from which Devin Nash is in, and I guess also Osmond Gold is in, including things like OTK and 100 Thieves and other influencer-centered orgs, not real true esports orgs like Team Liquid or things like that. You cannot be able to operate in those capacities as an individual solo or as a company collectively if you're not willing to play the numbers on what you're dealing with and what you're monetizing when you're dealing with that level of money. That's just basic business. When you're that large and you have that much money, you have that much infrastructure upon which to make an event. Simple as. Making money off of it is about the attention and eyes you bring weighed off by the amount of money that you make and the amount of money that you had to spend. So if you have a blank check, you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want. If you have a blank check and you can do it in the easiest way possible, which is just you and a couple of people are live on a broadcast and you are streaming together and you're making buku money off your own streams, let alone collectively on whatever thing you want to make, then the sky is really the limit. But unfortunately, the nature of that comes with first getting over the first hurdle, which is of course name recognition, vetting. And that's probably like the biggest part that any smaller content creator or any content creator size would have to deal with. As long as there are people who can and will look into your background to find out whether or not you're the type of person that they will platform or that you will work with, you're always going to have people who will decide whether you deserve to have a career or not. And that's like the most wishy-washy shit in the influencer marketing scene. Because of course, on one hand, the obvious answer, which is the one I will always explain, because it's the most damning and controlling thing that destroys the business. There are people who know that if they were to platform content creators that are smaller than them, but are more talented and more creative, that they would lose their position overnight. So they actively hold them down. And then for some, whatever creativity that they have, they eventually burn out through because they get annoyed with the amount of time it takes to be able to grow a business.
Really crap. I thought Creator Flash never made money. No, it's on the contrary. The first year they made a ton of money. I think it was $1 million for charity or something. Which only, I wonder how much money they spent to make $1 million for charity. Jesus. But yeah, the second time they lost money, so I guess that's a net negative.
Back through to the general public until 2022, when her story finally got
So you don't have to throw an entire boxing event. You can just do like a regular gaming stream or whatever, or just have your friends come on and hang out with you.
intriguing. You see, while Amaranth has always kept a cool demeanor, she randomly broke that facade on October 15th when she logged onto stream wearing her typical revealing outfit. What was different, however, from normal was that the sound was muted and she was visibly upset while holding a phone up to her ear. Then all of a sudden her audio was cut on, and her fans were shocked to see their beloved Amaranth having a full-on mental breakdown as a man screamed at her on the phone.
Dude, I remember watching people talk about this, and all the comments were just disgusting. Like, there was somebody who had a shitload of likes on a comment that said, "Not my proudest wank," with like this image on the screen. Just like, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. I'm sorry. It's like, it's way too much for me. I'm trying to tell you what I heard from you. And you called me a liar.
Then you tell me, what did you say? Her followers were deeply concerned for the woman as the man—
the life of me, I just wish I could hear the beginning of this conversation and how it progressed to this point where she's crying on stream holding the phone. I would give anything. I would give anything to hear the beginning of this conversation. To understand how it got there.
And threatened to kill her dogs and horses and shut down her accounts, sending all her money to a bird sanctuary. If no call in 1 minute, I will absolutely make sure your horse goes to the meatpacking house.
That's so fucking crazy to say. Holy shit, your horse is gonna be glue.
Fans at first were confused by what they were hearing. How did this man have so much access to the streamer's bank accounts? And why was she so afraid of him? When the answer became clear, Amaranth's fans' perception of her changed forever. As it turns out, the cosplayer had been secretly married since 2015, with the relationship—
Do you remember the fucking drama behind this? Because it's like this domestic abuse type situation, and I think the key to our tweet was Amaranth lied. She was married the whole time, and people were like, "You fucking piece of shit." That's what you took away from this. It's like her saying that they killed, like the horse is gonna be fucking turned into ground beef and served at McDonald's. That he's gonna like beat her senseless and murder her. Okay, he didn't say that, but and then like Keemstar tweeted out like Amaranth lies. She had a husband the entire time.
having become so abusive that she couldn't hide it anymore. Initially, the Twitch community was quick to support the woman and fear for her safety. This led many to call the police to do a wellness check. I was able to dig up the police reports following this stream, revealing a messy and convoluted tale. As it turns out, Amaranth and her husband got into a very aggressive dispute over the amount of time she streams. The content creator claims that her husband became enraged when she refused to do a show for 24 hours straight. Then while at a party, she did not answer his text because her phone died, and this is what triggered the fight on October 15th. The model broke down and streamed the phone call, allegedly tired of living a lie because her husband forced her to keep their relationship a secret. The next morning, one of Amaranth's Twitch moderators—
The one thing I never got is, like, okay, never mind. I was gonna say, why would the husband not want to be known as the girl, the guy who's like fucking Amaranth? But then it's like, oh, because it's bad for business to allow this. Because they need you to think that you're single or whatever, so they can think they have a shot with you, so they can move money faster.
Come check on her. The content creator reassured the officers that everything was fine, and they ended up—
I don't know why people unsubscribe from content creators. Like, why do people unsubscribe from content creators or whatever that are like OnlyFans people if they get married? Or like, if Pokemon had a wife, why would that like affect her financially?
Because of perception of the market value. Despite the fact that that's retarded. What's the ones I'm thinking of off the top of my head? Lady and Last Fire. A married porn couple that have been media darlings for AVGN for like 5-ish, 6-ish, 7, 8-ish years. Knowing that they're married does not undo the fact that they make their porn. It doesn't remove anything. The problem with the influencer world, of course, is that the people who are doing this are parasocial stalkers. In one way, shape, or form. They want access to the content creator, and they do not want to think about the content creator potentially giving attention to someone that isn't them on things that they don't approve of. So, for that content creator, that person choosing or not choosing to support them because they believe that they are not perfect in the way that they wish to consume their content, and I do mean all of their content, the porn as well as their live streams. For those that are actually unironically gooning, they do not want to support it if they are not the ones that can say they have exclusive access to her, for one way or another. Which in and of itself is fucking weird, but there's nothing you can really do. And so for them, unsubscribing to them is like the equivalent of saying, I don't want to be involved with this person's content anymore, and I don't want them making money off of me because they're not giving me the shit that I want. Which in and of itself is a form of weird-ass baby rage that has never made sense. Which is, of course, where you get to take men are not entitled to women's bodies, blase, 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 blase. But of course, these people are then gooning off the shit they put on the internet in front of everyone to consume, so it's like, what do you do?
Because, like, the odds of these people getting divorced is so dramatically high, right? Like in these content creator spaces, that it unironically means that you probably have a bigger shot to fuck them than you did before they were married, you know? Oh, wife, sorry, husband, yeah. Oh, wife, dude. No, but like, I don't understand, like, why do people unsubscribe when they get, like, partners, when the reality is that your chances have probably increased when a social media influencer ends up getting married.
Then only a few hours later, a man who claimed to be her uncle called the cops asking them to visit the woman again, citing possible domestic abuse.
Like, statistically, I feel like all these people cheat on each other. I don't know. Hollywood and YouTube are very similar, apparently.
The cops would end up coming to her house—
I pay for that, OnlyFans.
3 times in just one day. On each—
I read that from chat. The quote is from chat. I read that from who said that? That was McNulty's sober companion. That was not Nick DiOrio. I didn't say that.
Occasion of being sent home as the streamer claimed she was safe. The next day, the police were called again, and Amaranth admitted that she had been fighting with her husband, but she was safe, and claimed that he wasn't at the house. The deputy put out the statement, "I did not observe any indication of physical assault." All while
I never heard the police report on
happening, Amaranth's longtime cameraman would be discovered as the main person reporting the situation to the police, and then to the general public following the breakdown stream. This camera person, Mars, tweeted out photo evidence of him calling the cops without Amaranth's permission. She did not appreciate his help though, and even tweeted at him to stop, claiming that he had escalated the fighting and later fired him for trying to gain clout through her situation. Mars lost his job even though the streamer would go on to validate his claims of domestic.
That's crazy. Oh god.
I don't respect you.
So she literally fired him for that? That kind of plays into the narrative then.
I unsubbed when I heard you were dating Mika's rhetoric.
Well, you should come back because never, ever, never.
Turmoil.
And so I ran in here to call the cops, and he literally kicked the door in and broke it. Like, this doesn't have a hinge anymore.
It wasn't
That's a tax write-off.
Until October 18th, and nearly 4 days later, that Amaranth made a video explaining the situation more and telling her fans that she was okay and that her husband was seeking help. In the upload, she laid out the claims that her spouse had been forcing her to stream long hours, only allowing her to get 3 to 5 hours of sleep at night, and that he had essentially pimped her out, forcing her to wear revealing clothes on the internet.
I just hope that people still watch.
I hope people still watch. Never even once. This is probably the only time I've ever seen Amaranth wear clothes. Was this video. I've never seen Amaranth wear something where her cleavage is invisible. It was literally this day, and then the next day it was like a family. Dude, it's literally an episode of Family Guy where at the end of the domestic abuse episode it just ends, and then the next episode it's completely reversed back to the fucking previous. Like nothing has changed. It's like a sitcom.
Titty showing.
Immediately, the entire community was sympathetic as she received tons of support and labeled her husband a domestic abuser.
Well, she was already live, but she unmuted during an argument with her husband over the phone. And this troglodyte sounds like an absolutely unhinged maniac.
However, a few began to have some reservations about her accusations, starting with how she addressed being prostituted by her husband for years, with her comparing herself to an elf slave character from Harry Potter.
And I don't have to wear cleavage every day.
I'm sorry. I think this one clip right here is like the main reason why people don't believe that her husband was abusive. It's this clip. Because this is just one too far.
Slave character from Harry Potter.
And I don't have to wear cleavage every day. I can wear clothes. Master has given Toby a sock.
I think this was one too far. And if it was some fucking crazy ruse or whatever, like the conspiracy theory is true, this is the reason why. Master has given Toby a sock.
I can wear clothes. Master has given Toby a sock.
Yeah, good one.
Toby is free.
Many felt that she was making too light of the situation, and it initially seemed like her and the husband might be getting back together. Fans were outraged that she would even consider taking him back after the dramatic fights. And following this, Amaranth...
Like, imagine they started calling animal control about, like, the horses in the care of somebody who's gonna, like, fucking kill it. Like, I mean, I doubt that she would want that to happen.
would never talk about the situation again, going back to closing off any talks of her personal life.
Because I mean, you went viral for this. You got
Your line was, "I can wear whatever I want," and she ad-libbed in the moment. Good job, Amaranth. But your line was, "I can wear whatever I want."
I think the husband situation.
Did he use a free help? True.
Talk about that?
No. Can't talk about that one.
It's not surprising that she refused to discuss this, since there are so many unanswered questions that she clearly didn't want to get into. Some bitter simps also began to process the extent they had been lied to. Amaranth got married on December 4th, 2015, meaning that the entire time she was streaming, the content creator had been secretly wed. Worst of all,
What? Did anybody else? I'm sorry, what did he just say?
Had been lied to. Amaranth got married on December 4th, 2015, meaning that the entire time she was streaming, the content creator had been secretly wed.
Dude, there's no way that was an accident. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. There's no way that...
Worst of all, Amaranth had...
I heard wet, yeah. It was like she was soaking, bro.
flat out denied the claim of her being married repeatedly over the years.
So you're not married?
No, it's just the stupid thing that they decided to make.
Are we gonna see the Keemstar tweet?
This fake thing up about it.
It's not uncommon for women with large male audiences on the internet to hide their relationship status because they know they'll lose subscribers because of it. Back in the day, Ethan Klein gave Amaranth multiple opportunities to come clean about the situation in 2021, pushing her for a response, and yet she constantly deflected.
What's your personal life like? Are you married?
By the way, I hate that, like, outside the context of being like an OnlyFans whore, like, asking somebody about their significant other is like an extremely weird question if they're not publicly out about it, right? Like, there are reasons other than financial to not want to talk about your significant other. That is still a reasonable position, right? I don't know. I think it's kind of weird to just start hounding somebody about who they're married to or dating.
Are you
I'm married to my work, really. I don't really do anything else. Like this, I live and breathe and eat content.
So why is chat saying, people are saying you're dodging the question of if you're married or not?
No, like, I mean, if this would never happen if this was like a male content creator, or if this was like, yeah, a male content creator, nobody would ever be demanding to know. Obviously, it's related to the sexual nature.
Most people would not ask for the male content creators because most of them would be more concerned with who is he currently fucking, rather than who has he fucked in the past, unfortunately. Like, there's degrees to which there's levels. There's levels, and a lot of the levels shit.
The content people are asking, but I think it's weird to demand somebody start talking about private people in their lives.
Like, I don't have time for that kind of thing.
It's so weird.
You can't even be like, well, yeah, I'm married, because then people will just start digging into your life and trying to find out who it is and dox them, so I don't know.
Confusing the chat. Everybody's convinced that you're married.
A forgotten aspect of the story that I discovered in my research.
Okay, so unfortunately, she's an OnlyFans girl and does boyfriend experience. Okay, so, alright, how do I say this? If you pay for boyfriend experience thinking you're actually like the boy, it's boyfriend experience, right? It's not real. You're not the boyfriend. You're never gonna be the boyfriend. None of these people are gonna ever have sex with this woman. Literally ever. So, you're like, I'm sorry, even if she wasn't dating somebody, it still wouldn't be you. You know what I mean? Like, even if she wasn't married, you are literally last on the list of people, next to whoever else is already paying for the boyfriend experience. No one who buys an OnlyFans falls in love with the person who pays for the boyfriend experience package in their fucking private thing.
Which was that back in 2018, the YouTuber L of the Day released a 10-minute...
I prompts more questions. Yeah, sure, I understand. But there are people who have what you said, they say what you said, and they say that she's like manipulating her audience or whatever. It's like, I don't know. I understand more as like an anti-porn take than like a manipulative personal attack.
Video showing pictures of Amaranth with a man
It's a fantasy thing, they're self-deluding. Well, there's also a bunch of extremely degenerate coomers who absolutely are not doing it as a fantasy thing. But again, they probably shouldn't be using Born if that's the case.
Claimed was her husband.
True.
I feel like you owe these people an explanation because you've been scamming their hearts pretty much. Because I'm sure if they at least
Unless you're the stalker, that will get you through the door. Good one.
thought you wear a wedding ring in a stream once, they would have known that you didn't do that.
The video received a decent amount of attention at the time, especially on Reddit, where he also posted his findings. Amaranth was furious about this, and attempted to silence this creator by getting his video taken down and his account banned for simply exposing the truth, even speaking to media outlets about the situation.
I've been spending the last week trying to figure out how I can avoid getting that video removed because YouTube emailed me saying that someone, an anonymous individual, has striked it. Well, not striked it, but reported it as an invasion of privacy, some type of privacy complaint, right?
As it turns out, this YouTuber would be completely accurate about Amaranth and nearly lost his channel because of her desire to keep it a secret. During the 2022 phone call stream, the creator was quick to blame her husband for the lies, claiming that he forced her to lie to her fans about the relationship.
I've been begging him to stage content with me for years. Just stream with me if he wants higher numbers. No,
Jesus.
no.
I missed all of this. When the fuck did this happen?
No, doing a business model. Big illusion. Where?
However, this doesn't line up because in 2020, a man named Nick Lee posted on Twitter that he was married to Amaranth.
Avoid getting that video removed because YouTube emailed me saying that someone, an anonymous individual, has striked it. Well, not striked it, but reported it as an invasion of privacy, some type of privacy complaint, right?
As it turns out, this YouTuber would be completely accurate about Amaranth and nearly lost his channel because...
Oh, yeah, the husband is Nick, right? That's her husband's name?
Because of her desire to keep it a secret. During the 2022 phone call stream, the creator was quick to...
Nick will deny being married. I am not married, chat. And if I was, you would never know.
Blame her husband for the lies.
This would have been during the Keemstar Salvo show? Oh.
That he forced her to lie to her fans about the relationship.
I've been begging him to stage content with me for years. Just stream with me if he wants higher numbers. No, doing a business model. Big illusion. Where?
However, this doesn't line up because in 2020, a man named Nick Lee posted on Twitter that he was married to Amaranth, even sharing a marriage certificate.
Nick is married to Smaggle?
This would turn out to be the identity of Amaranth's husband. Though upon closer examination, this might just be a troll who figured out his identity back in the day and nobody noticed. For a second, I thought it might actually be him though, because the deranged behavior would line up with what is known about him from the controversy. Not much is known about Nick, other than he was born in Taiwan in 1983, making him 30.
Oh my god, dude, wait a minute, alright? He was born in Taiwan. You know what else? You know who else is in a Taiwan, location? Internet anarchist. Okay, buddy, wait a minute, chat.
6 as of writing. He likely met Amaranth through cosplay.
Wait, that's Thailand? Oh. Shit. Well, that didn't work. That was a bad. Oh, rip. Damn it.
As the two of them often attended events together. Fans also...
It shows how degenerate I am. I didn't realize those are two different places there for a second.
Began to question her claim.
I keep doing that? Is that like a thing I've done already?
That he forced her to work long hours.
Guys, I am not a Coomer. I'm a racist. It's a different shut up.
And didn't let her sleep. Since following the massive blow-up, Amaranth returned to work, streaming as consistently as usual, and complaining about her lack of sleep.
I'm sorry, speaking of lack of sleep, I'm fucking dead. We're gonna finish this video and I'm out of here.
Saying all these things about her husband and basically saying that...
Is that Jalen? Are we watching a Jalen video right now?
That the husband forced me to do all of this. She went back to the OnlyFans.
Wait, that's not Jalen. That's Jalen's voice, but that's not Jalen.
About her husband and basically...
Wait, that's Pegasus?
Saying that
that's what Pegasus looks like?
And forced me to do all of this. She went...
Oh my god, I got them mixed up. They're just so forgettable. Oh fuck.
Back to the OnlyFans. Back to the topless sort of streams, the hot tub sort of streams, and radio silence from the entire internet. Nobody bothered to do an
called Pegasus Jalen. I'm sorry. They're so interchangeably bad.
Update on this because that would sort of go against the entire narrative that everybody wants.
I can't unhear that. I never even thought of that. They have similar voices.
And almost immediately after declaring to no longer want to wear sexy outfits, she engaged in the censor bar meta. Fans were quick to call...
Nick is just so fucking scatterbrained all over the place, right? Into his own chat. Jesus fucking Christ.
Her out for the sexual nature of the stream, but Amaranth clapped back on Twitter stating...
Dude, Amaranth clapped back, yo.
It would be selfish and irresponsible to do a 180 at a moment's notice. I gave 60 days notice to my lewd content staff, letting them know they could find other employments, but their positions would be locked in for 2 months. Well, it has been 2 years since she gave the 2 months notice. Yet the adult content creator continues to regularly post on OnlyFans and engage in revealing streams. Jumping forward, recently some Redditors have discovered that Amaranth may not be divorced at all, as there seems to be no court records of it. Well,
dude, that would be fucking crazy. Is that real?
It's with Caleb.
Wait, oh, she did Caleb Hammer thing? Funny story, Caleb Hammer was like Augie's favorite content creator when he was on break, and he was constantly talking about Caleb Hammer. You know when I used to talk about Destiny, like 2021 or something like that? That's how like Augie was talking about Caleb Hammer. And then the allegation came out about him trying to get the gay guy to do like fucking porn or something came out. And I was like, hey Augie, you're like this Caleb Hammer guy. What's going on with this weird porn thing? And he was just like, dude, what the fuck? I don't even remember what the resolution to that was, but he was like, Caleb's just a normal guy. And it's like all of a sudden this weird porn thing that happened.
Hammer, he discovered that she still owned the old house that was purchased by Nick's dad. When questioned about this, she claims it was used as office space.
I'm thinking about moving them all to the main house. I'm just trying to get that space figured out first before I just decide to kick my own staff out and start renting it out.
Sure. Dude, I unironically am gonna super miss the Squid Game mode. I think it literally ends today. Today's like the last Squid Game day. Like the roulette gun and the fucking kill streaks are so fun.
Then you gotta have like stuff moved. I still kind of use it as a storage facility too for my stuff because I didn't want to just move all my stuff that I didn't need per se.
Even Caleb seemed to find it strange that she hadn't moved her employees to her Texas mansion, but he didn't push the streamer further. Now the legal system is incredibly slow, so she may be going through the process
this could take years.
But I was unable to find any evidence that Amaranth had ever officially filed. The streamer has never once claimed to.
And the thing is, if you're gonna fake something, faking something with like your partner or your spouse is probably the smartest way to go about it. Because as long as they're in on it and they don't actually divorce you, you'll probably never hear about that again. And people won't really dig into it because if they dig into it, they look like horrible human being degenerate weirdos, right? Like you look like a total scumbag if you attempt to like investigate the domestic violence dispute between Amaranth and her husband.
Yes, that is exactly what most people were expecting to be the case, and that's exactly what she was hoping it'd be the case for. It's one of those things that it would be a horrible thing for somebody to bring up. Oh my god, Carl, how could you ever press them for saying that? Like, hey, all I did was I asked a question. I wanted to know whether or not that the husband is involved with them and if they still see them from time to time. I don't know what's so wrong about you saying that. And it'd be that. They don't want you to bring up that information and bring up that knowledge and then make them feel like that's something that would then get used against them in a further situation where somebody else would dig in the situation and be like, wait, I thought I heard from a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend that this is how the situation turned out. And then that going from there, working against her best intentions, where now she has to fight against those intentions and whether or not that would work out worse for her or better for her, based off whether or not people are talking about it or whether or not people get the details about it right or wrong.
You just
all
it's
an
not
optics game, baby.
Please smart
All
to,
an
I
optics
guess,
game.
delve down that rabbit hole too far, even though we can kind of see there's a lot of cracks in the story. Ask President Sunday to look into it. Yeah, President Sunday will get to the bottom of it. That's where we're going to deploy him next.
So nor has she said specifically that she would be filing. The only thing we do know is that she kicked Nick out of the house and that—
Yeah, they were already pretending not to be married, and now they're continuing, basically, if that's the case.
He was in therapy. It's unclear what exactly Nick's role was in Amaranth's OnlyFans empire. Some say he started her videos originally, while others claim he worked behind the scenes as an accountant. She revealed to Aiden Ross and Young Gravy once that—
Dude, some people thought he started in the videos, but other people think he's an accountant. I'm sorry. Never mind. All right, listen.
She had multiple men who star in the videos.
Relationally, one. Collab-wise, I don't know.
It's just such a funny thing to say about an Asian guy. I can't get over that. It's crazy.
Collab-wise?
For relationships, yeah.
Okay, but outside of sex with, that's the question. Yeah.
These men are paid actors by Amaranth, and she does not have a meaningful connection with any of them beyond creating OF videos, meaning that perhaps her husband had an agreement with her to sleep with other men for business purposes before the falling out. With Amaranth streaming with a rotation of men, some speculated that one of them was the rapper Young Gravy. The theory starts by pointing out the two were first seen together in a hot tub with Aiden Ross, and then went together to the Streamer Awards.
I don't get it. If you're gonna shoot porn with Young Gravy, why wouldn't you just say it's with Young Gravy? There's significantly more money to be made if you say it's with like a notable figure, right? Like, why would Young Gravy, unless you just wanted to fuck Amaranth, go through that whole thing?
That is the award show. Amaranth posted on OnlyFans an explicit video of her with a man in the shower. While the man's face is not shown, he is wearing a Hawaiian shirt, which is a trademark of—
Okay, but like, why would, if he didn't want to be known as Young Gravy, why would he dress like Young Gravy to fuck Amaranth? Like, it makes no sense to me.
Young Gravy. The two went on to collab in a music video together, along with the mysterious YouTuber Dream. The last—
What? Okay, that's not actually Dream, is it?
Collab in a music video together, along with the mysterious—
There's no way that's actually— When the fuck did that happen?
It's YouTuber Dream.
Yeah, it is. Dream, Young Gravy, and Amaranth made a video together. I'm just now hearing this.
The last inconsistency in this whole husband drama involves the reasoning behind her desire to make money. At first, she claimed that Nick wanted to get rich and was forcing her to put out—
It was Dream in the shower, dude. Dream was fucking Amaranth in the OnlyFans stuff. I will find out.
Content. But when the relationship ended, she had enough money to retire, but decided to continue to produce content because she wanted to open an animal sanctuary.
My inspiration for my animal sanctuary is a little more bittersweet. I didn't have many social experiences growing up. I kind of just made friends with animals and stuck to my own little room.
She stated that once she has enough money to keep the shelter running, she would retire for good. Well, as of 2023, she claimed to have made $57 million. But
maybe she just likes making porn, guys. I know, it's crazy, right? Maybe she just likes making porn.
It still wasn't enough. Caleb Hammer called her out on this, stating that she had already hit her goal.
You know that $45 million was just in the overall market. $45 million, and you withdrew 3% of the rest of the year, which means they'll pretty much never run out.
Smaggle, nobody thinks that there's an actual porn of Dream, Young Gravy, and... What? Why did you think that the takeaway of what I said was that Dream shot porn with Amaranth and Young Gravy?
That would only be $1,350,000 a year in guaranteed income for the rest of your life. So you already hit the goal if you're in the overall market.
I have to finish my investing. My private equity to be able to get that much, actually.
In an attempt to perhaps—
I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. It sounds like a goal or whatever, because they said goal in the stream.
Get people to talk about something other than her husband's, Amaranth decided to release a beer that was made from her own vaginal yeast called—
No fucking way. Are you serious? That's fucking disgusting.
Essence of Amaranth by Yoni. This beer cost $22 plus delivery for just one bottle, but it gave her more media attention along with her new adult device, a mold of her nether region.
Rumor has it that part of your vagina is in this beverage that I'm drinking.
It's not rumor, it's factual.
Wow, how is—
Because I gave the company my yeast, and then they grew the yeast, like, the culturing of it.
She also began to get involved—
That's fucking disgusting. That is fucking vile. Ew. Okay.
With boxing, going to the gym more seriously than in the past in order to train. Amaranth announced to her fans that she planned to fight in Spain against a woman named Maichi, a Spanish streamer. This ended up not happening when Amaranth announced she had ovarian failure and had to undergo surgery. Despite her attempts to steer clear of drama, she found herself in some hot water when fellow adults—
Is it still for sale? No, I hope not. I hope it wasn't banned by the FDA.
Adriana Chechik randomly began exposing her during a stream for the oddest of things.
Everything is fake, like literally.
Yes, I've been subscribed.
Yeah, so you know that all the BG videos, it's not real.
Yep.
Yep, it's all fake.
The fuck? Isn't that the woman who fell and like broke her back at TwitchCon? Isn't Adriana Chechik the one who's just like—
Yes.
Like, it's like, Adriana, how was TwitchCon? I broke my back. What? How? My back is broken. In what way? Spinal.
Yes, I do.
This isn't the first time someone accused Amaranth of strategically using angles to make sexual content look real.
Wait, that was Chud? Wait, where? Oh my god, wait, it's Chud! Holy shit! Wait, it's actually Chud. No way. Dude, there he is.
Yes, I do.
This isn't the first time someone accused Amaranth of strategically using angles to make sexual content look real when it wasn't. From what I ascertained from these online cooners' complaints, they claim not to see any real penetration since she blurs and conceals her nether region. If true, this means that Amaranth has been able to successfully charge large sums of money to her Sims for videos that don't actually show anything.
That's awesome.
Adriana seemed upset over this because Amaranth had one adult—
Dude, could you imagine if all these fucking people are just like, I've been having to take dick for years and all you do is slap it on yourself, you fucking bitch.
Awards for physically faking it, which could have gone to more deserving sex workers.
I committed my life to this.
Dude, oh, I love this. Dude, this is why Gamer from Mars is next level. Holy shit, dude, the Chuck McGill reference.
You don't slide into it like a cheap pair of slippers and then reap all the rewards.
Despite her bad blood—
Unironically, go to video. Go to video just for that reference.
With the adult star, Adriana did stick up for Amaranth when two female streamers named Indie Fox and Dan Dangler hatched a plot to expose her. They reached out to Miss Chechik after Amaranth was banned from Twitch for the 6th time. They offered for her to come on a podcast to talk about the infamous streamer and for Adriana to expand more upon the comments she made. This backfired horribly for the two mean girls, as Adriana released all the messages and publicly called out—
Who was the streamer starting OnlyFans? The video she released was her as a child? I don't remember, but that definitely did occur. Yeah. What is yeah, it was a family video. They made an OnlyFans video and they put like a non-sexual family video on the OnlyFans. It's weird.
The women in a tweet—
Yeah, sorry, I had the extra context there, otherwise it's still weird, but it's not as weird as you thought.
Stating, Dan Dangler hit me up with a text from Indie Fox trying to get me to do a podcast with her to bring Amaranth down. Like, no, I said she was mean, but I'm a grown woman and it's not my job to defame anyone. Indie Fox and
Dan Dangler sounds like the name of a fucking hockey guy, not like a porn star. Like, oh look, it's Dan Dangler, but instead it's like a fucking OnlyFans person. Stolen Valor.
Amaranth have a long-standing feud as they were seen as competitors during the hot tub and ASMR metas. In the end, Amaranth managed to supersede Indie Fox as top creator because following this stunt, she was permanently banned from Twitch. Amaranth went so far as stating that—
Oh yes, Indie Fox. Indie Fox versus Amaranth was an interesting backlog. What can I pull that up? Indie Fox feminism. Yes. Here we go. Yes. So, like, a little bit of the thing that he's not hitting on, because, oh my god, Nick, I trusted you. I trusted you to be able to bring this shit up, but I have to. Okay. So, one of the biggest reasons why this would be a big issue that would cause a lot of fucking problems and really make a lot of people annoyed about the situation concerning the back and forth of whether or not Twitch content creators should be allowed to make softcore porn, and then also create multiple pipelines for hardcore porn off the platform, has to do with the fact that one of the many people that were leading this, one of the quote leaders of the content, was a woman by the name of Indie Fox. Indie Fox is probably one of the bigger content creators on the platform that for years and years and years would always criticize women doing it since the 21st of November 2017. Quote, I am ashamed to say that Twitch is a platform that supports lazy females selling their bodies for cash or teaching little girls to sell sex because that's what's popular. Make them wear t-shirts and pants, compete on the same playing field as men, feminism is equality, spread the word. And then when she saw that there was a lot of money being made, she sold her principles down the stream, started making the exact same content, and then got herself banned for the content and work that she was doing, because it started with the flannel pants and it ended up with her in the fucking bathtub. And also, I think a bunch of other sexual content material to the point of, like, joys and whatnot. This was probably, like, the biggest selling point behind most of the drama, because it was a question of the big girls all together, collectively, either scamming together. So, what's the one that people go to now? Morgue Pie? Morgue Pie basically is the return of the soul of, like, Zoe Berger fused with Celeste Vega, fused with Anissa Joma at her worst, fused with Indie Fox, but more sweaty.
That it was her who baited the rival into the ban by getting her to push more boundaries for attention. As of recently, Amaranth has decided to leave Twitch because of all the bans and signed a
because she signed a massive contract with Kick is the only reason she left. It has nothing to do with the ban.
$1 million contract with the platform Kick. She recently became brand ambassador for 2 adult companies. She also invested in Wildcard Gaming and is also a co-owner. As for her personal life, I don't think she will ever share the truth behind it. When asked about having kids, she seems pretty dismissive of the concept.
Can she even have kids if she had like an ovarian failure? Is that something that would prevent you from having kids?
You don't know if you want kids.
Got Steve Dangle on the brain. Bro, Steve Dangle's fucking videos watching the Leafs lose are like an annual thing I need to watch every playoff year.
Yeah, I don't know. I never
every playoff season, I mean.
Wanted them growing up because my family was kind of poor, and so I never wanted to have to say no to a kid for financial reasons. But now I make so much money that I don't really have that excuse anymore. But because I've never imagined myself with kids. Now.
You got 2 ovaries, I just assumed ovarian failure meant both of them.
I just don't know if I want them.
To be clear, it's not because people aren't reaching out to her. Even Kanye West has tried to hook up with the illustrious streamer. While nothing ever went down with Kanye, it's clear that Amaranth knows how to draw attention to herself.
Dan Dangle, go to the Danville Diddy Dome.
Despite all of her attempts to get more engagement around her name, she always seems to go viral for situations she never addresses. And that brings us to current day, with there still being a lot of unknowns involving one of OnlyFans' biggest stars. Considering she spends $7,000 a month scrubbing her content off the internet, it's no surprise she's been able to stay relatively secretive. If one thing could be said about Amaranth is that she's extremely consistent. Having filmed non-stop for the past 8 years has given her a devoted fanbase, even if she seems to have some animosity towards them. At the end of the day, I don't think we'll ever get a straight answer as to why Amaranth doesn't just go and take her millions to build a dream animal sanctuary and leave.
I really like Gamer from Mars' videos. It feels like he just gives me all the information. There's no weird fucking angle to it. It's just like, I'm gonna show up, tell you all the information you want to know, you learn a few new things. It's like the gold standard for like a commentary video essay should be. There's 2 types of video essays. There's this type, like the Tro type, and then there's like the I'm here to prove a point, here's my narrative. And I think those are fine too, and that's kind of more what I would make. But like, in a world of McClung's, whatever the fuck his name is, I forgot his first name already. In a world of people like that, I just am so happy there's Gamer from Mars.
The World Wide Web behind her, but I have a feeling that deep down she simply enjoys doing it and doesn't actually want to change.
He did it for me. I liked it. I was good at it.
Louis McPronouns, and you just call it, dude, it's Louis McPronouns. Holy shit. Wow. I'm telling you, that is just good. That is a good video. There's nothing bad to say about it. And you know, I like a commentary video when I talk more about what the subject of the video actually is and try to expand upon it than just insulting the person speaking for the entire duration. But I don't usually watch videos I like because it's not as fun for the audience. I'll do it every once in a while. No fat on that video. Yeah, it's just like solid 30 minutes. Just get in, get out. You know? Well, 40 minutes technically. I was today years old when I learned that Dream was in a video with Amaranth. I feel like that would have been a controversy. It's like Dream's got a child audience and he's working with like an adult film star named Amaranth, right? Like, was that not a controversy for him? True and real, yeah.
In the influence world, it would never be a real controversy of anything for clout or less.
It's not my fault for the badge spear, Trevor. Okay, that's him, dude. He wanted to put the badge shit in there. It was her dream job. No, Dobby's a free elf. Dobby doesn't want to do that for a living. Dobby doesn't want to make porn. You know what the most charitable response is? Is that maybe the boyfriend was controlling, all right? Maybe it was all real. But then she realized that, like, hey, I was doing this for you, now I'm doing this for me, because I'm not giving up making, like, $50 million or whatever in the next 3 years. Sorry. I would rather continue doing exactly what I was doing, but now with me as the focal point, than continue moving forward in this direction, like in a different direction, and giving up my, like, ability to never work a day in my life ever again. That doesn't really explain why she's still doing it now, when she's got more money than she knows what to deal with, but I imagine people who are in their 20s... Alexa, how old is Amaranth?
Aaron Rodgers is 41 years old.
Okay.
He was born on December 2nd, 1983.
Well, that was helpful. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, who got in the Super Bowl? I want the Eagles to win, chat. Dude, are you guys getting the shorts? The great and powerful Patrick Mahomes called the first down. the fucking Instagram reels of like, yeah, I just wanted to say how awesome Patrick Mahomes' ass looks today. Like, they just like use AI to rewrite like what the fucking commentators are saying over Patrick Mahomes. Amaranth is a Packer. Yeah, I'm going for the Eagles. I want the Eagles to win. The Eagles kind of got ruined by EDP 445. You just can't talk about the Eagles the same way without remembering that he's a pedophile. You know? I would just love to talk about the Eagles, but unfortunately that happened. Tony Romo would say it. Who are the Eagles playing against? I think they're playing against the great and powerful Patrick Mahomes, right? I don't know. I don't know. The Chiefs did? I have no idea. Who beat the Bills? Is that how that works? I don't watch football. I watch the Super Bowl. I'm watching to see if they perform not like us during the halftime show. I gotta be honest with you, I'm all hockey all the time. That's the only sport that I regularly follow, and the Rangers have been sucking, so I haven't really been watching them. I turned on the Rangers for the first time yesterday in the third period after they tied the game, where it was like, I think like 4-4 or whatever. They were on power play. Okay, man up with a minute left. And somehow they lost. Literally 5-on-4 power play. All they had to do was score, and the game was over, and they've completed the comeback. And then it just went the other way, and I just saw it happening. I'm like, oh, that's not good. I sounded like the guy from the YouTube shorts, like, oh, that's not good. And they just got completely annihilated. It was actually super fucking pathetic. One of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, it was not as bad as 111, but it was rising up to that level. Holy shit, dude. I love hockey commentary. Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's just nothing like playoff hockey commentary. I mean, there used to be. The fucking NBC guys are way better, but like, just the vibe of being in a playoff hockey arena is just so fucking crazy. But it's like insane vibes.
I have to agree with him. I remember when I used to watch the fucking shit here in town. I am so disappointed that we ended up giving up our fucking cottonmouths for the fucking shit we have now. Like, fucking teams like the Columbus Lions, the Columbus Cottonmouths. Fuck if I know what our goddamn team basketball team is. But despite being a college town, we don't ever have real fun for the fucking college sport. It's only the high school teams. For potential sign-ons that would then go either to Columbus State, Columbus Tech, or to University of Georgia. Considering I don't like physical sports, not on lack of trying, which simply I just do not like watching events that are boring to me, especially when I watch them for technical shit. It's just blah. It's complete fucking blah.
I doubt the Rangers make the playoffs. If they do, they'll probably buy tickets to game 1 and 2. There's nothing like it. It's so expensive to go to the Garden for fucking playoff hockey, but like an elimination game too, it's just so insane. The air is electric. Yeah, I've never like experienced such a crazy vibe before. I've only ever been to like 2 concerts, and it was never like that. It was I went to fucking, who did I go to? Oh god, Maroon 5 I went to once. My whole family dragged me to Maroon 5. I don't really care about Maroon 5. But I also, the only thing I've ever actually gone to willingly that I wanted to attend was Drake. Unironically, the only concert that I've ever willingly attended was the Summer 16 tour at MSG. We're gonna watch a storytime video from Jar.
So I know this might come as a shock to a lot of you, but I, Jesse Robot, used to be a rumor.
Nicholas Dario?
I don't know why this video exists.
I heard you were dating Mika's rhetoric. Nice.
That is also horrible, and you should never. Whoa. Okay, that was loud. Thank you to Kells. Never say that again.
Of course, eventually I stopped because I.
Okay, that has nothing to do with anything I'm looking for. Wonderful. Get these over. What time is it? 2:31. That then brings us to this. Ah, the banner of Embers, the banner of the Embers. Ouch. So, this one is pretty much a case of good, great trolling, going the way of potentially also being another legal case. So, the porn game that I mentioned before on broadcast yesterday, that was effectively made by a person that is trolling the fuck out of Mark Kern, chose to make a porn game by the same name of the game that he is still yet to produce, which is Ember, with the 8 ER. And it has now been hit with a trademark complaint by Mark Kern. content being reported. We have common law trademark rights, and Ember Crixel Labs LLC has been promoting and crowdfunding the game since 2017 worldwide, but we particularly have customers in the EU, US, South America, and Australia. Original content is malicious appropriation of our common law trademark. 15 USC subsection 11258. This section deals with the false designation of origin, false misleading descriptions of facts, or false misleading representations of fact, which can include malicious use of trademarks, allowing for civil actions for trademark infringement, false advertisement, or unfair competition, with the infringer's developer's names comes being a malicious impersonation of our lead designer, Grums, Mark Kern at Drums on X.com. In June of 2017, we founded the Steam community group under our trademark Ember. We also had the fundraiser for the game worldwide in 2017 for Indiegogo Projects Ember, Mech vs. Kaiju War Game. The game is still under development with plans to release on Steam, with the developer attempting to destroy our investment on our brand by doing a cheap porn game, incurring damages to our brand and cost and having to rehabilitate the damage, with the infringer doing it with the sole intention of damaging our game, the reputation of the designer, and we request that Steam pull this game and developer from the platform. This right here is exactly what I said and why I said what I said on Pirate Software concerning that dev. That's why I said the reporting is solid, the story is shit. This and that are the exact same situation. It is not about, in Pirate Software's case, about the fucking news story being that, oh, you don't want people to make fun of you for clout. It is the fact that you are putting him in a game that then indentures his brand, and that you are doing so for the purposes of damaging that brand. As much as we might dislike somebody like Mark Kern has the right to defend himself. As you can then see here, with the follow-up to this story, that it actually had a response from Sid Alpha. Quote, "He actually can. Look up common law trademark. Mark's email is accurate in terms of legality. Like it or not, it's easily provable that Mark has been advertising his game for about a decade. While your attempt there is hilarious, with trademark law, he has to pursue this in order to run the risk of diminishing the trademark in the eyes of the law moving forward. Trademark is different than copyright in that which with trademark, you must protect it or you might lose it. It is stuff for which is explicitly straightforward and explicitly simple to understand. And it is hilarious that this story is happening like this, only because it's now providing another case example of another case of what we have to do with YouTuber influencer law. Can you be allowed to harass people concerning copyright, but also failing to understand the differences between copyright and trademark? This is, quote, the fucking around stage that Pirate Software was talking about. But of course, if it's just on the DMCA to take the video down to deal with that first problem, it is then the process in which they move forward to deal with this. I imagine that with Mark Kern's team, he's going to push this the same way he will again, and then he'll use this again to complain and cry about people targeting him for whatever. But on this, he has a legal precedent to defend himself the same way that Pirate Software would. It just so happens to be hilarious that you see these two situations actively mirror each other, which is funny. That's just funny. Just in general, that's funny. And that now brings me to a thread that I'm currently building to put a VsChat on, which is the movie blog history of the thread. If anybody can find any of the particular thread pieces concerning Movie Bob and his history on Twitter, including all of his historic posts, as well as any of his historic Spurred breakdowns, it'd be really great if you do so. It's going to be really great in the future. It's going to be really nice. It's going to be really nice. Now let's talk about DJ Academics. Let's go here. I'm not going to go over everything that's in the thread, but what you should know is that there is a content creator by the name of DJ Academics, who's a music critic. He, much like many people, decided to do something really fucking stupid. And to cover such, we're going to go cover with
the DJ Academics.
Pretty straightforward, pretty cut and dry. There are extra details inside the thread that I encourage you to look into yourself, but we're going to start here
DJ Academics,
and we're going to look at what it wraps up to in the end.
just went trending for some unsavory comments he and a group of his friends made to a minor on stream. When 15-year-old streamer Nor was live on air playing Fortnite, the group tried to tease him about how much he loves Blackboy Max, another streamer, and they started making jokes about it, along with other conversation many have deemed inappropriate. This whole situation escalated to AK going on his own stream to defend himself, saying that it was just banter, and even that people who are attacking him are just Kendrick fans. Pretty quickly, the kid Nor called into another streamer Dante's stream, and Nor said he doesn't want to be anywhere near that group again, even bringing text messages and receipts against one of the people on the call at the time, who was deleting messages between him and Nor and trying to apologize. Welcome to the internet versus DJ Academics and Nor. It starts off when Ninja 2 posts on Blackboy Max's X community, and he says, Nor being groomed by Academics and some other people, a thread, and attaches this clip.
Yo, Nor, what's your address? I'm gonna send some strippers over there.
Slow down, yo. I'm 15. I hope you know that, bro. You trying to get
bro?
I'm not doing it. Yo, bro, you're trying to put me on a case. You're trying to put them on a case.
So?
What you mean, so? That's weird.
Trying to look out. You know all the rappers lost their virginity to like old women, right?
Lexi says, what the fuck? The thread continues when he attaches this clip with the title.
I don't know why grown men thought that they could say that to a 15-year-old child. I'm actually surprised by the maturity of this fucking kid. He handled this with more fucking maturity than most adults would. Why is this the world we live in?
Academics.
If Max said he wanted to try fucking a dude, you let him fuck you?
No.
Why not?
Why not?
You can have. Wait.
I can't fuck you, I'm cutting you off.
No, suppose he's like, yo, bro, listen, yo, you always wanted me to be next to you, now I can be inside you. Pause.
Yo, I'm not gay.
You can do second dick though.
Yeah,
so I can't do this.
Now it's pause, right? Hey, nigga, you drinking LeBron or what?
Wait, Nora, would you drink a PBM juice?
Hell yes. If PBM drops a juice, I'm drinking it. What?
I suppose he drops a milk flavored juice. You drink it?
Yeah, his milk would probably be the better.
Milk flavored juice? What are you talking about with your little ass? Nigga, drinking titty milk, nigga?
Glock replies, yeah, I don't even know what to say. And he continues to spread some more with Academics again.
Sure. Wait, hold on. So you tell me that there's not another 15-year-old that you can bust down?
Yo, bro.
Why are grown men first in touch with a streamer, talking to them live on air, in sexual connotations, even if they were jokes? Why are they fucking adultizing this child for sexual shit? Was there not a single person in Academics camp that told him, hey yo, maybe we shouldn't do doing this with this kid fucking live on air? The most mature person in this situation is the fucking kid. Also, the window's bugged again. Ha 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 ha. YouTube, please fix the bug that occurs on OBS when it is put into picture-in-picture mode. Thank you.
I'm serious. So there's not another 15-year-old you can bust down.
You in school?
Poor Creep says, AK's so weird. He trying to trap Nor by making him say some weird shit. I'm proud of Nor. Then he says, never in my life did I think I'd have to say this, but a dude making a scenario of Nor changing genders so Max can impregnate him.
Alright, imagine, so if you could do one of them sex changes and you could become a girl.
No.
And get pregnant. Would you let Max get you pregnant?
No. That would be gay.
And finally, Academics talking about Max's sister.
Yo, if Max got a sister and she threw you the box, would you smash her?
He already has a sister.
Alright, if she threw you the box, would you smash her?
No, because I'm 15.
What that mean?
She's above 18.
What that mean?
Okay, what does that mean?
It will be grooming.
It'll be what?
Grooming.
That has nothing to do with you.
But no, he continues. Wait, one more clip.
Oh, yo, you ever dream about Max before?
I have, yes. Not in a weird way.
Yo, what the fuck?
I dreamt of us coming to Malaysia and meeting. I dreamt of...
Oh, y'all on a vacation. Oh, lit.
I dreamt of him adopting me.
You and him in Malaysia?
Yeah, I dreamt of him adopting me.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, bro.
I dreamt of me watching a stream.
Also, this is the name of the guy who was talking in the first clip. I don't know if that helps, but hey, gotta know who these fuckers are. Turns out it's Tory Lane's manager, written by Ray. If anyone can find who the rest of these bitches are, that would be great. Now I know dudes joke about people watching a Nor God stream.
Fucking Tory goddamn Lanes.
But this shit is not a fucking joke no more. We need to check who Nor's talking to on his streams so this never happens again. Update. Allegedly the person talking in the gender clip is this guy. Then he attaches another clip with the caption, one more.
A lot of crying you'd be doing, bro. After you suck the dick and he's like, oh hell no, you suck the dick to hang with me, I'm good. I won't hang with you.
Nah, it's probably...
Would you cry?
Yes. That's my girl.
I think it sound like you about to cry thinking about it.
Then he attaches this and says all the people confirmed in the call. Six replies, why is he talking to Nor about this shit? And it's worse that a child is calling you weird about some shit you should know is weird as an adult. But this thread quickly left Blackboy Max's community when Drama Alerts tweeted out the combination of all the clips we just watched into one with the caption, DJ Academics under fire for talking inappropriately with a 15-year-old on stream. Don't worry, says, I mean, it sounds bad, but this is just edgy 2008-2009 gamer over the mic voice chat shit that we used to hear back in the Modern Warfare 2 Black Ops 1 days of Xbox Live. The only problem is we can attach a face and a name to...
Hell nah. Fuck nah. What the hell's wrong with you? No. Wrong take. The fuck?
The voice. JT Holmes says, he said he was 15 multiple times and they just kept ignoring him. MMA Talk replies, bro said, why not? Nah, it's over. Lil Rocket says, no normal person jokes that way. That was disgusting as fuck. And that's not jokes, that's the truth masked as jokes. Lock that dude the fuck up. Zella replies, ban kids from everything social until they 18. Problem solved. Drama Alert follows up with another clip with the caption, Blackboy Max called out Academics for the clips.
No, I'm not going through this shit. I'm not. Because these clips are nasty. It's bad work. Nasty work. And today's a great stream, and I'm not bringing it down with this weird energy. This shit is very weird. I talked to Nor. Nor is good. I make sure Bubba's good. I'm not going to go through this shit. But once again, I didn't want to hide it in the com either. I didn't want to hide it in the com because it's like... Then it's like it looks like I'm hiding this shit when I'm not trying to hide it. It's not some shit I want to give light to. You get what I'm saying? Niggas was joking around in the cord, you know, but it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. I don't fuck with it. And I would appreciate it if you don't do that type of shit with my little bro. You know what I'm saying? You're not my little bro, but you feel me? Like,
This shit not cool. That shit not cool. And kids, if you ever in like discords, you feel me, where it's like niggas joking around with you, you got what I'm saying? Like, just make sure you separate yourself from those situations. You know what I'm saying?
And Heartless Kid says, perfect response. Jamie quotes the drama alert clip with an old DJ Academics tweet that says, bad baby got mad for a 15-year-old. Brandon Buckingham quotes the clip and says, here is 35-year-old DJ Academics asking a 15-year-old boy if he would let an adult man have S with him. Hey, at Academics, heard you like little boys, you fat drunk bitch. Vega Pump also posted a clip on the Art Life and Fail subreddit with the title Academics Ovo Goon and other people grooming a 15-year-old on stream. Lord PvP replies, bro, the 15-year-old has more sense than all of them put together. And no Carry 5942 replies, for real. What the fuck did I just watch? This AK dude weird as fuck. AJP replies to the original post by saying, these were some of the craziest questions I've seen someone try to pressure on a kid. Hopefully it blows up and Academics loses the influence he has. Just weird. And good on Max for handling it seriously. And Receipt replies, Academics won't lose any influence. You can only get canceled from inside your own fan base, and his fan base does not care. Academics has multiple credible SA allegations, and it has not hurt him at all. The only thing that could cancel Academics is literal prison. Shark Fark McTart replies, certified lover boys. Linux's Lord replies with this line from Kendrick's song and says, shit's crazy dog. That man Kendrick did exactly what he needed to. The crash out of Drake and by extension DJ Academics needs to be studied, bruh. The Voice of Context also tweets out the clip. Harsh Deep replies, they were trolling. Chill, guys. They know Nor. And Voice of Context says, trolling? This is not trolling. Calanie Rogers quotes the clip and says, I could barely sit through this. I thought this was about to be some blown out of proportion convo. After every sentence, I was disgusted, for real. Soul replies, bro, how the fuck does anyone feel okay having this kind of conversation with a kid? I couldn't even get through it all. Quite quotes the clip and says, how the fuck the 15-year-old the one holding it down in this convo? And the Rog Dog says, props to this kid. He knows what's right. That whole convo was very disturbing and awkward. He handled that perfectly. Must be tweets out. Academics has no morals. He has shown y'all time and time again who he is. That man has spread misinformation, disrespected women, disrespected rappers, disrespected religions, and is all around a horrible person. The universe will deal with him accordingly. Lovely tweets out. Academics was literally caught on camera grooming an underage child, but the sad truth is that he is still gonna have a career and fan base after this. Creeps like him barely face little to no consequences at all. Not until it reaches monster-like levels, and that's the sad reality of it all. And Dark Void replies with this clip of DJ Academics talking about the situation.
Oh, I see. I'm not even gonna give it really the light that I think some of y'all want me to give it. I seen y'all saying, what's the name from Max's chat, Nor? Like, I'm using random words, groomed. I'm like, yo, bro, that's a nigga, okay? That's a little kid that was streaming and we're trolling the dude, and essentially
trolling the dude? You think that asking a child sexual questions is trolling? Nigga, come on. No. No. Academics, no. No. There's no world you thought you could spin that as, oh, we're just trolling the guy. No fucking way.
pretty much he's saying how much he loves Max. We start trolling him. Yes, the kid is like, he's young, but we're like, yo, I think somebody told him, like, we about to send some bitches to you or something like that. I'm sorry. If y'all mad that, again, we're not gonna treat men like they're girls. Like, if it was a girl, I get it. A kid that we're saying, yo, you gonna fuck a girl? Like, I get it. He's underage, but I'm sorry. You get mad all you want, bro. I'm sorry. Y'all get mad all you want. It's a kid, bro. It's a kid, but he's a male. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Nobody was trying to fuck him. We're just asking him, do you fuck with women? Bro, yo, I had a cousin, and I ain't gonna lie. One of the proudest moments of my cousin was when I found out a nigga was straight. I'm not, y'all know where I'm from. You know what it is. The whole time when the nigga was like 15, we'd be like, yo, bro, you got a girlfriend yet? You got this, you got that, you got, yo, you drive to these chicks yet? Bro, it's trolling, bro. It's nothing that serious. Nobody wants to fuck the kid, bro. Stop it.
Viral Hotspot then tweets out more of Academics' response, and they say, Academics provides additional context to the alleged grooming involving 15-year-old Nora during a Discord call, explaining that they took Nora in like a little brother and sent him money after he expressed S thoughts.
Bro, that shit happened. Bro, don't even get a call. I'm getting people saying like, yo, Max say you weird as shit. Like, you a weirdo. I bet cool. So when I seen him, I'm like, damn, bro. Now, granted, I'm not expecting Max to be like, oh no, accurate. No. If he was just like, nah, I ain't gonna lie, this shit kind of look a little weird, but I gotta holler at you. What the fuck? I'm looking at shit. Niggas sending me shit like, yo, that nigga say you weird as shit, man. Like, you just like a weirdo. Bro, I knew the nigga was in our Discord saying he was gonna life and how his life sucked, and it was us. It was us, nigga. It's not all that Max community shit was not that. It was us that was picking that nigga up, treating him like a little bro, like, yo, like actually our little brother. Nigga was sending him money. He was saying, oh, he's so when I seen like today Ray was just like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, that nigga did an interview saying y'all niggas are really weird. I'm like, what? Wait, the dude who we've been showing so much love? And yeah, of course we trolling him. He trolling us. We trolling him. He trolling us. Y'all gotta look beyond those clips.
And LJ responds, it's weird, yes, but it's also how 95% of dudes grow up. I can't be the only one that had the old heads asking when I was finna crack something at 15. The Max comments is weird, but him getting women comments is basically every old head talking in the hood. TZ replies, AK just making it so much worse than it has to be. And Concept Vague says, facts, Lamau. He trolling us, we trolling him. Bro does not understand it's a 15-year-old kid. What he's doing interacting with any teenager. Pluto says, this whole clip feel like he just worried about the wrong thing. This isn't about Max calling you weird. Pastor Ben replies, nah, Academics got to go. Nothing he said here comes close to justifying what he said to that 15-year-old child. E-Dot replies, found a kid with S thoughts. Give him a bit of money, then talk about a grown-ass man impregnating him. Flip tweets out, DJ Academics crashes out and says he won't be posting Blackboy Max clips on his pages after being called out for grooming. I never need to be on Kai, Max, Aiden, and nobody's stream. And attaches this clip.
Like, I swear to God, and I never swear to God, I never need to be on Kai, Max, Aiden, nobody's stream. I don't need none of nobody who stream. I got my own thing going on. The fuck? So when I see this shit.
Fucking energy of fucking Fresh and Fit. All I thought was again. No. Act. No. Stop it, Act. You said stupid and weird shit in the fucking live stream. You didn't think about it before you said it. This shit was fucking weird. Eat your L.
This shit pissed me off. I'm like, bro, I'm over here fucking with these niggas, supporting them. Nigga, yo, I told Ray to that. I said, bro, I almost hit Grant and said, bro, yo, fuck that. No more Max clips on my page. I'm supporting these niggas, and these niggas is kicking my back in. I get nothing from it. I don't benefit if Max go up. I don't benefit if, hey, bro, I support him because I like these guys. I support him because I'm in the streaming community. I want him to go up. My nigga.
Jayla Tree tweets out, to see Academics on a stream propositioning some S questions to a 15-year-old boy who is clearly uncomfortable in a room full of weird-ass men is the type of stuff y'all deem as trolling. Get him out of here. Just let him know. Then tweets out, DJ Academics gets exposed by the minor he tried to groom. But as a slight interruption, the caption is wrong. This whole clip they're talking about Ray, who we looked at earlier, but just for correct context.
Why? How did they all get into one call in the first place? How did this even happen?
So this is Ray's Discord. By the way, Ray is Tory Lane's manager. So I know him. Bunch of FaZe knows him. I knew him, right? So he invited me to the Discord, and I joined.
Of course, it had a FaZe Clan connection. Why wouldn't it have a FaZe Clan connection? More of this. There are good things to phase, there are bad things to phase. This is one of those bad things to phase. Y'all motherfuckers should not have access to 15-year-old fucking live streamers. Let them motherfuckers be kids in their environment. Sure, they're making millions of dollars. Let them be fucking kids. Stop putting them in the room with these men.
For maybe a week or so, and they were playing Fortnite. I asked if I could join. They said, okay, I put them on live. They said, okay, that's fine.
They knew you were live and was still talking like that?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So imagine what happens when you
Exactly. Holy shit.
But right, Ray was talking about getting clearance for Central C and for Kai to be on Central's album, the ad lib or whatever. And then he asked me to private VOD after that. But he deleted the text. I can still show it though. Wait. You might not be able to see. Basically, I'll be sending 5 texts. I said that's 8 hours gone because I streamed for 8 hours. You can see the 8. Read it below. And then he said, I appreciate you. He deleted those texts of asking me to delete VOD because of that, and said like you could get clips from that stream or whatever, and you can have more streams with us in the future. I promise. I do not want that.
Yeah, no. I don't.
He texted me, ignore your man's ninja bugging, the person who posted it, my mod, and then trying to paint a narrative on Ack, we'd be trolling. Deleted those messages too because I didn't see them, I just screenshotted them. And then they were in the Discord sending the links of what happened while in VC. And then he said I was deafened for most of the call, didn't know they went that far.
Nah, don't even try that.
He was my bad for inviting you to the Discord, don't want you feeling no way. You a cool kid and I know we all be trolling, but the shit I heard in those clips when I was deafened wasn't cool. You good. He was speaking in basically every clip.
Yeah, like what are you oh nah.
And then he privated his Instagram.
That's how you know you're guilty and weird.
He literally privated his Instagram after that, and
oh god.
Yep. He wanted me to delete VOD because of the clearance.
Yeah,
the
clearance. Right.
The clearance.
Right.
GG's. And that's Story Lane's manager.
Grim replies, I'm of the belief that having inappropriate conversations with children for any reason makes you a predator. Nobody with good intentions discusses derogatory topics with children. Adults should be a safe space for children no matter what. Defy Magic says, predators move in flocks. Love to Hate replies, he needs to give this information to law enforcement. Yaya says, he's a sick man with sick thoughts. Academy Hustler replies with this clip and says, never a bad time to remind people of this.
I'm just gonna be honest. If Drake is your favorite rapper, you're probably a loser. Or at least like the most boring person that any of your friends know.
I try to avoid him, and he still finds a way onto my streams. Everything please get the fuck off of my feed. My God.
And also possibly shitty and underage girls and just like weirdo shit, just keeping it real. That's your favorite rapper. Not like you like some Drake songs, not like he goes off in the club, but if you like connect with Drake, if he inspires you, you probably suck.
Spark After Dark replies, I'm not even a huge Drake fan, but this is some pretentious elitism. That's why I don't really care for FD. He definitely gives off the impression that he thinks he's better than everyone else. EDN replies to this image and says, oh shit, they found him. Every black GameStop employee. Dad tweets out this clip with a caption, no way Academics is blaming Kendrick Lamar fans being mad at him for being weird to a kid.
It's that type of relationship. I'm sorry, what? I know people trying to make it weird, and this is why, I know they ain't even Max's community. It's really like these Kendrick fans and shit like that.
Oh, Kendrick fans.
Weird, like,
And I think you blame it on Kendrick fans, bro. That fucking shit got to y'all's heads. OVO in shambles.
Logan replies, Lamau, yep. Kendrick fans made him say weird shit to a fucking minor. Nah, I sense this dude's sick energy from the get-go. This confirms it. And that's what the internet's had to say so far. See you next episode.
That is how it began. Here's how it ended.
Story has escalated to him getting banned on Twitch. Well, possibly. In part 1 of this series, we went over the initial allegations against Ack, where he was acting inappropriately with a 15-year-old on Discord, that kid being Noor. He was in a call making all sorts of sexual remarks to Noor, and it was uncomfortable for a lot of people to watch. Well, now DJ Academics has put out a bit more of a formal statement on his stream, apologizing and saying he will do better, along with his ban from Twitch and allegations that he was dropped from various sponsors. Ack, however, claims the ban was for a completely unrelated reason. Welcome to the Internet versus DJ Academics, Part 2. It starts off with Kendrick Lyrics tweeting out, DJ Academics has been banned on Twitch and his stake has officially unfollowed him on Instagram. The random guy replies, DJ Academics talking to minors a week before Kendrick's Super Bowl halftime show. Ava replies, cancel culture is alive and well, lol, and well deserved it. The BZA says, uncancelable, he said. Big Trap replies, not defending dude, but he don't care about this. He got a multi-million-dollar deal with Rumble and mainly streams on YouTube. Twitch be banning anybody anyway. Now if Rumble cancels his contract and YouTube ban him, that's news. LC tweets out, Academics downfall was long overdue, I'm sorry. And this is Hiram replies, downfall? He got banned on Twitch, not placed under arrest. Lol. Zorko says, as much as I want to see him gone, he isn't going anywhere right now, unfortunately. Meek Mill tweets about the situation with a screenshot of him blocking Academics TV and says, if you're a parent, go get your kid's phone and block this man. He's grooming children with a very large platform that kids like. Also attempts to ruin black families and black success daily. Villain in the Village. 3 Films replies, why didn't you make this public service announcement for Diddy? And Fawn replies, cook his ass. A lawyer you can trust says, anyone defending Ack is weird. No 30-something-year-old man should be talking to kids like that. Canadian OG replies to Meek Mill by saying, remember when you were in the poll and Diddy told you deserve it, daddy? Freddie Gibbs quote tweets Kendrick Lyrics and says, damn. And Astro Mine replies, what do you mean damn? And Jamar says, you don't know much about Freddie Gibbs if you think he meant that he's sad about this. Anthony Fantano quote tweets Kendrick Lyrics and says, rumors shouldn't get sponsorships. And Pizzy replies, you dick chase Drake all day, shut up Baldy. Fearbuck also tweets out that Academics has been banned on Twitch. Fearbuck then follows up saying, it's a permanent ban, and attaches an image that the reason was he violated TOS and it is indefinite. Academics TV then replies to Fearbuck by saying, banned because he called Aiden on stream to talk with Kendrick Cousin after Aiden paid 10 grand to buy hospital beds and wheelchairs for Kendrick Cousin. Arsene Joker says, nah, that dude was banned for being a weirdo and nothing will ever change that. Whoever runs this account is going to be very busy. Academics TV then makes another post on their page where they say, Academics temporarily banned on Twitch for calling Aiden Ross, who was permanently banned on Twitch, on stream to confirm if he donated 10 grand to Kendrick Cousin parents who needed hospital beds and a new wheelchair. And then replies, sure, we believe your clown ass. 1738 says, free the goats. Real G replies, we know this ain't why that PDF got banned. And LB Dino replies, so he shouldn't be back, right? Now when he comes back, are you gonna come on here and say, nah, I was just dick eating and don't actually know anything? Meek Mill quote tweets Fearbuck and says, he gonna be drinking tonight screaming at kids from some other portal lol. These guys' lives be terrible. Never follow the heathens. Mercury Rules replies by saying, dumbass boy thought he was smart, messed around and lined himself up. And Scams Trainee replies, both y'all some freaky ass dudes and need to stay the asses inside. And Walk replies, at least Meek ain't doing shit with kids. Anthony Fantano quote tweets Fearbuck and says, and they better stick to the fucking script so the lesson sticks in his dumbass head. Grown men have no business pressing minors about S. It's disgusting and it should never be forgotten what this this man has been caught doing. Gino Soto replies, what is crazy to me is how he chops it up to people hating on him. Dude has the nerve to say his past comments piss people off, so he gets why they have an axe to grind, as if he wasn't inappropriately communicating with a minor about absolutely explicit topics. I have a shark quote tweets and says, we gonna watch the party die, aged like fine wine. Maya the Dawn says, boom shakalaka, yes god. And our center Ledex says, can't wait for the next piece of newsfeed that someone finally slapped him. Lovely tweets out, DJ Academics has been banned from Twitch and Happy Dad has cut ties with them sponsoring him. Steak has also unfollowed him. This comes after Academics was exposed for grooming an underage boy. Raider Glaze replies, certified lover boy, certified PDF file. Peter Rosenberg quote tweets Lovely and says, I tried to tell the world about this guy after he attacked the women in my life for no reason. Asked his viewers to find videos of my wife. Said he would pay for anyone who could supply info. Absolutely revolting and dangerous behavior. At that time, Spotify and other outlets took no issue. I'm glad some have noticed how dangerous and sick this guy is. Jay Julian replies, the wife that was cheating on you. He literally did a $20,000 private investigator job for you for free. Revenge replies, Lamau, Ack ain't going nowhere. You and Meek Mill live in parallel universes. Milam says, Peter, your culture vulture Rosenberg last name ass should be the last person talking, please. Streamer Bands also tweets out that Academics has been banned, and Brandon Buckingham replies, Lamau, what a dumbass. Little bro got banned for talking ass with a 15-year-old. And Ignore, the kid in the clip, quote tweets Streamer Bands with this gif. Osab replies, we did it. As Gray said.
Smoking the back. Sometimes these kids are safe. Sometimes these kids are gonna be alright. They learn real quick. Good to see.
As a common Nor W. Roses replies, wasn't you laughing in the call and begging him for money? Stephen Calderwood also posted on the R Livestream Fail subreddit about DJ Academics ban. And Oh It's Killer replies, Academics has been a piece of shit for years. One of those people you think would have gotten their ass beat on camera multiple times, but he somehow avoided it despite being a scumbag and constant shit stirrer. And AI Genesty says, I mean by all accounts it seems like he doesn't even leave his house, so maybe that's why he's never gotten his ass beaten up. Ted Necromancer replies Opie by saying, and nothing of value was lost. Edit. It's permanent. Snake unfollowed him. Sponsorships dropped him. I used to pray for times like this. And X Not Sure replies, he's streaming right now on YouTube and Rumble. Lol. Scuba Ryan tweets out, Academics realizes he was wrong in the situation with Blackboy Max's friend Nor, apologizing to both of them, regretting the whole situation and for disrespecting Blackboy Max, and attaches this clip.
A very regretful moment happened where, it derived from a Discord that we're usually like super like buddy and probably like some shit that honestly in that Discord, everything I've ever said in that Discord got leaked. It would be crazy. Not defending it, but that's kind of the core it was. Definitely a regrettable moment. And we're going to use that as a teachable moment because I don't think I've came this far, built this platform to be that irresponsible, right? And of course I could throw out any type of excuses. Oh, well, fuck all that. At the end of the day, first I'm probably oh yeah anyway. Like, no, nah, I'm good. Like, I don't need the other shit. So I'll just take the responsibility. I should do better and will do better. And I think that's the best way to do it. You know what I mean? Should do better, will do better. We use a teachable moment. Max hit me a few times. He was like, yo, people running your pages, posting stuff about me. I got nothing against Max. I said what I had to say last night. I stand on every word. But I have nothing against Max. Me and Max are both from Jersey. I support Max. I do appreciate his content. I do think his community is toxic. I do think at times, and again, we're not blaming Max for nothing. I think Max is a good guy. Maybe I thought that, he owed me like to call me, like, yo, what's up? But he definitely did.
C replies, the person posting about Max was weird. And Top Dog says, the person? It's him. That Stick says, so Max's community is toxic for calling Ack out on his bullshit and speaking inappropriately with a minor? Fuck out of here. Yoptic replies, apologizing after everything he said about him yesterday? Oh hell nah. If you want to see some of that, check out part 1 of our series, links below on our channel. Nor the kid himself in the clip then quote tweets this and says, after everything that happened and after they tried to defame Max, and the shit he said and did is insane. He realized he's in the wrong only because he got caught. I don't give a fuck. You were a PDF. You apologize with the backhand, oh, 5-star so toxic, etc. Shut up. I bleed and breathe 5-star weird ass motherfucker. And LeJM replies, not gonna lie, you're just a lame 15-year-old who looked up to Blackboy Max, no diss. But of all people, like, bruh, don't go on Discord to joke with grown ass mans and then can't take a joke back. But the gay shit Ack said is OD, I give it to you. But the rest y'all just blowing shit out of proportion. And if Oak says, no way you're defending Ack. 41 Pop replies to Nor by saying, this kid gonna be the reason streamers stop playing with kids. Bro entered an adult environment and expected them to turn to kids. CJRS says, bleed and breathe 5-star. This shit was corny, my dude. And Oscar replies, he like 13, chill gang. Magic Mike replies, alright buddy, we get he's wrong, but stop pretending like you're doing this because you care. We all know you're dragging it to get clout. Telltale Nevermore posts on the R Music subreddit the clip we watched of Ack responding to the situation, and all about the Ace replies, nah, this shouldn't be something that you just get a whoopsies on. And Kferg the Great says, it isn't just a whoopsies though. His first instinct was to talk about how he gave the kid money because he thought he was S-idol, and call everyone criticizing him angry Kendrick fans. He's only saying whoopsies after those things didn't work. And adorable tip 56 of the wonderful.
Yep, he's right.
Replies, wow, this is valuable context. Elaborate replies to the op by saying, I heard the audio of what he said. Absolutely no excuse. He said that shit with his chest. And formerly Freddy replies, that kid kept telling him, bro, chill out, I'm a kid. He didn't even consider stopping at that point. It just made him push harder when the kid was clearly uncomfortable. Domino's fan for Life 69 replies to Opie by saying, can we finally just get rid of this fucking clown? Like, no wonder he writes Drake's dick so hard. They run in the same circles. And Sammy Dot says, predators move in flocks. Connie Talks tweets out, DJ Academics has been banned from the McDonald's app. Over 8.6 million points have also been
banned from the McDonald's app? A loyalty food app, bro? The fuck? Why?
by the authorities and will be redeemed on charity donations. NBA Slime replies, 8.6 million points would equal 1,433 free quarter pounders. And Bell says, bro, the McDonald's calculator. Mark Fox replies to the original post by saying, Lamau, this has gone too far. Cloud King XX says, McDonald's stock crashing with his revenue loss though. And Hamza replies, McDonald's stock after the loss in revenue, and attaches this image. Omni tweets out, the irony of Academics spending an entire year defending Drake, only to get canceled for the same energy. And On The Go Mango says, this whole time he defended Drake, not because of who Drake is, but because he saw himself in Drake. Academics TV then tweets out, Adam 22 speaks on the academic situation because they're envious and some want his spot as the #1 hip-hop media.
Oh really? What does he have to say? What does he have to say?
Outlets.
Because like I've seen so much anticipation on Reddit because they're looking at this situation as a situation in which I need to disavow Academics and his behavior in order to be, I guess, like morally cohesive. And from my perspective, even if I can say, yeah, like, all right, Ack fucked up, Ack should not have done that. He should be more mindful about how he's speaking, especially when there's a minor on the Discord call, whatever. Sure. But I'm not fucking dying to just jump out the window. It's like there's so many people who want his spot. And I get it because they want my spot, they want all of our spots, and we've all felt it. Where as soon as you become part of No Jumper, as soon as you become him, he's like the #1 streamer in hip hop. It's like a very
I roll. No Jumper is not a #1 hip hop stream. People are more interested in wanting to bust Lena open and then make you cry about it than your fucking takes on music. You are comparable to Anthony Fantano. Shut up.
Coveted role. It's just the level of desperation to cancel people is so fucking lame to me. And I have people in my DMs who I think of as gangsters.
Lasting replies, nah, Adam is spitting. Dude's been waiting for moments like this and they jump on it quick. Capus Everything says, Adam 22 right now, and attaches this gif. Trip that replies, weirdos defending weirdos, not shocked. Lol. Quantity quotes Academics and says, of course Adam 16 approves of this. Academics TV then tweets out, Aiden Ross defends Academics. He's not a PDF, like come on. You guys just pick and choose who you like. And he attaches this clip.
I just think it was a really weird situation. At the same time, it's like, bro, like, it's just like, I don't know, bro. The internet, no, guys, what he said was super fucking weird. Don't get me wrong, like, I get it. The clip came out, he doesn't know him. But, bro, he's not a fucking, like, it's just like, bro, like, come on, bro. You guys pick and choose of who you guys, like, allow certain shit to be said to. Like, I swear to God, y'all do. That's the problem. Y'all have to be consistent on treatment you give people, if that makes sense. Like that, like, my friends have said way worse shit. Bro, one of my friends used to play Fortnite like a fucking, like, 15, 16-year-old, every stream, milk, fucking weird shit, and, like, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, y'all pick and choose who y'all like. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
Nigel replies, Aiden started all this gay shit in streaming. Academic CP follows up with these two clips put together, captioned, picking and choosing. The first clip showing the interaction between Pac and Noor, and the second clip is Noor from years back, allegedly interacting with another minor. That's just what I've heard, that the second person was a minor at the time. Here are those clips.
All right, imagine this was, we just fucking thing with him.
Yo. Wait, no, would you suck to save Max's life?
Yes.
They don't get no reason. Okay. No hesitation. Okay, no hezzy.
ID replies, this dude is sick in the head. He's literally admitting as long as a child answers questions for another weirdo, you have the right to talk S-ly to a minor as well and be a weirdo. And Love to Hate says, he don't even get the point. Just digging a hole deeper. Academics responds to people saying that he's lost his sponsorships. When Academics TV tweets out, Ack speaks in the past couple days and dispels the rumors from low-life, bottom-feeding, smooth-brained haters that say he lost his sponsors. And he attaches this clip.
Number one, first and foremost, I'm moving past that moment. We addressed it. Dragging it, it's not doing anything.
Say he lost his sponsors. And he
to post from your own shit, Academics TV, that you in the third person speak on the drama caused by your actions that you did with your chest on the live stream, to dispel rumors about low-life, bottom-feeding, smooth-brain haters. Nigga, you done. Pack it and you done. You are so far beyond done. You are more cooked than the bread. You're gone.
attaches this clip.
Number one, first and foremost, I'm moving past that moment. We addressed it. Dragging it, it's not doing anything for us, okay? Obviously, I'll say this, Twitch took some action because, you know...
Have you seen what he said specifically for him to get blown out for? Yeah, I saw what he said. I heard it. You shouldn't be speaking like that sexually with a 15-year-old. We just looked at the first video, and this is the second one. I'm not covering all of everything in between the upper and the middle, so that everybody that is in the server can go look at that thread and can go read it in real time. Ow, my neck.
Even though I wasn't streaming, that happened on their platform, completely get it. And, you know, we'll work with Twitch and make it right, okay? Until then, we've always multi-stream, we'll continue to multi-stream, whether it's...
Nigga, how do you make it... Academics, you were talking to a 15-year-old sexually, adultizing a child about shit that he doesn't need to be involved in, knowingly getting him to delete his VOD of shit that you knew you shouldn't have been saying while he was live while you were live on his live stream, putting him in a situation where he needs to lose his time, his hours, his VOD, and his work because you want to cover up for your bullshit. You then turn around and say, nah, the Kendrick fans. The only way to make it right is for someone to make fun of you using music and immortalizing it. Because you did the shit of your own volition. You, the manager, the other fucking members of the entourage. Saying, oh man, this would have been fine before in the past. He only turned us up because he's switching up on us. No. You're being mad fucking weird. You're being mad fucking weird. Like, remove the hip-hop culture from this. It's not about somebody coming for your spot, wanting to replace you. No! Who spoke sexually to a child and made them uncomfortable? You can't make that right. Well, actually, no. There is a way for you to make it right, and it's using the historic piece of French executionary tools. One straight out the classic collection.
It's on, of course, Rumble. We still stream on Meta, and of course, we still stream on YouTube, which, honestly, about 80% of our viewership came from YouTube anyway. That'll continue. I see a bunch of pages kind of just saying random stuff, and I don't know if it's to elicit a response from me, but I could tell, you know, when the shark starts circling, you just don't want to keep dropping blood in the water. As far as any...
You mean like your response here, where you're actively dropping blood in the water by saying, I can see what people are saying about me? Old strategy.
One saying that, you know, like it's a hailstorm of Fallout. That's not true. Happy that it's still right here. Y'all make sure I go get the great version. That's my favorite version. Steak supports us on Twitter. Supports our news Twitter account, which is the Academics TV account. They've done it before and they continue to do it. There's nothing that changed there. Again, you guys have seen some shit that happened on stream. Twitch respect their platform, but also you gotta respect the rules. And also when they take enforcement action, you get mad. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where we're at now. Kind of want to have like a lower key stream because I feel like the shark is circling. And when somebody wants to see you break, the more you like jump out in their face, they're like, fuck, and just get mad and mad. And also you know, a bunch of master stuff. We just chilling.
Gig replies, posted this one yourself, huh? Agaro feed replies, weirdo. You can't move past getting caught trying to groom a 15-year-old into doing weird shit with old-ass men.
Exactly.
Should lose any and all sponsors, and anyone standing by him is questionable too. Savarolo replies, that's the guy that said a 15-year-old boy was a man. And that's what the internet's had to say so far. Appreciate all the support in the recent videos, and I'll see you next episode.
This is just pretty much a cut and dry case that for anybody else, they just turned on fucking They Not Like Us and they are crib walking on top of you. The Bloods are crib walking. The Crips are crib walking. Influencers are crib walking. Hip hop heads are crib walking. You show these details to any person in the music career and they will say with their chest, this is not on music. This is on you thinking that you could be able to groom a kid into culture. That was weird as fuck. Because you got money, time, investment, and influencer culture got you thinking you could talk to a kid like this. 100% fucking deserved. 100% fucking deserved. It's 3:02. There's 1 hour before VsChat. How long is the Shoe on Head video?
Hello, everyone.
About an hour, I suppose.
And welcome back to
Motherhood is treating her well. Her skin is glowing.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Shoe on Head channel. I am your host, Shoe on Head. You may know me on Reddit as generic far-right Fox News bigot, or perhaps you know me as Kami Mommy. You people need help. Anyway, my last few videos about the election got a lot of attention, as well as brought a lot of new people to the channel. So everyone say hello to the new people. Please welcome the new people. Please be polite to them. Educate them on what to expect here. Just don't tell them about the contraption. But not all the attention I got from my election videos was good attention. So I've decided today I am going to respond to those critics. I figured it's been a while since I actually responded to a response that I've gotten on YouTube. Very old school, very 2012 YouTube. All I need is a rant sona and I'm set. So that is what we're going to do today. I'm going to respond to criticism, rationally and calmly. I will be reacting to people's reactions of two different videos of mine, America is in Shambles and Downfall of the Democrats. If you haven't seen those videos, I will put them down in the description so you have more context. I highly suggest you watch them before you watch this video. Pause this video, go watch them. Don't worry, I will be right here. I've been here for 10 years. Will I be doing this in 10 more years? Will I be a 43-year-old e-girl? I guess we'll wait and see. Now, a lot has happened since my last video. It's been like, what, 2 months?
Can you truly be an e-girl if you're married with children? That's shit for younger women that are single. I think the answer is no. Because the implication is that you're doing it for moderation and attention, so if you're a married woman, you don't need the validation from them. Ironically enough, outside the Gregory Fur era, June never really did that. So no, I don't even think she could necessarily even be called an e-girl, even during the Skeptic arc.
So that's like 10 years in internet time. There's so much going on in the news, it's honestly hard to keep up. Oh, that reminds me. I have an app for that. Let's quickly get into today's sponsor, a sponsor I've been working with for many years now, Ground News. Ground News is a website and an app.
Everybody has a Ground News sponsorship. Everybody has a Ground News sponsorship. Jesus Christ.
Makes it, quote, unlawful for a person to discharge genetic material without the intent to fertilize an embryo. An anti-Gooner bill. It's an anti-Gooner bill. Right away, we can see that the story has been covered by 16 sources, 40% of it left-wing, only 17% of it right-wing. You can even see who owns these reporting outlets. Ground News also makes it really easy to compare headlines to see how political bias can affect framing. For example, this right-wing headline, President Donald Trump and Melania Trump's 20th wedding anniversary, see the photos. And this left-leaning headline frames the same story like this. President Trump's anniversary shadow to Melania is loaded with red flags. This feature is so much fun. I am obsessed with it. I've been using Ground News since 2021, and it really helped me see how both sides frame stories so differently. I'm currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the one I use to access all their features. So go to ground.news/shoe, or use the QR code on screen here, or click the link in the video description down below, and subscribe today. I highly suggest checking it out. They're one of my favorite sponsors to work with because I think what they're doing is extremely important, helping people approach the news in a more balanced way. So take advantage of this discount today, ground.news/shoe, or clicking the link down below. Thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you for not skipping the ad, as always. And now, let's get back to the video. So what has happened since my last video? Well, Biden is gone, he is out of office, he has somehow completed a 4-year term, which means, that's right, Dave Rubin has to retire.
If Joe Biden completes a 4-year term, actually completes a 4-year term, I will retire.
It also means, once again, Trump has been inaugurated. And this time, all our favorite characters were there. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos' wife's tits, Mark Zuckerberg. Frankly, it's disgusting seeing billionaires so openly and brazenly support our government officials. They should be doing it behind the scenes like they've been doing for decades. Ladies and gentlemen, the elites have officially bent the knee. And it seems with the popular vote came the sudden and long overdue death of woke capitalism. Rest in piss. Although I never did get to try those gay Oreos. You don't know what you got till it's gone. The inauguration was a beautiful celebration for Republicans, full of joy and whimsy, and a complete humiliation ritual for the Democrats. Bye, Joe. Thanks for all the fucking nothing. Your legacy will be having dementia, aiding a genocide, and handing the country over to Donald Trump on a silver platter. Executive order after executive order, pardon after pardon, Trump got to work enacting his mandate on day one. But even as all this is happening, Trump seems to be on this bizarre side quest to conquer Canada and Greenland. But if we're gonna annex Canada and make it great again, can we at least get their healthcare without the wait times or the assisted side? Can't there just be a normal healthcare system that doesn't put you in debt or offer to kill you if you are in debt? Speaking of healthcare, an Italian-American Tucker Carlson fan from New York murdered a healthcare CEO. And it wasn't me. His name is Luigi Mangione, and he's currently the most thirsted after man in the world. Ugh, women are so cooked, dude. Why can't they just be normal and make fan cams of the Unabomber like me? Now, I don't condone murder. That's it, I don't condone murder. Murder is bad. But honestly, I don't even know what killing a healthcare CEO even does. It's a job position. The job position will be filled again. The goal should be get rid of the job position altogether. But it's really depressing that it took this for a conversation about the absolute scam that is the American health insurance system to go mainstream. Lord knows I've been shouting about it for long enough. But you know who doesn't need healthcare anymore? Jimmy Carter. Because he's dead. He died at the ripe age of 100, and I know what you're thinking. Vaxxed? But at his funeral, we all saw this. He's Hitler! He's Hitler! He's Hitler! He's Hitler! Oh, hey, buddy. I'm sorry, I seem to recall this man scolding the black community for voting for a racist, sexist fascist. And here he is, chatting it up with that very racist, sexist fascist. Gee, it's almost like they don't fucking believe it. Like, the Biden administration literally just named an aircraft after George W. Bush. George W. Bush. The literally Hitler from 20 years ago. In 20 years, we're going to have like a Navy fleet named after Trump. It's all fake. It's all big fake gay club, and we're not in it. At the end of the day, these people would rather see the country burn to the ground than actually help the citizens in it. Literally.
Depends. Is there a Wendy's being burned down while it's happening? In which case they will pose next to it and say, we will get food reform, and then it'll make it a food desert.
Breaking now at 11, 16 people confirmed dead in the California wildfires. New fears the massive fires will only continue to grow.
There's no water coming out of the fire hydrant.
What do you mean you ran out of water? You're California! You're next to the goddamn Pacific Ocean, for fuck's sake! It was getting so bad people were using almond milk to put out the fire. California moment. Thousands of people have lost their homes, lives were destroyed, but thankfully the Biden administration sent $20 billion to rebuild California. That's amazing. Just kidding, that was for Israel. But thankfully Trump has frozen foreign aid for 90 days. Except for Israel. How are the Democrats doing since losing to Trump? Are they taking a step back and reevaluating their tactics and their platform? Are they looking for a real populist candidate to put up for 2028? What is their plan? Oh, goddammit. So let's get into these responses I got to my videos, shall we? Okay, I searched She One Head reaction, and I'm scrolling through these videos, and it's like, anime girl, anime girl, anime girl, anime girl, anime boy, anime girl, anime girl, anime girl. I feel like I'm scrolling through the porn history of the average She One Head fan. Oh, by the way, I will link the videos I react to in the description down below, so you can watch the full videos, the full criticism if you want to. But if you do go to any of these people's channels, please be normal in the comments. We're all just people who have different opinions at the end of the day. If you have the urge to call them like a libtard soy boy cuck in the comments, write instead, you are a fine, distinguished gentleman. Have a wonderful afternoon. See? It's not that hard to control our anger.
This is a 17.5-minute video from a rich white person talking about how both parties are the exact same.
What a fine, distinguished gentleman. I hope he has a wonderful afternoon.
Who is her main audience? It's going to be all conservative types. Every single one. Every single one of these centrist people, their audiences are always conservatives. 100% of the time. Every single time. All of them.
Centrist type people. Okay, alright. Destiny has said that Kamala Harris is to the left of him on economics. Kamala Harris. That technically puts Destiny to the right of me on econ. Destiny has opinions that fall to the left and right of where I'm standing. I have opinions that fall to the left and right of where Destiny is standing. So, who is the centrist here? Or is centrism when you're a YouTuber who makes fun of both sides? And yeah, sure, sorry lefties and liberals and Democrats in my audience, you don't exist. You're all Republicans now. Take your complimentary Trump hat and liberal tears mug. Also, as a left-wing YouTuber, shouldn't having right-wingers in your audience kind of like be the goal? Who are you making content for if not? Do you just want to preach to a choir? If you want to watch someone who agrees with you 100%, just talk to a fucking mirror. I don't understand this criticism. I like that there are people with diverse opinions in my audience. It's so freeing. I'm not audience captured. I can say I want to bring back Ronald Reagan from the dead so I can kill him with my bare hands, and the right-wingers in my audience would just be like, haha, she's so funny. It's nice we can listen to alternative viewpoints. I can fix her. Frankly, I know for a fact a lot of left-wing channels would kill for the audience demographic I have. Are you kidding me? How do we reach young men on the right? How do we get young men to listen to us? Skill issue.
It's hard for me to know, bro. I honestly can't tell a lot of these people. I wish I could just get them in a room and get them like shit-faced and we could just like have a conversation. It's like, do you understand, like, you know that like all your fans are conservative, right? You know that like everything you do is conservative, right? Can you tell that? Are you aware of that?
Okay, first of all, getting drunk with Destiny and having him all up in my face like, you know you're conservative, right? You know your audience is conservative, right? Sounds like a fucking nightmare. I think I would throw up and cry. This is all especially funny coming from someone like him, who's also constantly called a centrist and a right-winger and a Nazi because he has opinions that fall outside of the left-wing internet bubble. Like, I have seen people say these exact criticisms of Destiny, that his audience is full of incels and right-wingers. You know, Destiny, at the end of the day, We're not so different, you and I.
People like Tim Pool I know are intentionally lying, 100%. But for somebody like this, like all of the other centricity types that get swept up in the middle that end up just being like mass conservative propagandists, I'm not sure.
What? I'm sorry. Mass conservative propaganda? I'm so tired of defending myself like this, though. Frankly, I've seen what makes someone a progressive to these people, so I don't really mind when they call me conservative. I'll take it, Destiny. Conservative, centrist, whatever. Someone did die. One of the bullets hit Corey Comparator as he was protecting his family. It's one thing to make fun of a failed assassination attempt, even a successful assassination attempt.
She has the clip. No, she has the clip.
On a politician. If we can't mock or criticize the people in power, there is an issue. But it's another thing to mock a innocent Trump supporter that died. The guy didn't have any power. He wasn't a politician. He was just a dude. I don't like.
He wasn't just a dude. He was a guy that was posting a ton of inflammatory shit on his social media, who was at a rally for one of the most inflammatory candidates of all time. But
a dude wasn't just a dude and deserved to die because he posted inflammatory shit online. My brother in Christ, you do that. I do that. We all do that. All right, I'm done with this one. I'm done. I don't know what I expected. I honestly expected better. I did not expect this. Hopefully, the next person is more sane. So let's go. Let's go.
This is called America is in Shambles. I'm excited to see what this is.
Build Back Better, Agenda 47. Let me introduce you to the Shoe New Deal. Bring back.
High five, pass, Carl. So, you get to now see exactly how far gone Destiny actually is. Now, we get to compare crazy-ass fucking Destiny to the opinions that he gave in his worst moments, continuing in the future, versus, unironically, literally, the bad take machine actual Jake, by himself, with absolutely no filter whatsoever, so you can see exactly how similar they fucking are. In truth, you probably shouldn't have platformed Actual Jake, because by platforming people like Actual Jake, you would give them the ability upon which they can be able to build an audience and growth cycle for, when you should actually be letting them die in darkness, because you need to control the way in which you choose to give air to certain conversations, because if you give air to certain conversations, then you're going to actively be able to build a hate monger community based off of the things that are being said and done. And people like Actual Jake want nothing but outright political anarchism and chaos, as well as money for themselves by being a bully on the internet. Blah 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 blah. Besides that, now you can see exactly how far gone Destiny is by comparing what he said to what Jake is about to say.
The red Pizza Hut cups.
What is this video? Is this just, are we just gonna be like, America's in shambles and we're just gonna, I'm a shit poster, I don't care because nothing affects me. Right, like it's just like disaffected memes or something? This is what we're doing?
I love how he's so confused about the concept of an opening skit. I don't understand. Where's the 500 paragraphs of text? I've been very busy, as some of you know now, and as some of you guessed, I have recently had a baby. And as it turns out, that takes up a lot of your time. And it's...
Ugh.
Wait, why did he go ugh? Why did he go ugh? Nearly 40-ass-year-old man. Come on, Jake, tick-tock. Time to settle down and have some children. Those sperms are drying up.
I'm out.
Oh yeah, he's winning. I shit.
Oh yeah, he's winning. Cope?
Bullet just grazed his ear because he turned at the last second to look at some immigration chart. Being racist literally saved his life. There's a lesson in that.
There's a lesson in being racist. Cool, dude. Like, she lampshades that's just a joke, wink, wink. And then, like, the dumbass f***ing Zoomer Coomer that's in her comments down here does not think she's joking, thinks she's dog whistling, which she is, and is totally like, yeah, I love being racist. Being racist is good. It makes me survive bullets or some shit now.
Oh no, I'm going to influence vulnerable Zoomers into believing racism makes them bulletproof. What are you saying, bro? The dog whistles. The dog whistles. Call a fucking joke. There's no dog whistle. There's no mask. It's a joke. It's a joke about racism, yes! Somehow knew that roof would be unguarded, laid down and aimed a rifle at the former president without being noticed. This was insane incompetence, or they let it happen.
Oh my god, and now she's doing conspiracy theories? She watches Fox News now all the time. You can see it.
I'm leaning more towards the former because if you look at our...
She watches Fox News. She made a joke, therefore she watches Fox News.
Bridges and airplanes, America is in shambles. First of all, why the fuck would I watch Fox News? Tucker Carlson isn't on there anymore. Also, I love how he paused before I finished my sentence. Said a thing he thought epically owned me, then unpaused and I continued and said the opposite of what he thought I would say. His fanfiction of me that believes in Fox News conspiracies turned out not to be real. The man is out here fighting ghosts. He's fighting his schizophrenic thoughts. He took too much cough syrup and I appeared in the corner of his room talking about Fox News. People were laughing about how some of the cops protecting Trump were women and like, come on now, that's sexist. They were making these awful memes like this.
And then you just do the sexist joke. You go, that's sexist, but I don't care. You know what you're doing, dude.
Yes, I do know what I am doing. I am making jokes. I am making jokes about sexism and racism. Yes. Again, no mask, no dog whistles. I am blatantly just saying these things. White Women for Harris meeting raised millions. Broke Zoom.
Yep.
Oh, but when I want to have a whites only meeting, I'm called a racist.
Wow, cool, dude. That's a really sick fucking KKK joke you have there.
This guy isn't even debunking anything. He's just like, you made a joke. Okay? And You are in the wrong neighborhood. That doesn't work here. We have fun here, sir.
Boyfriend writes her scripts, that joke confirms it, dude. It's so bad.
A woman making a joke? I bet her boyfriend wrote that. Wow, sexist much? Dog whistle? Also kind of a random tangent, but like I've gotten this actually unironically in like innocent ways. Like, who writes your stuff? Give props to your editor. I write my own stuff. I edit my own stuff. I've been doing it for 10 years. I still use iMovie to edit. I do have an assistant who helps me get sponsorships and edits the sponsor segments. But if I could hire anyone to do anything, it would be to be the person in front of the camera. That is my least favorite part. I love writing. I love editing. I hate this. Maybe I'll just pull a Daily Wire one day and do a little switcheroo and replace myself with someone else. I'll just tell Moist Critical to shave his beard. None of you will know the difference. Basically, if I could be a VTuber, I would. And I'd give myself pink hair and big anime titties. All right, moving on. One of the bullets hit Corey Comparator as he was protecting his family. But there were people like mocking this, which is insane to me. Like it's one thing to make fun.
Well, he was a racist, so he caught a bullet for no fucking reason at a hit, like a Trump rally, right? It's like being upset the Nazi got hit at a Nazi rally, right?
Oh my God, they're all justifying it. A innocent Trump supporter that died.
He's not innocent, actually. He went to a Trump rally, supported Donald Trump publicly.
Am I going insane? I'm crashing out, bro. I'm crashing out.
If you were a better person, you wouldn't be at a Trump rally. You feel me? So,
I'm out.
If you were a better person, like me, a person who thinks people who
If you were a better person, you wouldn't support this candidate. You would support my candidate and my port views and my opinions about the world. I'm not an unhinged loser on the internet that bullies people and keeps acting like a social retard. No. I'm a correct opinion haver. A real American hero. A real hero.
disagree with me should be shot and killed, then this wouldn't have happened. Unreal! Okay, on to the last response to this particular video. Let's hope this guy is a little better.
Welcome to America is in Shambles by Shuan Head. So Shuan Head is a person that exists. If you don't know who Shuan Head is, she basically postures herself as a centrist.
I literally call myself a left-wing What? Also, I didn't know they made a Vosh too. Who is this guy? Alec Gunter, Shuan Head's brain-dead election analysis.
She used to be buddies with some of the left-leaning people, used to be in favor of Bernie Sanders, but kind of went full populist.
Bernie is a populist, so this makes no sense. Oh, she used to like Bernie, but now she's more of a populist. What? Are we just equating populism with right-wing now? Is that what's going on here?
Basically just posturing for her incel followers, right? Her alt-right incel followers.
The shoe simps, or as I like to call them, the SS.
And making them feel smart because she looks at both sides, right? She's a centrist.
First of all, I don't make my audience feel smart. My audience is fucking retarded. They know this. Second of all, why wouldn't you look at both sides? Like, why shouldn't you be criticizing your side too? Unless you're like a total ideologically cucked hack. You're not that. Right, Alec? Right?
Here's Shuan Head. America is in shambles.
My fellow Americans, I regret to inform you that it is that time again. Election time.
Uh-oh.
Every 4 years we have to deal with this. Are you voting for the red files or the blue files? The red drone strikes or the
Okay, right off the bat, the red is way worse. See, she's like immediately playing the centrist angle, and there's no comparison between the two.
Oh my god, do they all not know what a bit is? I'm doing both sides bad because I'm a candidate running against Kamala and Trump. Do they not know what a skit is? A drone strikes. Dead Palestinians or dead Palestinians? We're tired of it. They should just pick one.
Okay, well, the dead Palestinians thing was pretty true. I'll give her that.
Sexist joke, racist joke, ableist joke. Palestine. There's just no way Trump is losing. Take something like I don't know, Trump getting shot in the head at a rally in Pennsylvania. Oh god, we're coming up to the Trump rally part. Please be normal, but there's one thing to make fun of a failed assassination attempt, even a successful assassination attempt on a politician. If we can't mock or criticize the people in power, there is an issue. But it's another thing to mock a innocent Trump supporter that died. Please give me some hope for left-wing YouTube, please.
The Trump supporter that died, he was most likely a fascist, and I mean, he was a Trump rally, man. What do you expect?
He was most likely a fascist because he is a conservative. He is most likely a fascist, and he was a conservative, therefore he must have deserved it. He deserved that bullet that would have killed a standing president, now potential presidential candidate, now president, like then into president-elect, and now president. You see, it was okay that bullet grazed Trump and killed him because it killed a fascist.
Expect. Like, he probably wanted trans people to die.
Probably. He probably had these opinions, so it's okay for him to die. Even if he did, which you don't know, but even if he did, that doesn't mean he should be fucking killed. He's just a fucking guy. He's a guy who can even change his opinions one day. Who knows? I know for a fact, a shit ton of people in these people's audiences used to be Trump supporters, used to be transphobic or whatever. Every single fucking day, I log on and I watched Ben Shapiro and was a Trump supporter, but now I watch ContraPoints and I'm a good person. So back when you were a Trump supporter, these people think it's okay if you got shot. Convenient for them that they were born morally lucky, and they came out of the womb as leftists. I'm actually going insane. I'm becoming the Joker. I thought at least one of them would have a normal take on this, but no. Behold! This is my circus. These are my monkeys.
I think, okay, so let's check the comments real quick. I just want to see. Here's her audience, okay?
Oh no, he's checking comments. Oh no, he's checking comments. No.
Having a baby and retiring, she was become a trad wife. The only reason America is in shambles is because Shua hasn't uploaded a Hell World in 2 years. Kamala don't come, Trump gonna come America. If there's any reason to vote for Kamala, it's just to make Hillary extremely mad is probably the best campaign slogan yet. Okay, they all just seem like memers.
Whew. Okay, good. Diagnosis memers.
I don't know. I think that Shu is just kind of a memer. I don't think she's a bad person.
Oh good, YouTuber Alec Gunter doesn't think I'm a bad person. I must postpone my suicide at once. Okay, this next video people are responding to is the one I made after the election called The Downfall of the Democrats. Let's see what people have to say about this one. Okay, this guy is called Hutch. This fucking title. Shoe on Head takes an election victory lap? What video did this dude watch? The Shoe on Head from Earth 2? Hat on foot?
Actually project that Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States. Do you really think that the Democratic Party is fighting for you? The overwhelming answer is no.
I am so frustrated with this argument because policy can only get you so far. Like, good policy is good, and we should do good policy. For sure. I don't think we should adopt Republican policies.
Wait, what argument? You just watched a montage of Trump winning. Where did I say adopt Republican policies? I haven't even said anything in this video yet. I haven't even appeared on screen. Who are these people responding to? There she goes, hat on foot, making videos talking about adopting Republican policies.
I think we should pursue progressive policies. I think we should pursue policies that help working class people across this country. Whatever the term working class means now, because it's so nebulous at this point.
I like that the term working class is now nebulous. Now that they're losing the working class, it's like, pfft, working class. What does that even mean? Is it too late for the Democratic Party, or can they turn this around? Will the Democrats learn from this?
To be clear, in 2016, it was the same discourse. Is this the end of the Democratic Party? Dems in disarray. Are they ever going to recover from this? It's the same discourse every single time.
Okay, but Kamala did historically bad. She did not flip a single county. A Republican won the popular vote. A Republican. Do you know how rare that is? And all the data shows young people, black people, Latinos, women moving more right. Now, could this be a Trump-only thing? Sure. And as I said in my video, there could be a pendulum swing and we'll get like another Obama after Trump, or the Democrats wake up and actually run a good populist candidate. I don't rule this out, but to pretend this wasn't a particularly bad loss is just straight up delusional. From blaming the American people to blaming Joe Rogan, the Democrats and the media are having a hard time coping with their loss, and
this logic that you can't blame voters for the outcome of elections is insane to me. There's no responsibility on the voters, like none whatsoever.
Why would you put responsibility on the voters when the voters are literally voting for the candidates that you put forward? If you don't have a viable candidate and everything goes poorly for you, maybe you should start making viable candidates.
Who else am I supposed to?
You blame your party that lost. You blame your candidate. Why were the American people more willing to vote for the guy who did January 6th over your candidate full of hope and joy and rainbows and unicorns or whatever? Is it because the voters are just all stupid idiots? Or is it something a little less simple that you just want to avoid talking about? Taking a step back and looking in the mirror is gonna do you real good. Democrats don't have a messaging problem. America has a racism problem. Kamala ran a flawless campaign in 100 days and I refuse to let y'all gaslight me into believing anything other than that.
Did she just put up 2 random Twitter users? Do we know who those people are? Who were those people? I don't even know who those. I'm pretty sure they were just random people.
Random Twitter users whose posts went viral, yes. It's a small sample of the discourse happening amongst the people, which is pretty important to show. I know the concept of listening to average everyday people is completely foreign to you, but it is important to show what people are saying about their country's election, not just what politicians and the media are saying.
The Democratic Party, we have to contend with progressives that are constantly shitting on the Democratic Party for not being socialist enough, and we have to contend with MAGA who are constantly shitting on the Democratic Party for, eating children and worshiping Satan.
And then you got the weirdos who believe both those things.
I'm out.
For people like Shoe on Head, it's like, okay, it's easy, man. You just don't be woke, don't be feminist. Don't root for like black lesbians in Disney shows, and then just do socialist policies.
All right, back up. I am not delusional. I do not want to implement socialist policies in America because, first of all, I do not trust America to do those correctly. I'm talking about basic, normal, social democratic policies like Norway and Denmark have. Universal paid family leave, universal health care, at least a public option, better transportation like a high-speed rail, better protection for workers, higher wages, blah, blah, blah. And yes, no woke shit. Do you know how popular a platform like that would be? You get a candidate up there like that, you're winning all 50 states.
So, I mean, I would love to hear what she suggests besides just like elect Bernie Sanders.
Put up a good politician. That is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Someone who actually cares about the working class. Not Bernie Sanders. He's like 100 years old. Someone like Bernie Sanders, sure. Bernie Sanders was more of a spine. Combine Trump and Bernie Sanders. I am committing voter fraud and voting for that man 300 times. I am storming the Capitol for Donald Sanders. After this, the Democrats are going to move right in the dumbest ways. They're going to become like the new neocons, but gay.
I think they will too. And one of the reasons why they're going to do that is because they know people like you are not a reliable voter. You're not.
You are correct. I am not a reliable voter. I will not vote blue no matter who. And guess what? Most of the country is like me. Does that scare you? Good. Me not being a reliable voter is not an excuse for Democrats to not listen to voters like me. If anything, it's the complete opposite. They should be trying to get the votes from people like me. Politicians and parties are not owed your vote. They have to earn it. They have to work for it. And many people thought the Democrats did not work for it.
Pause. It has more to do with the fact that they don't believe that people would have a reason to vote against them because look at how bad they look. And then look at how good we look. It has less to do with just in-group politics on the general scale and more to do with I can't believe that they voted for fascist McKick-a-puppy. That's all it'll ever go to. It'll only ever be I can't believe you voted for fascist McKick-a-puppy. Period. There's no further take beyond that.
In fact, I don't even think they wanted to win, but that's a whole nother can of worms I don't want to open right now. Large factions of the left condescendingly believe that dumb people are the reason Trump won in 2016 and won again in 2024. And that
Well, I mean, you know, yeah.
Vance, when you win 2028, put me somewhere in communications. Let me run your Twitter account. I'm a millennial too. Nobody will know the difference. Plus, we wear the same amount of eyeliner. Okay, that is enough hutch for one lifetime, thank you. Next, please let the next person be sane. Please save my brain cells. Come majestically galloping in to save us.
Oh, holy shit. I know this lady.
I take back the galloping part.
Can I be real with you guys? People are gonna hate me for this one. I stand by the criticisms that I've made of Shoe on Head, but I will say this. If Shu had been a respected voice in the Democrat consultancy circles, Kamala might not have lost. I have criticized her so many times for the populist brain rot, but oh boy, if anyone could use populist brain rot driven right into their skulls right now, it would be the Democrats. 28 minutes, and we have 25 minutes till stream ends. And I have to read donos. I don't know about that one, Chief. There's probably stuff in here that I maybe can watch in the future.
Wait, he doesn't even watch the video? Watch the video, coward! This is an official call to the Shoe Simps. Calling the SS! We attack at dawn! Go tell Vosh to watch the video! This is bullshit! I was clickbaited. On to the next guy. Okay, this guy is called Uninformed Leftist. Let's see if he lives up to his name.
So let's get into this. Shoe had made another video. It's called The Downfall of the Democrats.
Oh, big congratulations to Tim Walz on being the first white male DEI hire. It didn't work. The DNC.
Okay, so Tim Walz is not the first white male DEI hire. Joe Biden's been a white male DEI hire. George Bush is. Mitt Romney was. Every single president has been a white male DEI hire. Both the Democrats and the Republicans realize that America is a white supremacist country, thus we must run white people. So saying that Tim Walz is the first DEI hire is a little bit telling. And what is it telling?
A joke. It's telling a joke.
Well, it's telling that Shoe on Head, like the topic of race and gender is very on the front of her mind.
What?
Now listen, do I think it's true that Kamala Harris lost because she's black and she's a woman?
Please say no, please say no, please say no.
Honestly, yes, I do.
Obama is black.
Every time. Without fail. Every time without fail.
And did phenomenally. Hillary is a woman and won the popular vote. I hate this delusion and this cope that Kamala lost because she's a black woman. No. If she was a white man, would she have maybe won a little more votes? Sure, I'm not denying the existence of racist misogynists. I'm looking at one right now. But enough votes that she would win? Absolutely not.
A district that's 97% Latino went 75 percentage points for Donald Trump. Why?
Misogyny.
It's on the border.
It's
the border
misogyny.
crisis is on their doorstep.
So-
and they were begging people to care about it for years. We need to take some
There's a lot of misogynistic Latino men. There's a lot of misogynistic men in general, but Latino men, like, they're fairly Christian, they're fairly conservative, and misogyny goes hand in hand with those two, so.
Latino men are misogynists? Yeah? Is that why the president of Mexico is a woman and has like an 80% approval rating? Maybe Kamala Harris just sucks. You ever consider that? Maybe going, nothing's gonna change when I'm president, sucks. After the election, a YouTuber I am subscribed to uploaded a video called How the Right is Winning Young Men.
Ugh, I have such mixed feelings about this. I do. Unpopular though it is on the left to like give grace to the male loneliness epidemic. I have mixed feelings about it. I'm picking my words carefully so the leftists don't murder me. Like, don't rake me over the coals for this, but I think that I understand.
Oh, I have to pick my words carefully so my own movement doesn't attack me for caring about men's issues. You see the issue?
Shoe on Head, again, doesn't really offer any analysis. She makes a joke, so.
The analysis is that you can't solve problems because you won't talk about them, because by talking about them, you will signal boost that this person should be attacked with a lightning rod. Are you fucking serious? That's half the goddamn issue. Destiny wants to label her as just simply filtering and trying to give attention for herself for the ability to get clout for herself. Actual Jake considers her to be a footstool and considers her to be a footnote that only exists to absorb that audience that's looking for somebody to filter content to them that they want to hear, which is an accusation that you give to all of them. Bosch won't even fucking look at the shit. He'll bait it and then act out. Multitudes of literally who also rans out of this fucking sphere that are apparently left-wing in nature believe that she must be a conservative that's pushing for these values not because good outcomes, but because she must be doing it for malicious purposes that they can't describe and can't claim, and then bringing attention to the fact that you can't even consider or talk about it in purposes as a joke, an optical joke, which means you have to be paying attention to how the conversations are developing. You look at that optics joke and think, well, you see, actually, she has no criticisms, despite the fact that the jokes themselves are the criticism. Does she need to explain the joke to you in order for the joke criticism to fucking land? Apparently the answer is yes! Which means all of you are fucking stupid.
So, essentially, what is her joke? Her joke is that the guy's gay.
What?
I'm out. The fact that I can give that reaction, and then that is direction of the camera. I forget the direction of the camera. That Horace says this is hilarious. Some jokes land themselves. But what? Is there more of the clip that explains how he gets, the joke is that the guy is gay? Please tell me there's more than a clip.
Oh, we're streaming from Earth 2 again. Here comes Hat on Foot, hating the gays again. The joke was not about him being gay. There wasn't even a joke. My point was that he's nervous to talk about men's issues in fear of the left attacking him, and it shouldn't be that way.
That's pretty gross from Chew on Head. Do I need to spell that out for you? She does this whole, like, gay impression.
Gay impression.
So, gay impression. And she comes to the same conclusion I did! Sometimes being a satirist is hard, because the satirizing requires people to be able to take in the information and actually notice what the fuck is being said and how this conversation is being had as the framework behind how you're able to then break down the topic and the problem and then the issue in the discussion and your own opinions about it and how those opinions intermesh with other people's opinions inside the conflicts that is the topic and or the space that is being described or handled. This is why Dunning-Kruger is a goddamn issue. Fucking Dunning-Kruger syndrome beats our ass every single time. Because to assume that you know what the fuck she means, you clearly have to be on the same page, but you guys aren't even in the same fucking library.
That's literally what he fucking sounded like. These people have like terminal identity politics brain.
All right, let's just read a few comments.
Oh no, not again. I swear to God, if you guys embarrass me in front of Hassan 2 here, I will turn this video around and we are going home.
Chew on Head dropping the hard truth bombs as usual. Bro, at least Bernie Sanders got to say a big I told you so. Okay, that's kind of, I don't know, gives me a little bit of hope. Democrats forgot they had to be likable. Okay, it's kind of true. You can't hide your monster addiction by putting it in white class June. Okay, that's a good point. They will learn.
Pause. So you will shit on her for things that she didn't say and didn't do, but you agree with the comment section, meaning that you inherently agree with June's positions, but you want to antagonize her because as what you figure as a figurehead of a movement of people that you can't describe and talk to. You can't be able to call her a Nazi bully bigot because you then don't have the ability to find the fucking goal post that you're looking for in the comment section. Certainly this means that you're going to turn back around in your opinion and you're going to admit where you made your mistakes and you're going to actually look at her opinions through a fair and justed eye, right?
Nothing and blame everyone. Yeah, unfortunately, that's true.
Okay, he's just agreeing with all the comments. I love that they keep doing this. I love that they keep checking the comments, expecting some like terrible shit, and it's just like pee pee poo poo 69 going epic video, mommy. Okay, so that was terrible. Next.
Hi, my name's Anthony Jones. I like to talk about politics and the culture war in the UK and America. Today I'm going to react to Chew and Head.
That's horrible. Okay, bold Harry Potter.
Its most recent video, Downfall of the Democrats, the truth about the 2024 election.
Aw, this guy looks like a wizard. He's like a jolly little garden gnome. I don't even mean that in a mean way. He just looks whimsical, like he's gonna help me on a quest through some enchanted forest. Please be sane and normal, gnome bro. I am running out of hope.
Yeah, Trump objectively is the representative of the working class. Traditionally, it was Latinos, blacks. People would vote for Democrats. Now, it's highly educated people who vote for Democrats and actually working class people who traditionally would vote Democrat have voted for Donald Trump. This is a massive change in the demographics and people want something different. They don't want the same old, and that's what Kamala Harris represented. And this is essentially why she failed to appeal to voters.
Yes!
Okay, good. Yes, correct.
Gnome bro is normal. Oh my god, how refreshing. Yes, 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 yes. We're so f***ing back, gnome bros. Okay, let's keep listening. Let's not get our hopes up. Everyone was so sure dangerous, devious, dastardly Donald would never make his way back into the White House to steal democracy. And he did it. With democracy.
Democracy has been bought in America. It really has. The idea that influence is like objective and everyone's informed and it's a level playing field for both sides is simply not true. Democracy implies the voters were informed, they knew what they were voting for, they weren't lied to, they weren't sold misinformation. People are massively misinformed on Donald Trump. They were lied to, they don't believe a lot of the accusations against him. It's more complex, and it is actually very complex.
It's really not that complicated. It's exactly what you said earlier. Trump offered something, Kamala offered nothing. Whether you agree with the vision or not, Trump had a vision. It's like in 2016 when Hillary Clinton made that America is already great hat. No one wants to fucking hear this. No one believes that. You have to give the people a vision. A lot of them don't believe what the media says about Trump because a lot of them don't trust the media, and I'm gonna be so dead ass. Do you blame them? As a Bernie bro, as a Bernard brethren, do you blame them? It's up to the media to prove themselves trustworthy, and in my opinion, they just haven't done that. The mainstream, corporate media, liberal and right-wing, does not have a good reputation. Oh my god, that reminds me, I was watching Fox Business the other morning? Don't ask. But holy shit, you think right-wing media online is bad? What the f are the boomers watching? Also, Christy Nome showed up on the TV and my baby was like, Mama. Really, bro? Okay, last one. I'm ready. Let's go. This guy is called Dima the Show. Okay, Dima, what do you have for us?
I don't know what to predict here. I've only seen 2 She Won Head videos, and I follow her on Twitter. She hasn't been very active on Twitter recently. I don't know why. I think she got married and had a kid. But either way, from what I remember of her Twitter, it was fairly progressive. Some little, tidbits of, radical centrist, reactionary stuff, a little bit here and there.
I like how just nobody understands me. America is so terminally left-right brained, dude. You can talk about how you want workplace democracy all day, but if you also say something like, I think we should make it harder for children to access porn or something, people are like, oh, I don't know, she's some kind of centrist? What? Anyway, I got a lot of comments on my last video like, wait, you're left-wing and you hate the Democrats? Yeah, man.
Okay, so is she coming out as left-wing? Just do it.
Yeah, man, that's a pretty common thing. If you were shocked that I'm left-wing, maybe that's a sign you need to take a step back and evaluate some of the preconceived stereotypes you have of people. Not all of us are crazy blue-haired socialists, no. Some of us are crazy brown-haired socialists. But for those of
Hey, yo!
Ugh, why is he soying out? I hate this. I'm never gonna call myself a socialist again.
For someone like her with such a diverse audience, who gets, millions and millions of views on her videos, someone like her with this much reach, with this much of an audience, and say, hey, look at me, I'm a left-wing socialist, I think is good for the cause.
I don't wanna be good for the cause. I'm a rebel. I'm not one of you. You don't love me. Sorry, I'm just burned by all the other videos. I'm like an abused cat lashing out at a new adoptive owner. He's out here handing me a treat like, pss, 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 and I'm like, let's relax.
So, okay, fellas. She said she's a socialist. She said she's left-wing. Why do we hate her?
That's such a weird thing to say. She's one of us. She agrees with us politically. Why do we hate her? I don't know. Maybe I'm a f***ing asshole.
Kamala Harris being, a person of color, is that gonna have an effect on some amount of people? Sure it will. Is that why she lost?
Don't say it. Don't say it, please.
I don't think so.
Thank you. Oh my god, the bar is low. Young men did come out and support Trump, and apparently for the reasons I and many others predicted. We asked young men why they voted for Donald Trump. Here's what they said. What appealed to him about Donald Trump was that his campaign was not coming after us. He was highlighting the American people, which we are. It doesn't matter what color you are, what you may identify as. Since I wasn't excluded, I resonated with it.
See? That is a dumb person. That is a f***ing idiot.
Okay. I'm doing the thing they do. I'm pausing before he finishes his sentence. Let's hear him out. When you tell a young white guy, hey, you're an oppressor, and because you're white, you have privileges that your black and Hispanic peers didn't have, and you're inherently at fault, or you're guilty for that, which is what a lot of the left wings or Democrats are saying.
Yeah, I mean, you are, as a white person, you do have, systemic privileges that...
Please fucking spare me. Please fucking spare me. Privilege plus power equals oppression. Please spare me the PPP. Please spare me the P3. This shit is fucking cooked and done. We have seen what happens with the open system that has been allowed through door stopping. You have destroyed most fucking industries and businesses by allowing this to be the thing that you can beat people and lash them for, directly allowing them to then break everything down because you say it's gonna go bad. Stop it. No, it's done. Yes, a black person can be racist, prejudiced, and bigoted. They can do all three at the same time. And it doesn't stop them from still being a bully. Please, no more. No more.
That people of color in this country don't have for a variety of reasons. That's just the truth.
All right, we're gonna disagree here. Now you will see why they hate me. The only privilege that exists is class privilege. Poor, working class, middle class white people, poor, working class, middle class black people have the same amount of privilege. None. A rich black person has more privilege than a white poor person. Telling a white college-aged man who's struggling to pay off student loans, who can't afford a house, who can't find a job, that he's part of systemic racism and privilege, good f***ing luck.
We're not racist, we're not misogynistic. I mean, see, this is again, I have to say, actually, we all kind of are racist, but that's boring, that's complex, that takes nuance, that takes time, and no one wants to f***ing hear that shit. Of course that's not gonna f***ing resonate. How do you make it resonate? Maybe you can make it fun.
Make it fun? Hey, white people!
How do you make bigotry and the choice to exclude people fun? How do you do that? How do you make it fun? What's fun about being told that you don't get to have a chance to have a normal life because someone dictated that you are not to be given one because you voted wrong, or you're the wrong race, or you're the wrong type of black?
People, you're inherently racist! What?
But I don't think there's a way to, you know, put lipstick on the progressive messaging pig. Like, I don't know if we can win on messaging alone.
Because it's not the messaging. It's not how you are selling the product. It's the product. These guys are being alienated from progressive messaging, not because it's complicated, but because it's stupid and regressive. Young men are tired of being told to pay for the sins of their great-grandfathers. Full stop. That's it. And people aren't just going, systemic racism exists. Like, yeah, maybe that's what you're doing. I don't think you're some kind of, like, woke SJW or whatever, but to pretend like that's the only thing people are doing, it's kind of a cope. You're in denial. Corporations were literally hiring Robin DiAngelo to give PowerPoint presentations to workers on how to be less white. This was a thing that happened. I remember Coca-Cola doing it specifically. Coca-Cola, which, by the way, the CEO of Coca-Cola is now openly praising Trump and like hanging out with him. Corpo moment. They really saw the popular vote and were like, later homos. God, I miss the 90s. I feel like we really had race relations down back then. I don't see color. That worked. That was great. Why did we get rid of that? After the election, one of the only politicians I've seen who is actively trying to understand why people voted the way that they did is AOC. When I met her, I whispered into her ear, take the pronouns out of your bio. And she did. Anyway, after the election, AOC found out that a ton of people voted for her down ballot, but also voted for Trump for president on the same ticket. Curious, she took to her Instagram to ask people why they did that. And these were some of their answers. I feel like Trump and you are both real. It's real simple. Trump and you care for the working class.
Ugh. Trump and you care for the working class. Just complete, diametrically opposed entities.
How? Please tell me you explain how. How are they diametrically opposed?
AOC and Donald Trump. Insane, man. Do you know?
AOC lives and is supposed to be a representative for New York City. Both of them thus come from the same place, and they have the ability to understand how to deal with the problems in New York City when it comes to residential, when it comes to finances, and when it comes to housing. Because the housing crisis is a direct response of all the things that have been done with redlining issues. She can be capable of dealing with it, and if she's not capable of dealing with it, then you guys probably have to find somebody else that can deal with it. Because there's no fucking world where she can sell herself as what she sold herself on in her politics, and then you not do something with that. There's a lot to it that say is cope. But ultimately, the issues that affect New York City are as follows. 1. Transportation. 2. Public safety. 3. Public concerns. 4. Transit fare operations. So, in relation to transportation, as well as public safety, can I go on the train without getting killed? Can I go on the train without getting sexually harassed? Can I go on the train without getting assaulted? Can I go on the train and not get mugged? Can I go on the train and be able to get to my stop on time and safely, in an organized manner, consistently, for my commute on a daily basis? And then, moving from there, 5, can I be able to have a fucking proper house that has issues like rent control solved? Because if I can't afford to fucking live there, how can I work there? How are they diametrically opposed?
You know how many people used to like Bernie Sanders and now vote for Donald Trump, and vice versa? There are so many conservatives I know who used to be Bernie Sanders supporters. Is it because Bernie and Trump are so much alike? No. But their rhetoric, how they spoke, who they spoke to, who they fought for or claimed to fight for, the forgotten man, the American worker, this is populism. And throughout history, populism could be used for good or for evil. And like I said in many of my videos, if you don't understand this, you're never gonna get it. Maybe this is a one-time thing, maybe it's just because of Trump or inflation, or maybe the meme is coming true. Maybe Republicans are the new party of the working class. Democrats.
That's just so insane, man.
See, this is one reason I don't see why you should blame the voters. Like, obviously the Democratic Party is doing something wrong if blue-collar working class people of all races are moving towards the Republican Party, and the Democrats are only gaining with old women and coastal elites. The voters don't see you as the party for the little guy. They see a literal billionaire as the party for the little guy. You are doing something wrong!
I hope the male loneliness epidemic eats you MAGA scum alive. I hope you feel a hole in your soul and feel unloved until your dying day. I hope you rot in your deathbed wondering why women looked at you like you had rabies your whole life as your eyes closed for the last.
I'm not gonna defend this. This is not good or healthy.
Honestly, Gnome Bro and this guy have been pretty reasonable. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe not all Democrats are doomed. Maybe there is a chance a Democrat wins 2028. Maybe some really do get it.
Some liberals use the occasion to look down upon the icky dummies who are too stupid to know they shouldn't vote for Trump. Yep.
I mean, where's the lie?
So that was that video. That is all I can take. Ladies and gentlemen, they are not sending their best. Despite it all, it was fun doing a reaction video to people's reaction of me. But that is enough of my yapping. Now I want to hear you yap. Do you think Democrats will learn their lesson? Do you think a pendulum swing is going to happen in 2028? If you like this video, please consider donating to me on Patreon, link down below. Or if you want to give a little one-time donation, there's like a little tip jar somewhere here. It really helps the channel a lot, and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys with a new video soon.
Pretty much what would have expected. But none of them had any talking points, they just had insults. Pain. Exorbitant pain. And it goes hand in hand, especially when you consider New York shit. You'd think that for AOC, the most important thing that she'd want is for the Jordan Neely case to reassure that no, we're not just going to have people be able to use politics as a way to punish a man for trying to keep people safe in the city. Because if that happens, AOC has to fucking resign from her position. There's no way you can get through that. Any representative that's in the House, and any person who's a senator for her state, would have to look at her and ask her, hey, why are people unsafe on the fucking subway? Can you explain why they're unsafe on the subway? And why you continue to do nothing about it? If she has no answer, you need to make her step down. Because you can't have her doing these galas and affairs and these talking arrangements where we've seen that she's been in the back rooms talking about how they were not going to push these particular candidates and how they were going to try and spend and save and salvage on the down ballot votes on the gubernatorial races that they then still got shellacked in, except in the most coastal elite hovels that exist. You cannot be in those positions and then not have an answer to that problem, because it doesn't help public relations. It doesn't inspire faith from the public that you will have a handle on it. And the more time goes by with you still doing the tax the rich bit, the more it makes them certain that the only way you'll address it is if it gives you the ability to then talk about it on Pokemon's live stream. And if that's the reality that it's going towards, there is a much higher likelihood chance that June might get of the interview with somebody of a part of the Trump administration to address these things. Please, JD Vance, do my idea. It would be funny, bro. Bro, not only would it be funny, it would work out entirely. Please, bro, it'd be hilarious. It'd be hilarious. It'd do good, and it'd be hilarious. There's more likely that June would get platformed to speak to JD Vance or a member of the administration, while at the same time, they then make all of these cope assertions about why it's not them doing that interview with someone of equal standing in the Democratic Party. Because they're never going to say that the Democratic Party or the Democratic leadership has to make changes in the cities where they should. That's like me saying, oh man, why would I not want to look into Raphael and Warnock being changed? Things that happen in Columbus is because of white people. White people are so bad, despite the fact I live around them. It's not fit for function. Their criticisms are absolutely abject nothing, if not just full blatant insults. Pain. Great video, but pain. One must continue to ask themselves, how do they become like this? And the answer is audience capture. Alright, it is 13 minutes till 4. I am going to bring it down, and then to go back live. I also need to pee. I will see y'all in about 10 minutes. At least for those that can make it. For those that can't, well, you'll be spared from the sissy destruction. Okay? Alright. GG Nori. Easy.